Even more stunned, she didn't expect that Huaxian did not lie to her. He really could dance, and was extremely good at it. Wow, so handsome. I never thought that a man dancing the Duomo dance could be so perfect and attractive. Me too. I really want to be his woman. You're just dreaming, didn't you see that even a platinum legendary beauty like Demon Xiao Yao was rejected even though she confessed her love to him? How could he possibly be interested in someone like us? Yes, he is so outstanding. How could he look down on us? I even believe now that he is as outstanding as the devil Xiao Yao said. I never doubted him. The crowd at the scene went wild because of Huaxian's dance steps. Men are extremely envious, and women are so in love with her that they are willing to give themselves to her. A platinum legendary beauty, Demon Xiao Yao, is even more obsessed with Huaxian. He found that he had fallen in love with him and couldn't help himself. After about 10 minutes, the dance ended. There was applause and cheers at the scene. My God, I love you. My dear man, please marry me. Countless crazy girls, regardless of the fact that their men were still beside them, screamed and roared like crazy. Huaxian looked at the scene and smiled. You are all excellent. But I will accompany you to play with you. My male god, how can you be so low-key? I will love you to death if you do this. My male god, please sleep with me secretly, okay? I just want to give birth to a baby for you. These girls, the crazy ones, have already rushed to the stage. Don't get excited. Isn't this a dance party? Let's dance to our heart's content. Husband, let's go. The devil Xiao Yao saw countless women rushing up, grabbed Huaxian and soared into the sky, took out the flying vehicle, rushed in, and left. My male god, I will marry you in this life. The girls screamed wildly in frustration. Huaxian smiled bitterly and said, I didn't expect you women to be so crazy about chasing stars. It's because you are so outstanding. Husband? Or husband, just accept me. After saying that, she actually untied the shoulder straps of her long skirt, and the skirt slit down. The scene that he shouldn't have seen came into Huaxian's eyes. It's about to explode. Resisting the extreme temptation, he quickly pulled up her shoulder straps, covering her tightly, and said, Devil Xiao Yao, don't be like this. I said I would give you an answer in a month. I hope you can respect yourself a little. While the devil Xiao Yao felt lost, she was more relieved this man did not approach her because she was good looking, nor did he want to possess her body because she was good looking. This was a good man. Chapter 803, I can't help it. Husband, the more you do this, the more I want to be with you. The devil Xiao Yao said seriously. Her words and her tone were extremely destructive to Huaxian. She suddenly hugged him in her arms and said, do you believe it or not? I really slept with you. Seeing Huaxian's serious expression, the devil Xiao Yao smiled instead, and said in an extremely charming tone, hubby, come on, sleep with me. Huaxian felt like he was about to explode. He pushed her away and rushed to the nearest room as fast as he could. Ding dong. He shut the door heavily. I feel so uncomfortable holding it in. I need to vent. Ding, congratulations to the host for resisting the repeated temptations of the Platinum Legendary Beauty. The resistance points to the opposite sex have been increased by 100 million points. Huaxian was stunned. And this also increased the resistance points of the opposite sex? However, it seems unscientific to force myself to endure this without increasing my resistance points. With the increase of 100 million resistance points of the opposite sex, Huaxian felt that the fire in his body was suppressed a lot and he felt much better. Click. The door was opened by the demon Xiao Yao using his authority. I saw that she had taken off her veil and long skirt and walked in wearing a swimsuit. Platinum's legendary face and figure directly lead to Huaxian's root. The 100 million points of opposite sex resistance points that had just been obtained were useless at this moment. Honey, let's go take a shower, okay? The devil Xiao Yao came over and grabbed Huaxian's hand. That charming voice had already made Huaxian fall. And the physical contact led to an immediate explosion. He suddenly hugged her and kissed her fiercely. The devil Xiao Yao smiled and thought, I will definitely catch you. I don't believe it. This is absolutely not possible. We can't do this. We must complete the mission. Huaxian roared in his heart, endured the danger of blood spurting out, burst out with all his strength, and pushed the demon Xiao Yao away. Then rushed out of the room. Huaxian knew very well that he couldn't stand the current situation. If he met a beautiful enemy in the future, it would definitely be a disaster. Therefore, the task of the opposite sex resistance point must be completed, and one must be able to resist women of any level. The devil Xiao Yao was stunned. I even began to doubt whether Huaxian was a man. You're in this situation, and you can still refuse? He chased out quickly and used his privilege to find the room where Huaxian was hiding and went in. Subconsciously looking at Huaxian's crotch. The obvious bumps and depressions made him realize that this man was very strong, but why didn't he take him down? Husband, do you really not like me? Or is there something else going on? The devil Xiao Yao thought of something else, so she asked. Huaxian smiled bitterly and said, If I didn't have my own reasons, I wouldn't want to face a beauty like you and endure it again and again. And husband. And you tell me what the secret is? Huaxian took a deep breath and said, "It's not a secret, I just want to develop the ability to remain calm when facing a platinum legendary beauty like you. Resistance. Why do we need to refine resistance?" He smiled bitterly and said, "You are not my enemy. If you were facing your beautiful temptation, even a small loss of concentration would be enough to cost me my life." The devil Set Yao immediately reacted. "So you have been rejecting me, just to train your resistance. If you succeed in the training, do you want to abandon me?" Huaxian smiled bitterly and said, "Do you think I will abandon you now that I have succeeded? And I will accompany you, my husband, to train your resistance now. Abi, come on, I need you so much." After the devil Set Yao knew Huaxian's purpose, she began to make all kinds of explicit temptations, which kept Huaxian on the verge of exploding. Time and time again. Huaxian has exploded many times. But the demon Set Yao withdrew her charm in time to stop them. In her heart, she had already accepted Huaxian and regarded him as her man. Naturally, she also hoped that her man would be very outstanding, so she fully cooperated with Huaxian to improve her resistance. The spaceship flew back to the island owner's mansion and they did not get off the spaceship. An hour passed and Huaxian was suffering unprecedented torture. "Ding, congratulations to the host, you have resisted the temptation of the platinum legendary beauty many times. And your resistance value to the opposite sex has increased by 100 million points. Having gained another 100 million points of resistance to the opposite sex, Huaxian felt that his resistance had indeed improved a lot. The devil Set Yao continued to seduce. This time, Huaxian's resistance was significantly improved. The devil Set Yao also noticed this progress. She was very happy and said, "Come on, husband. When speaking, the stimulation is no longer limited to language. Start doing all kinds of charming and seductive movements." She is a platinum legendary beauty in her own right, and her movements are extremely seductive. Any action can drive a man crazy. Huaxian discovered that the increased resistance value seemed to have lost its effect. This time, 2 full hours passed. During this period, Huaxian fell more than 100 times. Fortunately, the demon Set Yao stopped in time, otherwise his defense would have been broken long ago. "Ding, congratulations to the host, you have resisted the temptation of the platinum legendary beauty many times, and your resistance to the opposite sex has increased by 200 million points." Huaxian was stunned. "And I was overjoyed, I didn't expect that the reward would be doubled this time. Now he has more than 500 million resistance points to the opposite sex." Looking at the beautiful and attractive demon Set Yao in a swimsuit again, he finds that he can control his desire. "You know, a few hours ago, just by seeing her face, I couldn't control the urge to possess her. It can be seen that the increase in the opposite sex resistance value by 400 million is very effective." The devil Set Yao was shocked when he saw that Huaxian looked at him with clear eyes, without the previous crazy look. This was the first time she had heard of resistance to the opposite sex, but she also hoped that Huaxian could resist the temptation of the opposite sex. After all, she had recognized this man. "So I tried my best to help, but I didn't expect that Huaxian could achieve such a result in just a few hours. And you can face this platinum legendary beauty. Even the temptation without any clothes on. Hubby, you are such a pervert. I even doubt that if you continue like this, you will no longer like women." Huaxian rolled his eyes and said speechlessly, "I'm just increasing your resistance, not your disgust. To be honest, if it wasn't for increasing your resistance, I would have pushed you down a long time ago." "Then husband, let's continue." The devil Set Yao said this with a smile, and actually reached out to unbutton her underwear. Before the underwear even slipped off, Huaxian's blood boiled with excitement when he saw this scene. Gurgle. I couldn't help swallowing. Looking at the devil Set Yao covering her chest with her hands, I wished she would let go immediately. The latter smiled and said, "Hubby, it seems that the effect is not very obvious yet. Hang in there, you must hang in there." Her voice was extremely charming. And the key point was that while she was speaking, she slowly loosened her hand. The underwear slipped off little by little, revealing more and more mystery. Huaxian's eyes widened and his breathing became rapid. "I can't bear it anymore," he roared and pounced on him. Chapter 804. Let's ride horses. "Hubby, don't do this, I'm scared." The devil Set Yao relied on her overwhelming strength to seduce Huaxian to the extreme. Facing Huaxian's pounce, he always dodged at the critical moment. This time, it took longer. 5 hours passed. Huaxian was exhausted and out of breath, but still eager. "Ding! Congratulations to the host, you have endured the temptation of a platinum legendary beauty 1,000 times ahead of schedule, and your resistance to the opposite sex has increased by 300 million. After gaining another 300 million opposite sex resistance value, Huaxian's obsessed eyes finally returned to normal. Looking at the demon said Yao, who was in a state of extreme charm, he found that he could resist it completely. Overjoyed. The devil sat Yao was even more shocked and couldn't believe it was this man so terrifying. After staying in pain for several hours, not only did his resistance to the opposite sex actually increase, but it also increased more horribly each time. Hubby, you're amazing. As he spoke, he took off his clothes completely and was suddenly naked. Huaxian's eyes immediately widened. He still has an extremely strong possessive desire for the demon, said Yao, but it is not uncontrollable. Xian was overjoyed when he saw this scene. I finally have some resistance against the platinum legendary beauty. But the next second, the devil sat Yao suddenly made an extremely exaggerated movement. See that mysterious place that you shouldn't see but really want to see and also want to possess. Blood spurts out directly. It's like the whole person has lost his soul. Hubby, come on, man. As soon as the devil sat Yao opened his mouth, Huaxian fell even more. He walked towards her like a zombie. The devil sat Yao no longer needed to make any charming movements and just kept that one posture. Huaxian was completely fascinated. He walked over, squatted down, and looked at things he shouldn't have looked at. Dick. Drool. Hubby, hurry up and love me. As soon as the devil sat Yao opened her mouth, Huaxian was immediately obsessed and pounced on her. The demon sat Yao quickly dodged away. I thought to myself, I really could resist it. Then he praised Huaxian for all his excellence. The result is the same. Huaxian couldn't resist excellence, and she avoided him at the most critical moment. Time passed minute by minute, and 4 hours had passed. Night falls. Huaxian still couldn't get out of the temptation brought by the devil sat Yao. Faced with his naked and absolute temptation, Huaxian was stumped. This time, the demon sat Yao did not dodge again when Huaxian pounced on him. He reached out and grabbed his neck. And a terrifying murderous intent broke out in oppressed people like Huaxian. Even so, Huaxian, who was completely bewitched by the beauty, did not wake up. My eyes looked at the place I shouldn't be looking at, but I couldn't help but move down. The more I watch, the more obsessed I become. Completely forget about your situation. If the demon sat Yao wanted to kill him, Huaxian would have died thousands of times. It can be seen how destructive the temptation of beauty is to a person. The stalemate lasted for another half an hour, and Huaxian still showed no signs of waking up. Bang! The devil sat Yao punched Huaxian hard and sent him flying. After being attacked, Huaxian still didn't wake up and pounced on her again. The look on his face made it clear that he had to be knocked down. The demon sat Yao frowned. This time, I decided to take ruthless action. He kicked him hard. Boom! He kicked Huaxian out and knocked down a wall. He fell to the ground and couldn't get up for a while. Ouch! Huaxian then screamed and came to his senses. Gradually coming to his senses, Huaxian was also shocked. He obviously remembered his situation. Although I was in a state of obsession just now, I still have some memories. Thinking back on what happened, I feel even worse. I didn't expect that even though my resistance to the opposite sex has increased so much, I still can't resist the temptation. Wife, am I useless? Huaxian suddenly said. The devil sat Yao smiled bitterly and said, I don't know, this is also my first time to seduce a man, however. Your subsequent performance was indeed very poor. Wife, go on, I must resist your temptation of me. Huaxian said firmly. The devil sat Yao said speechless lie. Just because you can't resist the temptation to me, you don't take me seriously at all and want to abandon me casually. How is that possible? There aren't many platinum legendary beauties in the world, how can I bear to abandon you? Funny. Stop joking, let's continue. No, there aren't many platinum legend beauties in the true continent, but when you cross the sea over there, it's said that there are plenty of handsome men and beautiful women. Hey, honey, haven't we crossed that sea yet? Besides, I, Huaxian, am not an irresponsible person, don't worry. As long as I recognize you, there is absolutely no such thing as abandoning you. Huaxian almost used a pleading tone. The devil sat Yao softened and said, okay, then I will believe you this time. However, the way you can't resist temptation is really too ugly. Huaxian chuckled and said, wife, believe me, I will definitely be able to withstand your temptation soon. TSK, I don't believe it. The devil sat Yao said this and started to seduce Huaxian again. Sure enough, after a while, Huaxian was deeply addicted to it. The devil sat Yao teased Huaxian in various ways with a smile on his face. Huaxian was also very willing. Be it getting beaten or barking like a dog, everything is done to please the devil sat Yao. The demon sat Yao, who had never used beauty to control people, now discovered that beauty was the best way to control people. Take Huaxian for example. He now obeys my orders and does everything according to my instructions. Lubby, come here and lie down. Huaxian walked over obsessively and lay down in front of him. Then of course he sat on Huaxian without letting him. Honey, let's go riding horses. Drive. Huaxian really crawled up from the ground. Husband, bite the stones on the ground. Huaxian was really about to lie down and bite the stone. When the demon said Yao saw this, he laughed and turned on the communicator to record this scene. Then record the whole process. I thought even if you become resistant to me in the future, this is my record. 5 full hours passed. And it was already late at night. The devil said Yao finally woke Huaxian up because he was tired and bored from playing. Huaxian woke up and thought about what had just happened and smiled bitterly. The resistance value to the opposite sex seemed to have reached a certain level and there was no improvement at all. He said helplessly, "Why, forget it, I can't resist your temptation." "Abi, are you giving up now? Look how obedient you were before." The devil said Yao said this and deliberately opened the video for Huaxian to watch. Huaxian rolled his eyes and said, "Wife, you're going too far by recording this video. Why don't you delete it right away?" "DSK, I won't delete it. I want to show it to my sisters later. Let's go." "Husband, it's late, we should rest." "Well, go and rest then." Chapter 805, Wet? The devil sat Yao hugged Huaxian and disappeared in an instant. Silently. When he appeared again, he was already in her room. Smelling the alluring fragrance and looking at the naked person, Huaxian instantly spurted blood. This was even though the demon said Yao did not deliberately seduce him. Even so, Huaxian found that he was about to fall. He couldn't resist the temptation of the devil sat Yao. "Come on, husband, if you can't bear it anymore, don't endure it." I thought to myself, now that things have come to this, it's time for me to see how powerful you are. Huaxian saw through the devil sat Yao's thoughts. Bit his tongue hard, turned around, and rushed out madly. This scene shocked the demon sat Yao. What's going on? At this critical moment, this guy ran away instead of sleeping with me? There were hurried footsteps. The demon sat Yao quickly put on his clothes. After a while, a team of fully armed soldiers arrived. Island Master. We heard some noise. Everyone, go down it, it's none of your business. Yes. The soldiers retreated, and the demon sat Yao chased in the direction Huaxian left. His face was gloomy and he looked very unhappy. After a while, Huaxian was found in a forest with a depressed look on his face. "You stinky man, how do you explain it?" The devil sat Yao asked angrily. Huaxian smiled bitterly. "Wife, I am doing this with all my heart. Otherwise, do you think I don't want a beauty like you? You still dare to lie to me. What's your intention?" "Wife, you are a platinum legendary beauty after all, can't you be more confident?" "I don't care you, be aroused my uterus there's no way you can escape." "Wife, I really can't, I'm not lying to you, I really have a lot of hard work." "DSK. Do you want me to find another man to solve the problem?" the devil said Yao said angrily, and turned, and walked away. I thought to myself, "You stinky man, I don't believe you are so generous." "Wife." Huaxian shouted with a bitter look on his face. Rushed over and hugged her. The demon said Yao smiled and said, "That's right, do you want to stay here or go to my room?" Every word was full of temptation, making Huaxian miserable. Fortunately, she was wearing clothes and could still resist. Otherwise she would have really fallen. "Wife, please understand me for once, I really have my own difficulties. When the time is right, I will let you deal with me as you wish," Huaxian said very seriously. The devil said Yao saw Huaxian's serious look and didn't think he was joking. Puzzled, she asked, "Husband, why do you always tell me?" She really couldn't understand why she had to reject a man when she could clearly have him. "Wife, I can't say that." "Tell me. If you don't tell me, then I'll just have to force it. Now that we are all familiar with it. Even my mother uses it." Huaxian smiled bitterly and said, "Because I have a mission, and that is to resist the temptation of a platinum legendary beauty. If I can't resist and I sleep with this platinum legendary beauty, the mission will be considered a failure." "What is this mission? Who gave it to you?" the demon said Yao asked with great dissatisfaction. "A being beyond the God Lord level, give me a task to solve. If I complete this task, I will also gain very huge benefits. So, wife, please don't push me. This is disgusting, I've been teased by you, but I can't be satisfied. Do you know how uncomfortable I am?" The demon said Yao said bluntly. "Honey, I'm sorry, I know I was wrong, I will definitely make it up to you in the future. Go back to sleep." He grabbed Huaxian again and left. He was much stronger than Huaxian, and he returned to the room like a chicken. Throw Huaxian on the bed. Then he started taking off his clothes again. Huaxian said bitterly, "Wife, we just need to sleep, so we don't need to take off our clothes, right?" I thought to myself, seeing your skin as white as jade, how could I resist? "You wish, I don't have the habit of wearing clothes when I sleep." As he spoke, all his clothes had been taken off, leaving him naked once again. Huaxian quickly closed his eyes. Unfortunately, the image of the naked devil sat Yao filled my mind. Immediately he clenched his fists. Damn it. Do you want to endure it? Huaxian roared inwardly, and when he opened his eyes, blood spurted out. The devil Sat Yao was seen putting on an extremely attractive erotic outfit, and her killing power was off the charts. Huaxian was stunned. The devil Sat Yao was very satisfied with his appearance, smiled slightly, and lay down on the bed. Hubby, hold me. Huaxian hugged her foolishly. Hubby, kiss me. Huaxian kissed her honestly. Not a kiss on the arm, a kiss on the mouth. Huaxian turned over and kissed her. The devil Sat Yao was enjoying it, and was almost obsessed with it. She pushed Huaxian away and said, if it weren't for your damn mission, I would have squeezed you dry. There was nothing she could do but hug and snuggle in Huaxian's arms and said, hold me and sleep. No words were spoken that night. At 12 o'clock in the afternoon, Huaxian woke up in a daze. He discovered that the devil Sat Yao was looking at him with a smile. Fortunately, facing the beautiful platinum legend, it is normal to be able to resist the temptation. Wife, your smile feels weird to me. Honey, look at your crotch. Huaxian was shocked. I checked quickly and saw it was wet. I was speechless. I actually had a wet dream. Wife, even a man cannot resist being tempted by you. The demon Sat Yao said seriously, what a waste. Those are all essences. I'm going to take a shower. Together, I spent the whole day with you yesterday. I'm all sweaty, carry me and take a shower. She threw herself directly into Huaxian's arms. Feeling that softness, Huaxian felt extremely bitter. Wife, why don't you wash it yourself? You've done too much damage to me. Huaxian said in a pleading tone. Okay, be more confident. I won't tease you anymore. Real? Of course it's true, even if I tease you, I can eat it. It's very uncomfortable. Hey, honey, you've worked so hard. Don't worry, I'll make you satisfied after the mission is completed. TSK, I'm a little suspicious of your physique. Look, you even had a wet dream. Oh my god, wife. Wet dreams are the body's way of regulating itself after all. It's not good to hold it in. Stop talking nonsense and take a shower. I'm hungry. Are you hungry? I'll cook for you in a while. And I guarantee you'll be satisfied. TSK, men, cooking? Wife. Don't look down on me. I carried her to the bathroom, and was glad that the devil Sat Yao was not teasing me, otherwise I would have really exploded. After finishing her shower and just walking out of the bathroom, the devil Sat Yao changed her clothes. Boom boom boom. There was a knock on the door. Who is it, husband? Go open the door. Husband? Devil Sat Yao, who the hell are you with? Boom. The door was violently kicked open. Chapter 806, Platinum Legendary Mother-in-Law. A tall, handsome, and imposing young man, dressed elegantly, rushed in. The demon Sat Yao, who was still changing clothes at the side, screamed and quickly hid in the bathroom. Change your clothes as quickly as possible. The young man who rushed in was stunned for a moment when he saw the naked back of the devil Sat Yao. Who are you? Huaxian asked angrily. The young man finally reacted. Who the hell are you and why are you in the demon Sat Yao's room? Wu Chen hasn't answered yet. The demon Sat Yao put on her clothes and walked out and said, Mole Demon King Shang, he is my husband Huaxian. As for you, why did you kick my door instead of knocking? When asked the following question, he was extremely indifferent. Mole Demon King Shang felt very uncomfortable and said with a heartache, Sat Yao, you were not like this to me before, why is he in your room? I have never heard that you have a partner. Now you've heard it, get out of here. I don't. Devil Sat Yao, who in the entire Evil Island doesn't know that I, the Mo King Shang, like you, and who doesn't know that I have been pursuing you? Everyone thinks we're meant to be together, why are you doing this to me? Mole Demon King Shang. Please wake up, I, Demon Sat Yao, have never liked you. Nor have I accepted your confession, please don't be so self-indulgent. No, I won't give up. I want to duel with him. The Mole Demon King Shang pointed at Huaxian, bursting out with a terrifying aura. Huaxian was a little shocked. This guy is at least at the 5th level of the primary Godlord realm, even if I fight with all my strength, I can only end up in a draw at best. The devil Sat Yao looked at Huaxian. Huaxian walked over to her, hugged her in his arms, looked at the Mole Demon King Shang and said, what good will it do me if I duel with you? Seeing this scene, the Mole Demon King Shang's eyes exploded and his eyeballs almost popped out. And Huaxian was even more dishonest in touching around with his hands. What made the Mole Demon King Shang even more angry was that the demon Sat Yao did not object at all. It looks like he's enjoying it. Thinking that she had not worn any clothes before, he became even angrier and just wanted to kill Huaxian as soon as possible. He roared, if you're a man, fight me. Then he shouted at the demon Sat Yao, whoever wins between me and him will own you. You're full of shit, right? The devil Sat Yao is my wife. I want to duel with you. And I'm using my wife as a bet? If you lose the fucking game, you don't have to do anything. What kind of rubbish are you using to plot against me? Also, even if you offer something of equal value, why would I bet my wife with you? If you don't get out of here, I'll throw you out. You bastard, you stole my woman, and you still dare to be so arrogant. If you have the guts, throw me out. TSK, wife. Throw him out, he is disgusting just to look at. The demon Sit Yao instantly approached the mole demon King Hong, grabbed him by the neck, and threw him out fiercely. Boom! With a loud bang. The rockery in the garden outside that was blessed by the formation collapsed. Plang. Huaxian walked over and closed the door heavily. Demon Sit Yao, you bitch, I love you so much, and you betrayed me. The mole demon King Shang roared and rushed over, banging hard on the door. The next moment, the door opened. His attack missed, but the sole of one foot seemed magnified in his eyes. Bang! The demon Sit Yao kicked him in the face and sent him flying. It's not over yet, I chased after him again. He launched a violent attack against the mole demon King Shang. When Huaxian walked over quickly, the mole demon King Shang no longer looked like a human. A demon Sit Yao then grabbed him and threw him towards the sky. What a rubbish Rillian, give him a little face and he will be so arrogant. My wife is awesome, Huaxian said with a smile. You're so awesome. Why don't you just throw him out? Huaxian said in embarrassment. Wife, I want to. But I can't beat him. Are you just going to live off of me? Being able to eat the free food of your super beautiful wife is the greatest happiness in my life. Come with me. The devil Sit Yao pulled him away. Where are you going? To meet your father-in-law and mother-in-law, of course. Huaxian was shocked, and then said, Wife, I'm not ready yet. Bah, I've already called you my wife, and you still say you're not ready? Dragging Huaxian, they took the flying vehicle directly to the sky above the Demon Academy. Huaxian looked at the Demon Academy and couldn't help but ask curiously, Wife, are your parents high-ranking officials at the Demon Academy? What do you think? Soon, the spacecraft landed like a yard. When approaching the yard, he was blocked by the protective shield. Then he was enveloped by a mysterious energy, as if he had passed the verification. The spaceship then landed in the yard. The two had not yet gotten off the spaceship. The gate to the yard opened. A young woman with a perfect figure and stunning beauty came out. Huaxian was also shocked when he saw this woman. Looking at the devil Sit Yao again, they are very similar, but compared to Sit Yao, the woman has more mature beauty. The lethality is even more terrifying. It's beautiful, isn't it? That's my mom. Your mother-in-law, and she's also a platinum legendary beauty. The devil Sit Yao opened the cabin door and pulled Huaxian down. The woman looked over with a smile. But when she saw her daughter pulling Huaxian, her smile instantly disappeared. Who is he, daughter? He asked coldly. Mom, his name is Huaxian, he is my daughter's boyfriend and your future son-in-law. The devil Sit Yao walked over, took the woman's arm and introduced her in a Kokotha stone. What qualifications does he have to be my son-in-law? The woman looked at Huaxian with disdain in her eyes. Mom, don't underestimate my husband, he is not a simple man. What's so special about him? He just covets your beauty. Mom, my husband is really not that kind of person. You'll know if you give it a try. After struggling to get away from the demon, Sit Yao said to Huaxian, come with me. After saying that, he turned and left. Huaxian looked at her back as she walked. She had a curvy figure, and the mysterious curves could be seen from behind. It was so tempting. Hubby, my mother is testing you, come on, the devil Sit Yao said to Huaxian. Well, don't worry, my wife, I won't let you down. What are you mumbling about? Come here quickly. Daughter, just wait here. The woman said and walked into the room. Honey, I'm coming. Well, come on, husband. Only then did Huaxian walk towards the house. Walking into the main house, the woman stood at the door of a room and said coldly, this way. Huaxian looked over and noticed that the buttons of his ancient costume jacket were open, revealing a large white area. Coupled with her platinum legendary looks and perfect figure, this scene is simply too tempting. Chapter 807, Test. Huaxian secretly cried out in pain. I am also very fortunate, otherwise if I hadn't trained with the demon Sit Yao, my resistance would have increased by several hundred million. This scene alone was enough to make a fool of himself. The woman also looked at Huaxian. I was a little surprised to find that although Huaxian's eyes were bright, there was no other expression on his face. He turned and walked into the room, thinking to himself, I don't believe you can hold on. Huaxian took a deep breath and followed. I want to see what tricks this mother-in-law will play. Walk into the room. Unexpectedly, the woman was at the door. Plang. He shut the door heavily. Huaxian turned and looked at her. The woman also looked at Huaxian. From a close distance, you can smell the woman's very pleasant fragrance. Do I look good? The woman asked when she saw Huaxian staring at her. Huaxian nodded and said, Sister, you are very beautiful, you have a more mature beauty than Sit Yao. Really? Then do you like me? The woman asked straight to the point. Huaxian was a little stunned. The woman urged, answer truthfully. Huaxine took a deep breath and said, I like it. You are honest, how about this? I sleep with you and you leave my daughter? Huaxian was stunned with shock. And it was at this moment that the woman completely took off her ancient long skirt. Pink underwear was revealed. Seeing the hugences, Huaxian was stunned. Seeing this, the woman smiled coldly and thought to herself. It turns out that all men are bad. Her clothes continued to slide off, and despite having given birth to a child, her figure was still flawless and extremely attractive. A mysterious place was about to appear, but the woman stared at Huaxian's eyes. Huaxian suddenly said, Sister, I think we should just forget it. As he spoke, he walked over, reached out, and picked up the clothes that the woman had taken off. Then he carefully put it on the woman. This scene actually made the woman's heart beat faster. Recalling the days when she lived with the devil Set Yao's father, it seemed that her husband had never worn clothes for her. Looking at Huaxian's serious expression, he was actually a little obsessed. Just as Huaxian was buttoning the last button, the woman suddenly grabbed Huaxian's wrist. Huaxian's body trembled. The woman said in a seductive tone, Huaxian, right? How about this, you sleep with me, and I agree that you can be with my daughter. Don't worry, the child's father is not here, no one will know. Come on. As he said this, he placed Huaxian's hand on his chest. That soft feeling, coupled with the lady's tempting words, as well as her platinum legendary charming face and figure, all carry a devastating temptation. For any man, this is an extremely huge temptation and it is impossible to resist. However, Huaxian had never experienced such temptation before, and the resistance value of the opposite sex of nearly 1 billion was not for show. She gently pulled her hand back and said, Sister, don't be like this no matter what. You are still my mother-in-law. You mean, if I'm not your mother-in-law, you will do something to me? The woman asked subconsciously. As he said that, he grabbed Huaxian's hand again and moved his body closer. As long as Huaxian was willing, he could just lower his head and kiss her alluring red lips. The distance was so close that they could smell each other clearly. This is the ultimate temptation for anyone. The woman even felt things that she shouldn't have felt. I thought to myself, stinky men, none of them are good. Huaxian took a deep breath, pushed her away and said, Mom, I called you Ma, please don't do this. Otherwise Sat Yao will be very sad if she knows. The woman was finally stunned and asked in disbelief, Am I not pretty enough? Even among the platinum legendary beauties, I am still the best. Are you really willing to miss me? Huaxian, I'll ask you again. Do you want to sleep with me? As long as you say yes, I will be yours immediately, and I will not stop you from being with my daughter. Mom, unless I love you, I won't sleep with you. After saying that, he pushed her away, walked to the door and walked out. The woman yelled, Wait. Huaxian stopped. The woman also used her trump card, rushing over and hugging Huaxian tightly from behind. The two soft lumps on Huaxian's back were so hot that his breathing became rapid. The woman took advantage of the situation and said, Come on, I need you, love me. These words are simply level 12 lethal. Huaxian almost fell. Fortunately, the more than 800 million resistance points of the opposite sex played a role. He grabbed the woman's hands and spread them apart, then said angrily, Mom, you're going too far. After roaring, he walked out. From the next room, there was the sound of applause. Huaxian looked over curiously. The next moment, a middle-aged man came out with a smile on his face. Satisfied, he said, Not bad, very good, more capable than I was back then. Behind, the demon Siqiao also came out. Wife, what's going on? Huaxian asked puzzled Lai. Husband, this is a test from your parents, congratulations on passing it. Huaxian said angrily. Wife, this test is not fun at all. What if I can't control myself? Abi, don't be angry. Didn't you pass the postgraduate entrance examination? Abi? Let me tell you a secret. Back then, Grandma also tested Dad in this way, but Dad didn't pass. The middle-aged man suddenly looked embarrassed and said, What do you mean I didn't pass? I'm not much worse than this kid. Besides, their grandmother took off all her clothes at the time. If it was this kid, would he be able to pass? I don't believe it. Both mother and daughter burst into laughter. Let's go. Your grandma knows you brought back your granddaughter and she wants to see her too. The devil Sat Yao was shocked, and thought of something, and asked. Mom and Dad, Grandma is not going to test my husband too, right? The woman said. Perhaps so, even if this boy passes my test, it won't work. Mom, isn't this so unfair to my husband? What's the point of talking about fairness? Your grandma is doing this for your own good. Your dad and I were the only ones who gave birth to a daughter like you. The middle-aged man said. Young man, I have confidence in you. You will definitely pass the test. Dad, why do I feel like you are gloating? I heard that your grandfather was also controlled by your grandmother. Huaxian said, speechless. Lie, wife, parents. This test is inhumane. We are all demons, and we definitely don't need humanity in the postgraduate entrance exam. Let's go. The woman took Huaxian and left. Mom, don't do this, Dad will be jealous. The middle-aged man laughed and said, I'm not jealous. And he said even crazily, wife, it would be better if you let him carry you over. Chapter 808, Grandma, don't be like this. Good. The woman screamed and actually fell onto Huaxian's back. Son-in-law, carry me over there, I'll show you the way. Go that way. Huaxian felt the soft feeling on his back and was stunned. Son-in-law, what are you standing there for? Hurry up and leave. Mom, this is bad, isn't it? Huaxian reacted and said bitterly. Although I felt very comfortable, my wife and father-in-law were beside me. What are you afraid of? Your father-in-law and your wife are not afraid, so what are you afraid of? Are you a man? Hi. Without waiting for Huaxian to speak, he continued, if you're a man, leave now. Don't be afraid, son-in-law, your father is not jealous. A middle-aged man shouted. I thought to myself, let's see how your grandma seduces you later. The devil Sat Yao looked helpless. Since his father-in-law had spoken, Huaxian decided to go for it. He put his hand on his mother-in-law's butt and carried her on his back. This moment, the woman's body trembled and a strange feeling came over her. Go that way. Apart from giving directions, no one was talking. I feel very weird. Soon, we arrived at a quaint little courtyard. Boom boom. The woman lay on Huaxian's back and knocked on the door. Come in. Following this beautiful and pleasant sound, the door opened automatically. Don't go in yet. The woman urged. Huaxian walked in with a wry smile. In the yard, under a peach tree full of peaches, a woman with a figure and appearance that is as good as a lady's was lying there, her whole body blending into nature and full of temptation. Mom, the woman spoke. And the woman opened her eyes. He is not afraid of the woman calling him mom, and the two look more like sisters. The woman opened her eyes and frowned when she saw Huaxian carrying her daughter on his back. After a while, he asked, Daughter, what are you doing? I thought, could it be that he is having too much fun and has a mistress? At this time, the middle-aged man and the demon Sat Yao also walked in. Grandmother? The demon Sat Yao came to her excitedly, squatted beside her, and lay in the woman's arms. Grandma, let me introduce you. The person carrying mom on his back is your grandson-in-law. Grandson-in-law? Then why are you so intimate behind your mother's back? Mom, my son-in-law said that Sat Yao's mother is pretty, so he wants to carry her on his back. What? Huaxian was dumbfounded. Just about to explain. The woman approached him, grabbed him, and disappeared with the woman. When Huaxian reacted, he had already arrived at the decorated room of the female prisoners. From this we can see that this woman may be old but her heart is young. Of course, when I say old, it's because she is a grandmother. In fact, she looked like a woman, about 30 years old. You're after my granddaughter, and then you're after my daughter. Are you planning on me too? In the room, the woman asked coldly. Huaxian quickly put down the smiling woman and said, Grandma, it's a misunderstanding. What misunderstanding? You came here without my daughter's knowledge. And you still have misunderstandings? Come on, you've got my ideas too. After saying that, he opened his arms. Although her face was cold, her figure and beauty were absolutely lethal to any man. Huaxian turned around and wanted to run out. But the woman blocked the door. He folded his arms with a smile on his face, showing no intention of giving way. Mom, please let me out. Son-in-law, you can't blame me for this. Who told you to take advantage of me? What? Mom, when did I ever think of hitting on you? Huaxian was extremely depressed. Oi, come here. Hearing the woman's voice, Huaxian was forced to turn around. What he saw made him open his mouth wide in shock. At this moment, the woman is completely naked, every inch of her skin is flawless, and her abs are extremely attractive. It can be seen that she pays more attention to exercise in her daily life. Huaxian's eyes subconsciously fell on places he shouldn't be looking at. I'm just curious. What will happen to a grandmother-level figure? Seeing this scene, a look of disgust and ferocity flashed in the woman's eyes. In an extremely seductive tone, he said, Come on, boy, I need you too. Come and satisfy me. Huaxian suddenly lost consciousness. Faced with such temptation, how can the host resist? No, you can't do this. She's your grandmother, you can't do this. Huaxian roared madly in his heart, but couldn't resist the extreme temptation. Can't? Yelling. Bang! The palm slapped on the head. His body tilted and he fainted on the ground. Both mother and son stared in amazement at Huaxian, who had fainted. After a while, the woman said. The woman smiled bitterly and said, Mom, you don't know that he completely resisted my temptation. It's just that I'm not as open-minded as you. I just don't wear it. How can I test him if I put on clothes? However, this guy is a ruthless person. He has passed the test. Take him out. The woman carried Huaxian out. Outside, Demon Ganex and Demon Set Yao were waiting. Huaxian was seen fainting and being carried out. The Demon Ganex asked excitedly, "Ma, wife, how is it?" The woman who was sorting out her clothes said, "She is much more capable than you. She was so tempted that she knocked herself out, but you were like a mad dog and wanted to eat me." Hearing this, the Demon Ganex was extremely embarrassed. "Grandma, this shows that my husband is really awesome." The devil Satyao was very happy. "Well, this guy can resist the temptation of beauty. He has a bright future ahead of him." "Grandma. Mom, you have no idea how my husband and I met." "How did you meet?" Both were very curious. "This guy from the beginning came to me to practice resistance." "Train resistance?" They were all confused. "Yes, he used me to train his resistance. Because of this, he still didn't want to sleep with me. He said he had to resist my temptation." I said, "How can ordinary people resist our platinum legendary looks and figures?" "This guy was able to resist even when I took off my shirt. It seems that it was all thanks to you." "Mom, I just tempted my husband. Everything happened because of his strong will. But after I stripped naked, he still couldn't resist. If he can resist this, he can definitely resist even a one-star beauty. Wake him up. Husband, wake up. If you don't wake up, I will sleep with you," said the devil Satyao. Huaxian still didn't wake up. The devil Satyao had no choice but to point his finger at his painful spot. The unconscious Huaxian also let out a cry of pain and woke up drowsily. "Grandma, don't do this," he shouted loudly when he woke up. Chapter 809, Too excellent. Everyone laughed. "Ubby, wake up, my grandma doesn't like you," the demon Satyao said happily. "In any case, my husband passed the test of his mother and grandmother. Okay, please leave now. You are disturbing my meditation." "Grandma, my husband hasn't joined the academy yet. Do you think we can get him in through the back door?" asked the devil Satyao. "He is so outstanding, why would he use any back door? Also, on the day he takes the test, you are not allowed to accompany him, to avoid the school letting him off. If you want to enter the academy, you must show your ability. The better you are, the greater the benefits you will receive if you can enter the academy as the top freshman. I have a special reward." "Ubby, why don't you thank Grandma? Grandma's special reward must be extraordinary," the devil Satyao said excitedly. "Whether he can get first place is still unknown. It's too early to say thank you. Grandma, my husband is so amazing, he must be number one. Oh, by the way, honey, you said you were going to cook for me, but you were so busy that you forgot. It's just right that we are here, so go cook." "You kid can cook?" Grandma asked in surprise. Huaxian smiled and said, "Grandma, I know a little bit of cooking." "DSK. You're still being modest. The kitchen is on the left, go and cook." "Good." After Huaxian finished speaking, he walked towards the kitchen. "Honey, let me help you." "Granddaughter, stop right there. You are already an island owner. Stop acting like a little girl. Is cooking your job?" "Grandma, we are at home and no one can see us," the devil Satyao said with a pout. "You should behave yourself better at home." "Got it, Grandma. Tell me, what is the identity of this grandson-in-law?" "Grandma, my husband." An hour passed quickly. Huaxian came over with dishes. "Wife, parents. Grandma, let's prepare dinner." Seeing the food Huaxian brought in, the family of Faral looked over. The devil Satyao frowned and said, "Hubby, other people's food is so fragrant. Why is your food so smellless?" "I just said that a grown man wouldn't know how to cook," the mother-in-law said with disdain. "Mom, Dad, wife, Grandma, you will know after you try it." After saying that, he continued to serve the dishes. "Honey, let me help serve the dishes." Soon, 5 dishes and a soup were served on the table. The portions were generous. Grandma said dissatisfiedly, "You cook so many dishes. Isn't it a waste? People like me who practice cultivation won't get hungry, so we just want to eat for ease." Huaxian smiled awkwardly. The demon Satyao picked up a piece of green vegetable with chopsticks and said, "Let me try it first to see if it tastes good. My parents and grandma are not optimistic." The devil Saudifang took a mouthful of green vegetables. The next moment, boom! His cultivation level broke through directly, and a terrifying aura swept over him. The table was nearly overturned by her breakthrough momentum that she couldn't control in time. As Huaxian waved his hand, a formation was created to resist the momentum of the demon Satyao. My parents and grandmother all looked very shocked. After a while, Grandma asked, "Are you the Huaxian who bought fried rice at Devil's Square and could help people break through after eating it?" "Grandma. It's me. You kid." As Grandma said this, she quickly picked up the chopsticks, picked up a piece of food and put it into her mouth. "I originally wanted to give it a try to see if I could break through. After all, my realm is very high. How can I break through it with just one bite of food? But the dishes are edible. The taste buds explode, a wonderful feeling comes. And then all kinds of mysterious powers burst out. Boom! His cultivation level broke through directly. I was stunned. Even someone of her level of cultivation could achieve a breakthrough with just one bite. What kind of cooking skill is this? The demon Genex and the woman also reacted and took a bite. As expected, both of them made breakthroughs in their cultivation. Husband, the food you cook is so delicious, the devil Setyao reacted and said in shock. Huaxian smiled and said, I only know a little bit about cooking. I'm sorry to have embarrassed my parents, grandma and wife. You call this a little bit of cooking skills? These are just ordinary ingredients. What if I give you a dish made with spiritual materials? Grandma said excitedly. The way he looked at Huaxian was as if he was looking at a treasure. Grandma, the effect will definitely be better if it is made with spiritual materials. But where can we find so many spiritual materials? Besides, isn't it better to refine pills with spiritual materials? Huaxian said casually. Grandma was shocked and asked, You kid, you can also make pills? Demon said Yao and the others also reacted and stared at Huaxian. Wife, mom, dad, grandma, please don't look at me like that. I do have a little bit of alchemy ability. Husband, you said you only know a little bit about cooking and a little bit about alchemy. Do you think we believe it? The devil Setyao asked with a pout. A little bit, really. You kid, we're a family, and you're still keeping a low profile with us? By the way, you are also a demon. I wonder which lineage you are from. Grandma, I don't belong here. You don't belong here. Are you from across the sea? Huaxian continued to shake his head and said, Grandma, I don't want to lie to you. I don't belong to this world. Not from this world. Could it be from the upper world? No wonder your cooking skills are so amazing. No wonder you can also make pills. No, you just used the convenient formation. As they talked, they were all shocked. Looking at Huaxian, I found that there seemed to be nothing he couldn't do. Husband, tell me the truth. How many things are you hiding from us? Asked the devil Setyao. Huaxian smiled bitterly and said, Wife, what can I hide from you? You've hidden so much from us. If it weren't for today, I wouldn't have known that you're such a good cook, and that you can make pills and set up battle formations. Wife, aren't these all necessary for an excellent person? A must for excellent people? So if you say so, then I am a waste, right? My cooking skills are not as good as yours, and I can't make pills or set up battle formations. Honey, are you a super old monster disguised as a young man? The devil Setyao suddenly asked. Parents and grandma all looked at Huaxian in shock. They all started to doubt. After all, how can a young person have so much time to learn so many things and achieve such high achievements? Huaxian smiled bitterly and said, Yes, I did hide my appearance from you. What? You really are an old guy? The devil Setyao was extremely shocked. I felt a little trembling inside. Grandma said excitedly, Hurry up and change back to your original appearance and show us. Don't worry. As long as you have no evil intentions towards us, I won't make things difficult for you, Huaxian said seriously. Grandma, forget it. Chapter 810, Legend of the King. What do you mean forget it? Hurry up and change back to your original appearance, otherwise I will never agree to you being with my daughter. Demon Genex said seriously. Son-in-law, hurry up. As long as you have no ill intentions, I still have no objection to you sleeping with my daughter. Hubby, change back to your original self. I promise that no matter what you become, I, the demon said Yao, will never despise you. Huaxian smiled bitterly and said, Okay then. But, wife, mom, dad, grandma, you have to keep it a secret for me after you read it. Okay, we'll keep it a secret for you. Go back to your original self. Huaxian nodded. System, give me the title of Infinite Charm. Ding. Congratulations to the host, you have successfully worn the title of Infinite Charm. With the successful wearing of the title, Huaxian's body and appearance immediately underwent earth-shaking changes. He went from being a fairly handsome man to a legendary handsome man. The terrifying appearance shocked the entire family of demons at Yao. They all opened their mouths wide, unable to recover for a long time. Demon Genex was a man after all, and he was the first to react. She exclaimed, Oh my god! Is this a man? How can there be such a good-looking man in the world? He is even more handsome than a woman. Huaxian smiled slightly. Wow, are you really my husband? The devil Setyao was so beautiful that she screamed in surprise. Grandma Tina, a devil, and mother-in-law Shuyu, the devil, also reacted. Huaxian, how can you be so good-looking? What kind of beauty is this? The mother-in-law asked in surprise. I couldn't help but reach out and touch Huaxian. Huaxian stepped back awkwardly and said, Mom, this is my appearance. Just 1 star in the King legend. Legend of the King, and only 1 star? How can you? A man, be so no, you said you don't belong to this world. You are from the upper world, are you really from the divine what? Grandma said in shock. Combining Huaxian's cooking skills, alchemy and array formations, they completely believe that Huaxian came from the divine realm. Husband, you are so outstanding that I feel I am not worthy of you. What should I do? The devil Sat Yao said worriedly, holding Huaxian's arm. His eyes were blurry, and he was deeply mesmerized. Silly boy, I told you I would never abandon you, I'd better go back to my old self. After saying that, he put away the title of Infinite Charm. It immediately returned to its original appearance. Son-in-law? I prefer you like this, the devil Genex said quickly. I just thought my son-in-law looked good just now. I really regret why I followed you. Otherwise I would also marry my son-in-law. The devil invincible Shuyu went further and further. The demon Genex was embarrassed. The devil invincible Tina said. I am moved. I have seen beauties of the king legend level, but this is the first time a man has seen one. If I had known this, I would not have married. Mom, Grandma, if you guys are like this, where is my presence? Besides, my husband is your son-in-law now, you can also enjoy your eyes. What's the point of pleasing the eyes if you can't touch it, said the invincible devil Shuyu. Son-in-law, why don't you change back to your previous look and show me? The devil Shuyu said in a somewhat infatuated manner. Mom, forget it look. Sat Yao is angry. Abby, let's go, Mom and Grandma are both crazy. After the devil Sat Yao finished speaking, he dragged Huaxian away. Daughter, son-in-law. We haven't even had our meal yet, the invincible devil Shuyu shouted. The devil Sat Yao pulled Huaxian away without looking back. He left the school directly and returned to the island owner's mansion. She dragged Huaxian into the room and said excitedly, Hubby, please take me, you are so outstanding. I am afraid you don't want me. He hugged Huaxian tightly and said in a pleading tone, Wife, what are you talking about? I said I would never abandon you, and I definitely won't. Hubby, then you want me. Please. As he said this, he tried to take off Huaxian's clothes with his hands. Breathing rapidly. I can't wait. Wife, listen to me, didn't I tell you that I have a mission? Once you complete it, I will satisfy any request you make. Hubby, you have such a handsome face. How could you not resist my temptation? You must be lying to me. Well, I'm ashamed to say that my biggest shortcoming is that I can't resist the temptation of beautiful women. Honey, now that you know it, I hope you won't tell it. As my most beloved wife, you will definitely help me improve my resistance to the opposite sex and help me complete my mission, right? Hubby, I believe you, you love me, and I love you too, so my wife. You will definitely help me. Okay, husband, let's get started. As he said this, he took off his clothes. But in my heart, I was thinking that I must take advantage of the time when my husband is fascinated by me and win him over. Honey, I have something to do now. I need to go out for a while. Let us come back in the evening. By the way, please take care of my other wives. See you in the evening. Huaxian left after saying this. Husband. It was no use for the demon Sat Yao to shout. After leaving the island lord's mansion, Huaxian strolled on the street with a bitter smile. If he had known earlier, he would not have let them see his legendary side. Now, the devil Sat Yao must be concerned about his body. It's so uncomfortable to hold it in for so long. Huaxian turned on the communicator and quickly locked on the Changchun Garden. Walk quickly towards Changchun Garden. Some can't wait. There is no way. The devil Sat Yao, as well as the mother-in-law and grandmother, are all platinum legendary beauties. No normal person can stand their repeated temptations. Avoiding the pursuit of some characters, he came to Changchun Garden. Walked in quickly. The beautiful girls came to greet us at the gate. Handsome guy, would you like to spend some money? Let's see how our sisters are doing. Huaxian really doesn't like her. She's just an frank beauty. He shook his head and walked in. After he walked away, a beautiful woman said disdainfully, You stinky loser, you still look down on us. You can't afford good food even if you go in. That's right. I guess we can't afford him, so we just go there to have a look. You're right, you loser. You won't be able to eat 3 dishes in your life. Huaxian walked into the hall. In the center is the red carpet road, which connects directly to the stage. There are small stages on both sides for people to dance, and seats are on the left and right. On the center stage, a woman in red is dancing with a disc. Huaxian took a look and thought that this woman was quite good, a bronze legendary beauty. The dancing posture is also very graceful. Good. Very good. As the dance moves change, parts that shouldn't be seen are always vaguely visible. Whenever they see it, the men watching would cheer loudly. Many people even record videos and press the pause button to watch them. Young man, what kind of beauty do you want to consume? An older woman with heavy makeup came over and asked. Chapter 811, No money to pay. Huaxian looked at her with disgust and said, The dancing one is pretty good. Hey, you have good taste, little brother. This is Grizzly Jasmine. One of the 10 beauties in Changchun Garden. She is a bronze legendary beauty, but she doesn't have a partner yet. The purchase will cost you 10 demon crystal kings. Although she saw Hu Xian's disgusted look, the aunt didn't care. Hu Xian took out a demon crystal king and threw it into his arms, saying, "Arrange it for me." "Oh, you're so generous, bro." He immediately said to the dancing Grizzly Jasmine, "Jasmine, stop dancing, hurry up. This guy has chosen you, hurry up and take the customer." Grizzly Bear Jasmine stopped immediately and walked quickly towards Hu Xian. Fuck. Is this guy crazy? He just wanted to take a look, but he actually spent money on it? This is a bronze legend. At least 5 demon crystal kings, right? TSK, poor bastard. I just heard that old lady say that there are 10 demon crystal kings. I don't know where this kid is from, but he gave me a demon crystal king as a reward. You prodigal son. 1 demon crystal king is enough for me to sleep with 10 beauties on the god list. TSK. What a great prospect. What they are looking for is a legendary beauty. Grizzly Bear Jasmine came to Hu Xian, knelt slightly and saluted. "Sir, please follow me." Hu Xian could just see the white picture. In addition, he had a lot of anger that he hadn't vented, so he immediately became interested. Good. Follow the Grizzly Bear Jasmine. Soon we arrived at room 3 on the 2nd floor. The people below were extremely envious when they saw them walk in. In the room, Grizzly closed the door and came to Hu Xian. "Sir, what service do you need?" Hu Xian didn't say anything, just hugged her in his arms and kissed her hard. The Grizzly Bear Jasmine struggled violently. "My lord. Please don't do this." Jasmine only performs and doesn't. Hu Xian was so angry that he didn't give her a chance to refuse. Soon, both men were naked and the fight began. Grizzly Bear Jasmine was in tears throughout the whole process. Very unwilling. After 5 full hours, the battle was over. Hu Xian looked at Yin Hong on the bed, hugged her and said, "Why are you crying? It's not like I'm not responsible for you." "Responsible? Will you men be responsible? How many demon crystal kings will you give me to be responsible for?" Grizzly Jasmine asked in tears. "Just the demon crystal king. You are my wife. If you want me to give it to you, I will give it to you. As for responsibility, I will definitely be responsible for you for the rest of your life." "Why? You don't want to follow me?" To redeem me, I need at least 1,000 demon crystal kings. Are you willing?" She continued. "Compared to being responsible for me, you men would definitely prefer to sleep with more bronze legend beauties." "What are you talking about? If I say will be responsible for you, then I will definitely be responsible for you from now on. You are mine." After saying that, he took out his communicator and sent a message to Red Devil Heian. "Wife, transfer me 10,000 yuan for the demon crystal king's urgent need." Red Devil Heian, who received the news, was discussing what Hu Xian was doing with Panda Nana and the others. "I didn't expect to receive such news." "What's wrong, Sister Heian?" "It's my husband. He asked me to transfer 10,000 demon crystal kings to him. He said he needed it urgently." "Will my husband be in need of a demon crystal king? Could this be a scam?" "Call and see if it's my husband," said Jackolia. "Okay, I'll call and ask." Call over. Hu Xian hesitated for a moment and had to answer the call. Seeing Hu Xian hugging a beautiful woman, everyone was very sad. "Honey, where are you?" asked the Red Devil Heian. "Wives, I found a sister for you in Changchun Garden. She needs 10,000 demon crystal kings to redeem her. Please transfer some of the money to me." "Bad husband. There are so many people at home, and you still go to that kind of place. I won't transfer the money to you." Red Devil Heian said this angrily and hung up the phone. Grizzly Moliere sneered. "Now, how are you going to redeem me?" Hu Xian said awkwardly. "Baby, don't worry. I will redeem you if I say will redeem you. Let's go find your boss." After saying that, he stood up and put on his clothes. Grizzly Jasmine said, "I think it's you. You can't even take out 10 demon crystal kings, so you want to run away. The more I talk, the sadder I feel." "Wife, what you said is too harsh. I said I would redeem you, and I will do it." As he said this, he picked her up and dressed her himself. Grizzly Jasmine was very indifferent throughout the whole process. Hu Xian dressed her and carried her out of the room. Unexpectedly, the lady was waiting at the door and asked excitedly, "Hey, young man. Are you satisfied?" "Yes, I am satisfied. By the way, who is your boss? Take me to him." The aunt asked, "Young man, I wonder what you want to do with our boss." "I want to redeem Grizzly Bear Jasmine." "To redeem her, Grizzly Bear Jasmine is worth 200 demon crystal kings. Just transfer the money to me." "No, I have to ask your boss to redeem me." "Young man, our boss is busy. If you want to redeem yourself, transfer 200 demon crystal kings to me immediately. If you can't afford it, transfer 10 demon crystal kings to pay for the expenses." Don T delay Grizzly from continuing to receive customers. At this time, an old man came over and said, "That's right, hurry up and pay." It's my turn to consume Grizzly Bear Jasmine next. Hearing this, Grizzly Bear Jasmine turned even paler and looked extremely desperate. Huaxian said coldly, "Haven't I made myself clear enough? I want to redeem Grizzly Jasmine, so take me to see your boss right away." The ant said coldly, "Boy, only the rich can be the boss if you can't take out the Demon Crystal King, let alone meet our boss. It won't work even if you meet the King of Heaven. You want to redeem her, right? 200 Demon Crystal Kings and you can take Grizzly Bear Jasmine away. If you don't have Demon Crystal Kings, just pay the amount and get out." Huaxian nodded and opened the communicator to transfer the money. Ding, congratulations to the host. You have consumed 2 Demon Crystal Kings within 10 days and received a random reward of a level 1 upgrade coupon for all rounds. Ding. New mission, complete and consume for Demon Crystal Kings within 10 days. If the mission fails, the host will be killed. If the mission is completed, a random reward will be obtained. The ant saw that 2 Demon Crystal Kings had just arrived in her account. She said disapprovingly, "Boy, you just gave me a reward from the Demon Crystal King. I thought you were a rich man, but I didn't expect you to be a poor fellow. Your 2 Demon Crystal Kings are not enough to pay for Grizzly Bear Jasmine. I never thought that Grizzly Bear Jasmine would be taken advantage of by this poor guy. I feel so heartbroken," the old man on the side said, covering his chest. "Hey, Master Python KB is, your second one only has 3 Demon Crystal Kings. It's not a loss after all. Grizzly Jasmine is also a bronze legendary beauty. Stop talking nonsense and get rid of this guy quickly. Don't waste my precious time." Chapter 812, Today he will teach you how to be a good person. Boy, don't you understand what I'm saying? Hurry up and pay the bill and get out of here. Why are you pretending to be a rich man if you don't have any money? The ant said to Huaxian viciously. Huaxian took out the remaining 25 Demon Crystal Kings and threw them over, saying, "I'll book Grizzly Jasmine for today." Seeing that there were more than 20 Demon Crystal Kings, the ant was overjoyed. And her expression instantly became amiable. "Hey uncle, why didn't you tell me earlier? Jasmine, why don't you take Mr. Hu to rest?" Black Fox YZ Hi, what do you mean? Are you trying to wash me? The old lady said awkwardly. Uncle Python KB is, I'm really sorry. You saw it to Uncle who was very generous and gave more than 20 Demon Crystal Kings. Well, I'll change one for you. I guarantee it's also a legendary beauty. Get lost, I want Grizzly Jasmine today, no one else will do. The Black Fox YAZ High said in embarrassment. Master Python KEV is, it's not impossible for you to have the Black Bear Jasmine as long as the Demon Crystal King you produce exceeds that of this master. She will be yours. I want a Demon Crystal Kings to sleep with her today. You can either wait for me to destroy this place. The Python KV has said this and walked towards the Grizzly Bear Jasmine. Molly was so scared that she hid behind Huaxian. She would rather die than be abused by such an old man. You dare to touch my woman? Huaxian's cold voice sounded. I didn't cause any trouble for you, but you still dare to stand up and show off. Do you know that Grizzly Jasmine has long been a woman I've fallen in love with? It's been so long. Who in the entire Changchun Garden dares to touch her? You don't even move your eyes. Well, today will teach you how to behave. After the Python KB is finished speaking, he took action. He approached Huaxian rapidly and brutally chopped Huaxian's collarbone with his two-handed sword. Once the collarbone is severed, both hands will be disabled. This shows how vicious the Python KB is. The people around, including those in the hall, fell silent after seeing this scene and looked over here. I wonder who offended the Python KB is. However, facing the attack of the Python KB is, Huaxian seemed to be frightened. Everyone around him became anxious for him. However, he still did not move. It was as if the Python KB was not attacking him. Boom! The Python KB attacked Huaxian's collarbone with both hands at the same time, making a sharp sound like steel colliding. However, the expected sound of the clavicle breaking did not occur. Oh, my God! Someone exclaimed. Then he shouted, the Python KB took the initiative to attack. The guy's collarbone is fine. Look at the hands of the Python KB. Upon hearing this, countless people looked at the hands of KB that looked like a python. They were shocked by what they saw. Fuck, both my palms are broken. I don't know how many bones are broken. Is this guy's clavicle forged from meteorite iron? The whole audience was shocked and looked at Huaxian's collarbone in disbelief. I also wanted to see if his collarbone was really okay. The Grizzly Bear Jasmine behind Huaxian saw it most clearly and was stunned. She saw with her own eyes that the Python KB attacked Huaxian at that moment. She was terrified, but she saw that the Python KB's hands were deformed. Extremely shocking. My eyes fell on Huaxian's back, and I realized that this man was terribly strong. I gradually became excited inside. This powerful man is also my man. The Black Fox YAZ High standing by turned pale. I didn't expect that the young man I looked down upon would be so terrifying. How could this guy's identity be ordinary? The Python Witch reacted and jumped down from the building, trying to escape. Obviously he understood that he had met a tough guy. Now I just wanna get out of here. If you attack me, can you escape? Huaxian's cold voice resounded throughout the venue, causing everyone present to tremble in fear. The moment he opened his mouth he was so terrifying. What realm is this person in? Looking at the Python cave it was even unable to move. Tick-tock. Beads of sweat dripped from his forehead. In the quiet environment, you can actually hear the sound of sweat falling on the floor. His whole body was soaked with sweat and he was terrified to the extreme. Huaxian walked down from upstairs step by step. As we get closer, the guy was so scared that he started shaking violently. The people around reacted and were even more shocked to find that Huaxian had suppressed the Python KBs without any movement. Powerful beyond their imagination. Those who were nearby were worried about being implicated, so they all retreated tacitly. Aren't you going to teach me a lesson? Are you going to teach me how to behave? Come, I'll sit here. He walked to the front of Python Wix, pulled over a stool and sat down. At this time, a bad smell came. Looking at the crotch of the Python cave water was dripping continuously. I was scared to death. What? Are you so scared? What would you do if you knew I was going to kill you? A blade swirling with demonic power appeared in his hand. Demon blade? Is he a demon? The whole audience was shocked. If we talk about the race on the mainland that must not be offended, it must be the demon race. Everyone looked at the Python KBs again with eyes full of pity. If you offend the demon clan, you're doomed. Even worse, the Python clan will be doomed. The Python KBs was even more terrified and regretful. He wanted to beg for mercy, but Huaxian suppressed him so much that he didn't even have the chance to speak. Huaxian was very satisfied with the on-site effect now. He wanted to establish himself as a demon. He swung his hand and slashed with his sword. Pew! The Python KBs' right arm fell to the ground. The blood was not suppressed and splattered out. This scene is extremely scary. The face of the Python KBs was twisted into a ball of pain, but there was not a trace of hatred in his expression, only regret. The Demon Clan. How could I be so unlucky to encounter the Demon Clan? The point is, even if he is just an ordinary demon, this guy is obviously not ordinary. Phew. With another blow, the other arm of the Python KBs was also broken. Then the feet. A few minutes later, only a skeleton and soul of the Python KBs were left suppressed there. At this time, a ball of fire appeared in Huaxian's hand. Devil's fire. Someone at the scene screamed. He was even more afraid of Huaxian's identity. Because it is impossible for ordinary demons to master the demon fire. The Python KBs was terrified and desperate. Now I don't ask for my own life anymore. I just hope that Huaxian can let the Python clan go. Based on everyone's understanding of the demons, once they are angered, they like to destroy the entire clan. Huaxian threw the Devil's Fire at the Python KBs. Boom! The Devil's Fire is a fire that targets the soul, instantly igniting the soul of the Python KBs. The Python KBs' soul was struggling violently, and the painful thoughts emitted by its soul consciousness made anyone who felt it turn pale with fear. Chapter 813, He is so strong. Who dares to touch my son? At this moment, an angry roar echoed across half of Devil's Island. The next moment, a powerful aura came pressing down. Feeling this familiar breath, the Python KBs was even more frightened. Facing the burning of the Devil's Fire, he broke Huaxian's suppression at all costs. Roaring, "Father, don't come." The next moment, completely burned to ashes by the Devil's Fire. In the distance, a figure was galloping towards them, with murderous aura spreading over an area of hundreds of miles. But suddenly he heard his son's painful roar, and his body trembled violently. He realized that his son might have encountered an extremely terrifying existence, which was why he was so scared that he would not dare to let him take revenge. But what kind of existence did the son offend? Curious. But for safety reasons, he decided to retreat. It was at this time that the people in Changchun Garden discovered that Huaxian was missing. By the time they reacted, their bodies trembled violently and they were terrified. Go to the Python tribe is finished. As expected of the Demon Clan. If they don't attack, it'll be fine, but if they do, they will definitely annihilate the clan. As soon as the old man turned around, he found an endless and terrifying aura pressing down from between heaven and earth. The next moment, I couldn't move. Extremely terrified. He also understood that it was the former person his son had offended who had come. Buzz. His face trembled violently, and an extremely powerful demonic aura swept over. The entire Devil's Island was alarmed. Countless people looked in the direction of the Python clan. I want to know who offended such a terrifying Demon Clan warrior. The people around felt like the sky was falling and were filled with fear. The next moment, an ordinary-looking young man descended from the sky and floated above the head of the powerful Python clan member. Sir, how did my Python clan offend you? I don't need a reason to kill someone, of course. I won't kill someone for no reason. Go to hell and ask yourself, righteous son. Devil's judgment. A demon spear quickly took shape in Huaxian's hand. Then fly and shoot like an old guy. No. Booming magnet. The devil's judgment directly shattered the old man's body. Such a scene shocked the whole audience. All life was terrified. Devil's fire. A ball of fire shot out like the old man's soul. No, sir, please spare me, spare my Python clan. Seeing that Huaxian used the demon clan's forbidden skills, demon judgment and demon fire, he understood what kind of existence his useless son had offended. There are also many demons around. Seeing this scene, I was also terrified. What clan is this guy from? He doesn't look like a student of the Demon Academy, but he is so strong. Nonsense, he has mastered the 2 forbidden skills of our demon clan, so of course he is powerful. Boom. Not surprisingly, the old guy's soul was ignited by the devil's fire. Sir, please spare my Python clan. This is all my Python clan's property, please spare my Python clan. An ancient ring flew towards Huaxian. He no longer cared about his own life or death, and only asked Huaxian not to vent his anger on the Python clan and leave a legacy for his Python clan. Huaxian took the ring and took a look at it. There were countless regular materials of various kinds, and the Demon Crystal King actually had as many as 1 million. Then he said calmly, well, I'm in a good mood today, so I'll spare the Python clan this time. Hearing this, the Python tribe not far away all breathed a sigh of relief. To be honest, faced with such a terrifying existence, they didn't even think about escaping. After all, this is a world ruled by demons. Where can you escape to? Huaxian took a step forward and disappeared from people's sight. Such strength that comes and goes without a trace is even more shocking. Huaxian returned to Changchun Garden. Everyone was outside. Jasmine, my baby. Hearing the voice coming from the house, everyone turned around suddenly. Husband. The grizzly bear Jasmine rushed in yelling, and those who were blocking the road quickly made way for him. Seeing Huaxian standing upstairs, he rushed up excitedly. She threw herself into Huaxian's arms and hugged him tightly. Hubby, love me. Then she took the initiative to kiss Huaxian on the lips, seeming to be very integrated with him. If she was forced to have a relationship with Huaxian before, now she is naturally willing to do it. Huaxian rushed into the room holding her. The people around him breathed a sigh of relief. I didn't expect that the lord of the demon tribe would come to a place like this. In my opinion, this young master, who is from an unknown lineage of demons, is just curious about places like this and came here to experience life. Yes, I am definitely here to experience life. In the room, the collision of dry wood and raging fire was extremely fierce. As the legendary beauty of Changchun Garden, Grizzly Jasmine naturally knows how to serve guests well. Therefore Huaxian enjoyed the whole game and secretly exclaimed that Grizzly Bear Jasmine had many abilities and was truly a barbarian. A night passed. Huaxian didn't wake up until noon the next day. He found that the Grizzly Bear Jasmine was entangled on him like a snake and smiled slightly. Huaxian smiled sinisterly when he found that the girl showed no signs of waking up due to being tired last night. He lifted the covers, looked at the flawless body, and gently straightened her out. The latter was still sleeping soundly. Huaxian turned over and started the war gently. The Grizzly Bear Jasmine must be too tired, as she didn't wake up even after making strange noises. Huaxian felt very excited, so he continued. A long time. Husband, you are so mean and a bully. Grizzly Bear Jasmine woke up and found out what happened, feeling shy and angry. It's because you are so attractive, my wife. It's not your fault. Bad husband, I want revenge. It was an active attack. Huaxian Bie Poser entered and allowed himself to be punished. Night falls. Grizzly Jasmine collapsed forcefully into his arms. She stretched out her hand and drew circles on Huaxian's chest and said, Hubby, you are so bad, I am so tired. And go eat something and replenish your energy. I don't want to move. Then Wei Fu will take you there. He put on his own clothes first, then put on the Grizzly Bear Jasmine, and carried her out of the room. My lord, have you rested well? Unexpectedly, there was a beautiful woman waiting at the door. Well, now that you've had a good rest, go prepare a delicious meal for me. Sir, arrangements have already been made, please follow me. The beauty hurriedly led the way. Huaxian followed quickly behind, holding the Grizzly Bear Jasmine. Everyone who saw this scene looked at him with respect. The girls in Changchun Garden were extremely envious of the Grizzly Bear Jasmine. I followed her to the backyard of Changchun Garden. Continue forward and come to a small courtyard. There was a large table of delicious food inside, prepared in advance. What caught Huaxian's attention was Yuer's graceful figure, who was facing away from him and looking at the pond. Chapter 814, Golden Dragon Fish. Seeing this beautiful figure, Grizzly Jasmine became nervous. Hubby, put me down. That's our boss, Ying Fengzi Yi Yao. Boss. I didn't expect that your boss is also a super beauty. Of course, our boss is a platinum legendary beauty. The beautiful lady leading the way said excitedly. It's obvious that she's very proud to have such an excellent boss. Soon, they walked into the small courtyard. The boss also turned around at this time. Looking at that peerless beauty, Hu Xian was not obsessed with her. Nowadays, even if it is a platinum legendary beauty, he can still resist her as long as she doesn't take off all her clothes to seduce him. The boss looked into Hu Xian's eyes. She was surprised to find that although he was looking at her, his expression was calm, without any surprise or evil on his face. I didn't expect to meet a man who wouldn't be moved by a platinum legendary beauty. Such a man. No wonder he is so evil. Please take a seat, young man. The boss extended his jade hand to invite him. Hu Xian smiled and nodded, and sat down without any hesitation. Even so, he still held the grizzly bear Jasmine. It made her extremely shy. He quickly struggled to get free and said to Yi Yao, the windward scorpion, "Hello, boss." The boss smiled and said, "Jasmine, it is your blessing to be noticed by the young master. You should follow the young master well in the future." "Thank you, boss." The boss nodded and sat down on the other side of Hu Xian. "Young man, please pick up your chopsticks." Hu Xian nodded, and without hesitation, he picked up the chopsticks, picked up a piece of fish, and put it into the bowl of grizzly bear Jasmine. "Wife, eat more to replenish your energy so that I can continue to work at night." Bad husband. Grizzly bear Jasmine was extremely shy, but he still picked up the chopsticks and started eating. Breathing also took a bite. I suddenly felt a surge of spiritual energy flowing into my whole body, and I felt extremely refreshed. This is the meat of the golden ragon fish. Boss, the price of this meal is a bit high. Windward Scorpion Yi Yao smiled and said, "No matter how high the price is, it's not like you can't handle it, young man." Hu Xian hugged her into his arms and said, "Why do I feel like you are trying to trick me?" The boss did not struggle, but smiled and said, "Young man, I have been troubled by this matter for a long time. How about helping me today? I, the Windward Scorpion Yi Yao, owe you a favor." "A favor?" "For favors. Since this is a favor from a platinum legendary beauty, I will accept it." After saying that, he kissed her on the face. It's no wonder that the skin of the platinum legendary beauty is extraordinary. That's when it happened. The sky was suddenly covered with dark clouds. A night sky, which was not yet completely dark, suddenly became dark. The next moment, boom! Countless lightning bolts intertwined, illuminating the darkness. A strange aura spread, as if the end of the world had come, making every living thing feel panic. Hu Xian ate the fish, looked up at the sky, and said with a smile, "Here it comes." Except for him, everyone present became nervous. Grizzly bear Jasmine didn't even dare to eat it anymore. The Golden Ragon Skyfish clan, although not listed as one of the 5 major races on the continent, is a race that all 5 races fear. Just because they will take revenge and will do whatever it takes. Therefore, generally no one would touch the people of the Golden Ragon Skyfish clan. I don't know why Yi Yao, the Windward Scorpion, attacked him. Hu Xian didn't ask because it wasn't important. "Young man, can you handle it? I feel that the people from the Golden Ragon Skyfish clan who came here are at least at the 10th level of the primary god master." Yi Yao, the Windward Scorpion, said with some concern. Hu Xian said, "I definitely can't handle it, but this is Devil's Island." The first sentence made Yi Yao very scared, but the second sentence made her feel at ease. Yes, this is Devil's Island, the Devil's territory. No matter how powerful the Golden Ragon Skyfish clan is, they cannot cause any big waves here. Suddenly remembering something, he couldn't help but ask, "Aren't you curious about why I killed the people of the Golden Ragon Skyfish clan?" Hu Xian smiled and said, "If you are willing to tell me, I will definitely tell you. If you are not willing, you may not tell me even if I ask you." While he was talking, the hand that was around her was still being dishonest. Since she had to ask for help from others, Yi Yao, the Windward Scorpion, could only endure it. "Because Glass from the Golden Ragon Skyfish clan tried to rape me. I killed him in rage," Windward Scorpion Yi Yao said murderously. "Well done, you dared to touch my woman. Damn it, the people from the Golden Ragon Skyfish clan are here today. Don't go back," Hu Xian said suddenly, putting down his chopsticks, and the devil's power swept away with murderous aura. The terrifying murderous intent actually dispersed the thunder and lightning in the sky. The scene was so horrifying that all the creatures on Devil's Island were shocked. This is also true for those who are truly strong. He is a strong man from the Demon Clan. I didn't expect that the Golden Ragon Skyfish clan would actually fight against the Demon Clan this time. Now we're going to have some fun. In the small courtyard, Hu Xian grabbed the wind-facing scorpion Yi Yao and soared into the sky. Suddenly, it came into everyone's sight. It's him. Countless people recognized it. The person he is holding is Yi Yao, the owner of Changchun Garden. I'm so envious she was a platinum legendary beauty. Now it seems that there was a conflict between the leader of the Demon Clan and the leader of the Golden Dragon Skyfish Clan for the Windward Scorpion Yi Yao. Roar! A cry of the dragon is not a dragon, a fish is not a fish was heard. A wind and clouds surged, the darkness was dispelled, and the light of the stars filled the sky, pouring down, which was extremely strange. Not long. A super big fish, its whole body is covered with dragon spirit, the body of the fish has dragon claws, dragon head and dragon tail. Very strange creatures arrived. With the aura of destroying the world, he pressed towards Devil's Island. The next moment, a defensive formation on Devil's Island was activated, and a grey light shield covered the entire Devil's Island. The activated aura fell on the protective shield without causing any ripples. Seeing this, the creatures on the island breathed a sigh of relief. Devil's Island, here at the Devil's Academy. A group of senior executives stood on the Devil's Tower, looking into the distance. Judging from that guy's outburst, he is from our demon clan. I wonder how strong he is, said an old man. No matter what the strength is, I like this courage, said another old man. I think he is stupid. The Golden Dragon Skyfish Clan is very difficult to deal with, and he dares to offend them. He is just looking for trouble. Grandpa, I'm just curious, will you help him? A tightly dressed voice sounded nearby. I can't tell whether it's a man or a woman, but judging from her voice, she's definitely a beauty. Let's see whether to help him or not depends on whether he is worthy of it. Far away, the guy from the Golden Dragon Skyfish Clan transformed into a human form and became an extremely handsome young man. Oh my god, this guy is a man, but his looks are at least comparable to the platinum legendary beauty, right? I like him so much and I really want to marry him. Are the genes of the Golden Dragon Fish Clan so good? I want to have a child with him. Chapter 815. Devil's Judgment. The girls at the scene were all crazy about him. The guy from the Golden Dragon Fish Clan was very satisfied with this. After showing off for a while, he finally set his eyes on Hu Xin. He asked in an extremely cold tone, "You are the one who killed my Golden Dragon Skyfish Clan?" What? He actually killed someone from the Golden Dragon Skyfish Clan? The whole audience was shocked. How cruel. The person who was killed must be another handsome guy. That's right. This guy must be jealous of her beauty, so he killed her. The girls at the scene were furious and started blaming others. Hu Xin said coldly, "You, the Golden Dragon Skyfish Clan, are so bold that you attempted to rape my wife. I will kill you if you want to. If you come here today and apologize and admit your mistakes, I will consider letting you go." What's going on? The lively scene suddenly became quiet. I found that things seemed very complicated. How dare you slander the reputation of my Golden Dragon Skyfish Clan? You have any evidence that someone from my clan raped your wife? The guy roared angrily. Moreover, the aura of the 10th level primary god master was oppressive to Hu Xin. Although he might not be as strong as his opponent in terms of combat power, Hu Xin completely ignored the opponent's pressure in terms of ability to withstand pressure. He pulled the Windward Scorpion Yi Yao behind him to prevent her from being accidentally injured. "Wife, bring out the evidence," Hu Xin said to her. Yi Yao, the Windward Scorpion, nodded and immediately turned on the communicator, enlarging the surveillance footage and projecting it into the sky for playback. I saw a very handsome young man coming to Changchun Garden. His good looks immediately made Changchun Garden a hot topic, and countless girls went crazy for him. Everyone who saw this scene thought it was normal. After all, that guy was handsome. However, this guy's performance made everyone very dissatisfied. He was too arrogant to the limit. This guy is so disgusting. I don't like such a disgusting guy, no matter how good looking he is. Me too, I thought the Golden Dragon Skyfish tribe was good looking and had good genes, but I didn't expect it to be this kind of person. Countless people were talking about it all over the island. A guy from the Golden Dragon Fish Clan shouted angrily, "Quickly shut down the fake and slanderous video, or don't blame me for being rude to you." Yi Yao, the Windward Scorpion, was also desperate and said angrily, "You, the Golden Dragon Skyfish Clan, don't know how to behave yourself? Are you afraid of being exposed?" After saying that, fast forward directly. Soon the scene of the Golden Dragon Skyfish Glass attempting to rape him was played. Seeing a platinum legendary beauty being raped, countless people at the scene were angry. "You beast. I never thought the people of the Golden Dragon Skyfish Clan were such beasts." That's right, others spend money, but he wants to get it for free. Later everyone was even more excited when they saw the Golden Dragon Skyfish Glass being killed by the resisting Windward Scorpion Yi Yao. It's so refreshing, this guy deserves to die. However, the guy from the Golden Dragon Skyfish Clan was furious. He roared, "It's your blessing that my brother likes you. But you resisted and killed my brother, you deserve to die." He burst out directly and rushed towards the Windward Scorpion Yi Yao. Yi Yao, the Windward Scorpion, hid behind Hu Xin in great fear. Now she could only rely on him. System, use the full realm upgrade scroll to upgrade the demon realm. Ding, congratulations to the host. You have successfully upgraded the demon realm to level 1 using the full realm upgrade scroll. Originally, the demon realm was the peak of the god lord. After the upgrade, Huaxian's demon realm suddenly soared to the first level of the primary god clan. This is also the highest level among the attributes he has mastered. As he completed the breakthrough in realm, Huaxian discovered that his physique, strength, and soul had undergone earth-shaking changes. This is a breakthrough in a major realm for someone like him who has mastered various attributes. It is a breakthrough in his super major realm. Looking at the member of the Golden Dragon Skyfish clan who was rushing towards him as fast as light, he found that his speed was just so-so. There are no more than 10,000 people in the entire Devil's Island who can see the actions of this guy from the Golden Dragon Skyfish clan. 10,000 people may sound like a lot, but if you knew that Alcatraz has a population of 30 billion, you would know whether it is a lot or not. Everyone started to worry about Huaxian and Yi Yao, the Windward Scorpion. On the Devil's Tower in the distance, the tightly dressed girl spoke again. Grandpa, do you think this guy is a match for the Golden Dragon Skyfish clan? This guy looks very confident. I'm afraid he has a trump card. Then Grandpa, if he can't win, will you help him? Just wait and see. As I said before, let's see how he performs. But Grandpa, the Golden Dragon Skyfish clan is bullying our demon clan. Well, we've made note of this. This is Huaxian. After this guy got close, he kicked Huaxian. Seeing the collision break out, the whole audience was excited. Huaxian raised his leg and kicked forward as well. Compared with the opponent's strong aura, Huaxian's kick seemed very ordinary. Boom! The collision produced an extremely harsh sound. Deafening. The Devil's Judgment. The next moment, Huaxian reacted quickly and a spear quickly took shape in his hand. It exudes an aura of destruction. Damn it. A fellow from the Golden Dragon Skyfish clan cursed angrily and came back to his senses from disbelief. I thought that the opponent could be easily defeated. But unexpectedly, he was able to resist my attack. Still want to fight back? Extremely angry, a huge dragon bone with dense runes flashing on it appeared in his hand. When Huaxian's demonic judgment spear attacked, he blew it up with all his strength. This is a full force attack from a powerful primary god at the 10th level. The space collapsed instantly, and the terrifying energy fluctuations caused the defense shield of Devil Island to become unstable. From this, it is not difficult to judge how terrifying the attack power is. Boom! There was a loud bang. The demon's judgment spear, made of energy, instantly lost its sharpness. Click. A shocking thing is yet to come. A dragon bone weapon of the Golden Dragon Skyfish clan, which was covered with flashing runes, actually had cracks. The flashing rune also dimmed. So strong. The demon judgment of the demon clan is too terrifying. It gives people the feeling that the Devil's Judgment is terrifying. After all, the dragon bone weapons of the Golden Dragon Skyfish clan were covered with runes and looked to be specially forged. But I didn't expect them to be broken. This attack also ended in a draw. On the Devil's Tower in the distance. Grandpa, is this guy worthy of your help? Nonsense. The strength of the first level primary god clan is actually tied with the 10th level primary god of the Golden Dragon Skyfish clan. My demon clan has such a genius. Whoever dares to harm him is an enemy of my demon clan. What do you think of this guy, granddaughter? Grandpa, I'm ignoring you. As we chatted here, things started to change. This is Huaxian. The man from the Golden Dragon Skyfish clan was so angry that his eyes turned red. He also found out that his opponent was a guy at the first level of Junior God Lord. However, even at this level, he was not weaker than someone like himself who was at the 10th level of the primary God Lord. This is a slap in the face for the Golden Dragon Skyfish clan. Chapter 816. Golden Dragon Instant Kill. Yi Yao, the Windward Scorpion, who was standing behind Huaxian, was looking at his back with an infatuated look in her eyes. Originally, he just wanted to use Huaxian's identity as a demon to survive the crisis brought about by killing the Golden Dragon and Skyfish people unexpectedly. This guy was so outstanding that he even fell in love with him. Huaxian looked at the guy from the Golden Dragon Fish clan and sneered. He has some strength, worthy of my serious efforts. The whole audience was shocked when they heard this. After such a fierce collision just now, he hasn't really started fighting yet? At this time, a lightsaber appeared in Huaxian's hand. Everyone suddenly realized that this guy had never used any weapons. But how much combat power can a genetic lightsaber unleash? Just when everyone was confused, Huaxian injected demonic power into the lightsaber. Boom! The seemingly ordinary lightsaber actually emitted a terrifying aura. That's a gene lightsaber without attributes. Boom! The blood power of the demon clan was activated, and with the blessing of the blood, the power exuded by Huaxian surged at a terrifying momentum. This is the bloodline of the demon clan's imperial clan. This guy is from the Imperial clan of the Demon Clan. No, the bloodline of the Demon Clan Emperor is not that terrifying. Could it be the bloodline of the Venerable Clan? Frying pan. Not only other creatures, but even the demons were shocked. I never thought that this tribe was so evil. Grandpa, are you satisfied with this guy? On the Devil's Tower. The girl asked again. Satisfied, very satisfied. This guy is qualified to be my grandson-in-law. The old devil said excitedly. Yes, that's not what I'm asking about. The girl felt shy and regretful. But his eyes were looking at Huaxian, who was erupting in the distance. His eyes were full of curiosity. As the demon's power exploded, the pressure emanating from the attribute-less genetic lightsaber became even more terrifying. Obviously, for this kind of attribute-less weapon, the stronger the hosts, the more terrifying the explosive power. Damn it. This guy from the Golden Raggensky Fish clan was depressed and extremely angry. I didn't expect that the guy my brother provoked was actually a monster from the Demon Clan. He was in an extremely bad mood, as he knew that this matter might involve a confrontation between the Demon Clan and the Golden Raggensky Fish clan. Huaxian said coldly, your brother tried to rape my wife. And he was killed, so the matter should have been over. I didn't expect that you, the Golden Raggensky Fish clan, would be so shameless and dare to come and cause trouble. Do you think that my demon clan is easy to bully? Boom. The space around Huaxian exploded directly. That's because he activated all the combat power enhancements. In an instant, the main combat power exploded billions of times, raising Huaxian's combat power to the limit. At the same time, although the increase in combat power of other attributes does not affect the main combat power, it also adds attribute attack to the main combat power. In other words, the combat power enhancement of other attributes is turned on, and there is still a certain increase. It's been a long time since I've used my full combat power. Huaxian felt refreshed and extremely comfortable. He couldn't help but roar to the sky. The terrifying fighting power and pressure rolled into the sky along with Huaxian's roar. Makes nothingness turbulent. Before he even started, the scene he created was enough to frighten countless creatures. So strong. When did such a terrifying monster appear in my demon clan? I'm afraid this guy is not a demon from our true continent. Ancestor, do you mean that he is from the sea? Half of it is true. Otherwise it would be impossible for such a monster to exist, and we don't know about it yet. But, no matter what. This is the evil genius of my demon clan. After Huaxian finished speaking, he looked at the guy from the Golden Raggensky Fish clan with a cold gaze, grinned and said, I'll send you on your way. Demon slaying. He raised the lightsaber above his head. As the skills are displayed, as everyone stared in shock, an ancient figure of an extremely gigantic demon appeared. This huge demon, which was as big as the sky and the earth, was holding a lightsaber exactly the same as Huaxian's, and he slashed fiercely at the guy from the Golden Raggensky Fish clan. This family really wants to create the world and destroy everything. Demon slaying. This guy actually mastered demon slaying. That projection is definitely the ancestor of my demon clan. The demons were all extremely shocked. My son, get out of the way. Boom. Along with this shout, another terrifying aura swept over. A middle-aged man from the Golden Raggensky Fish clan rushed out. A dragon bone weapon in his hand was several times larger than the Golden Raggensky Fish GRAK, and it flashed with extremely terrifying rune pressure. Grandpa, this guy is so strong. What realm is he in? A 10th level of primary god master. He's so strong. Can he defeat him? You underestimated the demon slaying. This is not just a personal strength, it also includes a trace of the power of the ancestor. The Golden Raggensky Fish GRAK was so frightened that he did not dodge even after being reminded by his father. The Golden Raggensky Fish Buk Jun, his father, stood in front of him with a huge dragon bone weapon in hand. A dragon fish swallows the sky. Oh my god, it's the forbidden skill of the Golden Raggensky Fish planet, as so terrifying. Because the Golden Raggensky Fish Buk army is more powerful, the dragon fish swallowing the sky gives people a feeling that is even more terrifying than the pressure of the demon killing. Rumble. The terrifying skills collided. The space was destroyed, and a large area of nothingness appeared where the attacks collided. Huaxian retreated a full 3 kilometers before he could steady himself. He still couldn't help but spit out a mouthful of blood. There is no way. He is only at the first level of the Junior Godlord realm. The enemy is at the 18th level of the Primary Godlord. In the Godlord level, the gap between each realm is more than 1 billion times. Even though Huaxian was at a disadvantage, he was considered the winner in the hearts of everyone who saw the fight. Despite the terrifying gap of 17 realms between them, he fought hard with the enemy, but was at a disadvantage and suffered minor injuries. The word terrible appears in everyone's mind when evaluating Huaxian. The Golden Raggensky Fish Buk army was even more frightened. If the Golden Raggensky Fish tribe offended this person, it would be an absolute disaster. even if the demon clan does not intervene. This guy will be a disaster for the Golden Dragon Skyfish clan when he grows up. He cursed inwardly, thinking his son was so stupid. How could he have brought such a terrible enemy upon the family? It's a pity that the second son is already dead, so there's no point in hating him. Now, this guy can't stay. The Golden Dragon kills instantly. He disappeared from the spot in an instant, and his speed was not affected by space, and he approached Hu Xian in the blink of an eye. Damn it, Jinlong Qianyu, are you going to declare war on my demon clan? In the Devil's Tower. A group of high-ranking demons did not expect that the people of the Golden Dragon Skyfish clan were so shameless. Not only did the older ones take action against the younger ones, but they also launched sneak attacks. They all broke out. However, the Golden Dragon of the Golden Dragon Skyfish clan killed instantly at such a fast speed that they were too late to stop it. So everyone is very angry and anxious. Hu Xian was also furious. The indestructible body of Vara. A full-scale outbreak, raising the body's defense to the limit. Chapter 817. Devil's Rebirth. Boom. Facing the attack from the Golden Dragon Skyfish Buck army, Hu Xian's explosive defense became completely useless. Even top-level defense like the Vara indestructible body couldn't withstand the slightest bit. A main reason is that the gap between the two is too big. In the face of absolute attack power, the strength itself is too weak, and no matter how strong the defensive skills are, they are just decoration. As his body exploded, Hu Xian's soul was also shaken by the split. Fortunately, he possessed a trace of immortal soul, otherwise, his soul would have been shattered. Although there is a chance of resurrection, it is absolutely impossible to resurrect under this situation. Hu Xian's soul is immortal, and he took the initiative to prevent the system from resurrecting. The devil regenerates. A terrifying ability of the demon clan, demon regeneration, was activated. In the blood mist of the exploding body, countless blood genes quickly condensed, which was the bloodline of the demon clan. Only high-level blood can maintain certain genes, even when the body is blown to pieces. Will destroy the Golden Dragon Skyfish clan. The high-ranking members of the demon clan also rushed over and surrounded the Golden Dragon Skyfish Buck army and the Golden Dragon Skyfish Grak father and son. No nonsense, just take action. Son, run away. The Golden Dragon Fish's Buck army fought like crazy, trying to buy a chance for the Golden Dragon Fish to survive. However, those who surrounded them were the top leaders and strongest of the demon clan, so they had no chance. His body was directly blown into pieces by the powerful demons. The souls are imprisoned. Destroy my demon clan's evil genius and die. A ball of demonic fire appeared in the hands of the strongest demon. The father and son were extremely desperate. Grandpa, look. A woman's pleasant voice came from behind. Howless people looked over. I saw a cloud of blood mist forming quickly. That location was exactly where Hu Xian was killed. It's the devil reborn. This boy is truly a monster. He actually mastered the regeneration of demons. His bloodline is definitely not from the imperial family. No. Golden Dragon Skyfish Buck army, upon seeing that Hu Xian could be resurrected, roared like crazy, and his soul struggled to rush forward and break the blood mist. Boom. The demon fire in the hands of the powerful demon hit his soul, and instantly a raging fire broke out. Amid the painful screams of souls, the souls of the Golden Dragon Skyfish Buck army were gradually burned to ashes. Father, the Golden Dragon Skyfish Grak shouted in anger. I regret it. If I hadn't been so impulsive and came here to seek revenge without finding out the enemy's situation, my father wouldn't have died, and the Golden Dragon Skyfish clan wouldn't have fallen out with the demon clan. I secretly hate my younger brother for being so blind and daring to offend anyone. He is going to kill the Golden Dragon Skyfish clan. At this moment, everyone's eyes were on Hu Xian. The blood mist has condensed into a solid entity, and it emits the breath of demon blood, and it is becoming stronger and stronger. What a horrible demon rebirth. It's really terrifying. The attack just now must have seriously damaged his soul. It's amazing that he was able to recover so quickly. That's right, at this rate. It will be fully recovered within a day, right? Just at this moment. Buzz. The space trembled violently, and the demonic power between heaven and earth rushed towards the demonic bloodline condensed by Hu Xian. Seeing this scene, all the demons were shocked. Grandpa, have you ever seen a demon reborn? The girl asked. No. This is the first time I've seen this. Still, he needs a lot of demonic power. Give me all the demon crystal kings for him to use. After saying that, he took out a large number of demon crystal kings, probably no less than 1 billion. Suddenly, the pure demonic power contained in the demon crystal king was drawn towards Hu Xian by a mysterious force. This scene is shocking enough. The next moment, the more demon crystal kings they took out actually flew directly towards Hu Xian. In the blink of an eye, the demon crystal king turned into a huge human figure. All the demonic power contained in the demon crystal king was quickly consumed. The degree of terror is extremely scary. Such a huge demonic force, if it were to be combined into an attack force, how terrifying would it be? Someone muttered in shock. I'm afraid even Devil's Island can't bear it. They estimated that the Demon Clan's high-ranking officials had taken out more than 100 billion Demon Crystal Kings. Hearing this data, countless people took a deep breath. Those are hundreds of billions of Demon Crystal Kings, not Demon Crystal Marrows. It's so horrible. As the Devil's power becomes sufficient, Huaxian's demon regeneration effect is extremely terrifying. Countless Demon Crystal Kings ran out of energy and shattered and fell, and more Demon Crystal Kings filled the gap. This cycle continued for several hours. When the energy of the last batch of Demon Crystal Kings was exhausted, the demonic power of heaven and earth gradually subsided. Under everyone's curious gaze, the remaining demonic power surged into Huaxian's body. The misty demonic power disappeared, revealing a burly figure that was 100 feet tall. The whole audience was stunned with shock. The same is true for the demons. After a while, an old demon said excitedly, "Return to the ancestors." This guy's demon regenerated and resurrected. It was an accidental return to the ancestors. My demon race has atavistic existence, destined to rise, and darkness will also have a place for my demon race. The most powerful demon shouted excitedly. Huaxian is also very satisfied with his current body, feeling empowered. Look at the realm again. The realm of the Demon Clan actually leapt to the first level of Intermediate Godlord. Even the basic realm has reached the 50-level Primary Godmaster realm. This shows how great the benefits brought by this demon regeneration are. This was the first time that my realm had been raised to such an horrible level without any help from the system. I was secretly shocked by the evil and power of the Demon Clan. If the demon regenerates a few more times, wouldn't we be invincible? A death-threatened demon rebirth actually brought such huge benefits. Huaxian was in a good mood. Controlled by thoughts, the body gradually shrinks. After a while, it returned to normal human size. However, looking at Huaxian, the audience was stunned again. Especially the girls, their eyes were full of stars. So handsome. This appearance is at least at the Platinum Legendary level, right? I don't think Platinum Legend is that good looking either. So handsome, it would be great if I could marry him. Huaxian looked at the high-ranking members of the Demon Clan, clasped his fists and said gratefully, "Thank you all, Demon Crystal King, for saving my life. You are too kind. I tribe member, you and I are both from the Demon Tribe, so it is only natural for us to help each other. By the way, I am the Demon Kikesheng, the Dean of the Demon Academy." Because Huaxian is a throwback to his ancestral roots, he speaks very politely. "Hello, Dean, this is not the place to talk, let's go somewhere else to talk." "Well, let's go to the Demon Academy." The Demon Kikesheng nodded and flew away. Huaxian looked at the windward scorpion Yi Yao and said, "I'm going to the Demon Academy first and will come find you later." The latter nodded and said loudly, "Goodbye, husband." She did this on purpose to prove to everyone that this outstanding man from the Demon Clan was her man. Chapter 818, Transformation. Demon Academy, High-Level Conference Room. Everyone's eyes were focused on Huaxian. "By fellow tribesman, I wonder which branch of the Demon Clan you come from?" asked the dean. "The Demon Kikesheng." Huaxian smiled and said, "I don't belong here." Hearing this, everyone looked at each other in surprise, but it was also expected. It would be normal for such an outstanding demon to not belong here. After all, it is too terrifying for a person at the first level of Primary Godlord to fight against a strong man at the 18th level of Primary Godlord. "No matter where you come from, as long as we are demons, we are one family," the Demon Kikesheng asked with a big laugh. "By the way, I wonder why you came to our true continent." "I came here unexpectedly. So it's a good opportunity to gain some experience." "I see. In that case, I wonder what interest you have in joining our Demon Academy." "The purpose of my coming here this time is to join the Demon Academy, and now I'm waiting for the entrance examination." "And why do you need to take the assessment? Just join directly. I will prepare the student badge for you right away," an old man said anxiously and was about to leave. Etc. Huaxian shouted quickly. The guy stopped and asked, "I don't know, tribesman, what do you want?" The others also looked at Huaxian worriedly, afraid that he would not join. Huaxian smiled and said, "It's like this. After I cast Demon Rebirth, I gained an ability." "Ability? What ability?" Everyone is very curious. Huaxian didn't say anything either, just smiled and looked at the dean. Under everyone's astonished gaze, his body and appearance changed. Everyone's expressions changed with his, and they were all extremely shocked. At this moment, Huaxian's appearance completely turned into the Devil Kikesheng. The height, physique, face and temperament are exactly the same. "Earl, I order you to take off your disguise." The tone is exactly the same. The girl pointed at Bai Huaxian said speechless lie. The dean is my grandfather. Unfortunately, even if you change your voice to resemble my grandfather's, you still don't understand my grandfather's character. Huaxian changed back to his original form and said, I didn't think about transforming into someone else. What I meant was that I would become an ordinary person and participate in the assessment of the Demon Academy. After all, I am too famous now. What's the point of this? A senior executive asked. The others also nodded. Of course it makes sense. I find that both the students and some teachers at the Demon Academy are too arrogant. On this small island, they may be able to show off their power. But what if they go to the outside world? You mean you want to take this opportunity to suppress them and make them restrain themselves? Asked the dean. Huaxian nodded. That's the idea. The main purpose is to let them know that there are always people who are better than you. Is that so? The dean fell into deep thought. A senior official said, Dean, I think what he said makes sense. Those people below should be punished. That's right. The purpose of our Demon Academy is not to stay in the true continent in another 10 years. The one-way teleportation array on the other side of the sea will be opened. At that time, it will be time for us to go to the other side. There is a vast land and a vast population over there, with countless talented people. It would be a good thing to teach the students a lesson now. Seeing that everyone had spoken, the dean nodded and said, Well, let's follow your plan. However, you seem a bit murderous. The people from the Demon Academy are all geniuses from the real continent. Losing one of them would be a loss. I hope you can be sensible. How about this? Let my granddaughter, the Demon Kilia stay with you. This. Of course you can. But she can't be so secretive, right? The Demon Kilia didn't say anything and took off her clothes on the spot. After a while, the disguise was removed. Even so, she wore a half mask and had long bangs, with only her nose and a small part of her face exposed. Normally you can't tell how beautiful she is, but she gives people the impression of being a great beauty. Transparent eyes. Huaxian, who was extremely curious, looked over. After seeing it clearly, I was stunned. The nosebleed slowly started to flow out. The Demon Kilia noticed Huaxian's eyes, and considering the current situation, how could she not understand something? Huaxian, you beast, you actually peeked at me. The Demon Kilia rushed over cursing. Only then did Huaxian have a chance to come back to his senses. He was still extremely shocked. This Demon Kilia I was at least a legendary beauty. He was obsessed with her at the first sight. Hey, what are you doing? He closed his transparent eyes and shouted in shock. Huh? What did I do? What did you say you did? He rushed to Huaxian, pulled his ear and asked viciously. I didn't do anything. Huaxian refused to admit it even if he was beaten to death. Come on. Come on, let's go out. Young people are flirting with each other. Why should we old guys get involved? Said the dean, leading the way to leave. You still dare to say you didn't do anything? Then why were you staring at me just now? You even had a nosebleed. I was lost in thought just now. My nosebleed is caused by my recent heatiness. It has nothing to do with you. Still trying to quibble? If you don't tell the truth, I'll tear your ears off. Be gentle. Isn't it enough for me to say that? I did see your dignity just now. Well, what do you say we should do? What to do? How about I take the loss and be responsible for you? What did you say? Be responsible for me? Or do you suffer the consequences? Do you have any shame? Of course I'm at a disadvantage. You, Ray, so beautiful. I was stunned when I saw you and couldn't do anything. Am I not at a disadvantage? On the contrary, you can take advantage of my distraction and do whatever you want to me. Isn't that taking advantage of you? Shame on you, you took advantage of me and tried to seduce me. You are the most shameless person I have ever met. And I won't flirt with you. I promise you that I won't peek at you anymore, okay? How do you solve what you've seen? Then I'll let you look back. Huaxian said as he took off his clothes. You rascal. The Demon Kilia I was so scared that she quickly turned around. Huaxian chuckled, and his body and appearance changed into a young man. The Demon Kilia I mustered up the courage to turn around and saw this scene. Sister, don't be angry at most. I will listen to you in the future. Isn't that enough? After Huaxian turned into a young man, his voice changed. He grabbed the Devil Kilia's hand and spoke very cutely. But I exclaimed in my heart, this skin, this feel, is simply amazing. The Demon Kilia was also stunned when she saw the changes in Huaxian. I thought, this guy can change into anyone if he became my husband. Wouldn't I be able to have a different husband with a different temperament every day? Chapter 819, Until Satisfied. Not very mature, become more mature. I think it's pretty good. If I say you are immature, then you are immature. Didn't you say that you will listen to me from now on? The Devil Kilia I said with her hands on her hips. Huaxian said speechless lie, okay, I'll listen to you. And there was a change, and he turned into a middle-aged man. Oh, it's so ugly. Look younger. Mature doesn't mean old. Huaxian changed again. No, it still doesn't look good, change it. And so on, changing over and over again. For hundreds of times. No, it still doesn't look good. Huaxian said, speechless lie. My dear lady, just draw me what you think is perfect, and I will change it according to your requirements. After saying that, he handed him a pen and paper. The demon Qiaolisui didn't say anything more, just took it and started drawing. Huaxian watched boredly from the side. As the demon Qiaolisui quickly wrote, an outline soon appeared. Seeing this outline, Huaxian said, speechless lie. Are you painting a platinum legendary handsome man? Oh, you actually knew that? Huaxian said, speechless lie, you made me this handsome man, how can I keep a low profile? Why can't I be low-key? Look at me, I'm obviously a legendary beauty, but I'm also very low-key. You mean to make me wear a mask too? Yes, don't worry, I will personally make a unique mask for you. As I was speaking, the painting was already finished. Holding up the portrait, he said with great satisfaction, look, is this the handsome man in my mind? Although it's not perfect, it's not bad, it's passable. Let's change it. I am kind of looking forward to whether Huaxian can become the handsome man I want. Huaxian speechlessly changed according to her request. After a while, he turned into the beautiful man in the painting of the devil Qiaolisui. Wow! The demon Qiaolisui screamed and circled around Huaxian. Even touch here and pinch there. Great, even better than the portrait. Not bad, not bad. I have good taste. Huaxian, since you listen to me, I will reluctantly agree to be your girlfriend. Forget it, I'm not worthy of you. Huaxian refused because he was worried that it would affect the mission. What did you say? The demon Qiaolisui asked in shock. Then he said angrily, are you mistaken? I don't even dislike you when I kiss you. That you actually reject me? Huaxian smiled bitterly and said, I didn't reject you, but I'm not ready to date a beautiful girl like you. After all, I never dreamed that I would meet a beautiful girl like you, so you have to give me a little time to get used to it. Anyway, we will be together for the rest of the time. What do you think? That seems to make sense. I'll give you a chance to adapt. Wait a minute. By the way. After saying this, he trotted away mysteriously. Huaxian waited patiently there. About a quarter of an hour later, the demon Qiaolisui trotted over happily. My little baby, come and have a look at the mask I made for you. The word little baby gave Huaxian goosebumps. Fortunately, a legendary beauty called me like that, otherwise I would have vomited. A demon Qiaolisui came in front of Huaxian, holding an exquisite half mask in her hand. Look, it's beautiful. This is a special mask, no one except your bad abilities can see through it. Huaxian took it and looked at it curiously. A demon Qiaolisui refused. Don't move, I'll bring it to you. Huaxian had no choice but to stand still. The demon Qiaolisui was shorter than him, so she tiptoed to put the mask on him. After putting it on, the mask seemed to come alive and stick closely to the skin. Isn't it amazing? Let me tell you, this mask is spiritual. I have learned this craft from countless masters. You are the first person besides me to wear the mask I made. Isn't it an honor? Huaxian looked at her and thought she would be very cold, but he didn't expect her to be so lively and cute. Well, it's an honor. As he said this, he reached out and stroked her cheek. As some strange coincidence had occurred, the demon Qiaolisui did not dodge until Huaxian rubbed it on her cheek. And he suddenly grabbed Huaxian's wrist and shouted angrily, you hooligan! What are you doing? Do you believe I will destroy you if you dare to mess around? Huaxian smiled speechlessly and said, I just want to see if your mask is the same as mine. Nonsense, they are all made by me, of course they are the same. And why is it that your mask is for the lower half of your face, while mine is for the upper half? Huaxian asked subconsciously. Are you stupid to ask such an idiotic question? Then he stood with Huaxian, opened the camera and pointed at the people inside and said, look, our bodies together make up a mask. Can't you see that it's such an obvious couple mask? Huaxian said speechlessly, since we are both wearing couple masks, I touched you, and you hit me and threatened me? Nonsense, you were the one who refused to be a couple with me, just now we are not a couple, so of course you can't touch me. Alright. So what should we do next? The next step is of course to go to bed. What else can I do in the middle of the night? And I have to leave here so that my companions won't worry. Why are you worried? I'll let Grandpa inform everyone that you have joined our demon academy and have gone to the Holy Land for retreat, that is all. Huaxian thought about it and felt that this was an acceptable approach. He nodded and said, then let's do as you said. Wait a minute. I'll send a message to Grandpa. After saying that, quickly edit the information. After a while, he said to Huaxian, okay, Grandpa said he will take care of it, let us go and rest. After saying that, he took Huaxian and left. Along the way, the servants they met looked at them curiously. Obviously, he did not recognize the identity of the demon Kilias or UI. Soon, we arrived at a separate courtyard. This is a courtyard full of technology. Close to 100 meters range. Warning, warning, warning. You have entered a private area. Please leave quickly, otherwise you will be at your own risk. Unexpectedly, the alarm system was activated. Ignore it, and continue approaching. The next moment, hundreds of technological cannons, aiming and locking. Seeing this, the demon Kilias CRUI smiled and said, I'm sorry. Only I can enter my courtyard, no one else can. And I'll go sleep outside. After saying this, Huaxian turned around and left. Stop right there, am I so unattractive to you? Chapter 820. Confident defense, easily broken. Huaxian stopped, turned around and looked at her, smiled bitterly and said, didn't you say that only you can enter the yard? I said that only I can enter my yard. I didn't say that you can enter after I agree. After saying that, he opened the communicator to scan Huaxian's current appearance, and then entered the permissions. After a while, the incessant alarm stopped. Let's go. Idiot. He took Huaxian and left. Soon we arrived at the gate of the yard. The second confirmation was carried out. Huaxian said, speechless lie. Entering your yard is harder than entering a national restricted area. That's right, you don't know that I built my yard myself. The defense index is 10 stars. Huaxian smiled and said, for me, the defense index is 0. What did you say? Are you saying it again? The demon Kilias CRUI said with her hands on her hips. I said, your defense here is 0 for me. I can break it easily. While you dare to brag? If you can't break my defense today, I will. I will make you sleep outside the yard. What if I crack it? Huaxian asked with a smile. Well, if you crack it, I'll allow you to sleep with me. I thought, you dream of sleeping with me, right? Unfortunately, you have no chance. The defense I set up personally is invincible. Huaxian smiled and nodded. Don't go back on your word. TSK, I will never regret it, because there is no way you can break my defense. Huaxian smiled and turned on the communicator. The virtual keyboard opens and both hands start typing quickly. Because it is a light touch keyboard, the response is super fast, and Huaxian's typing speed is also extremely fast. The demon Kilias UI looked at the projection screen curiously. After watching for a while, I realized that Huaxian was trying to invade the firewall in his yard. She sneered. I am a god-level hacker. The firewall I set up cannot be broken in a short time, even by the top masters of the true continent, without my interference. Beep, alert. Alert, the firewall has been hacked. As soon as he finished speaking, an alarm sounded from his communicator. I was shocked. He took a deep breath and said stubbornly, you are just lucky to have found my firewall. There is no way you can break it. He didn't finish his words. Beep, alarm, alarm. The first layer of firewall has been breached. How is that possible? The demon Kilias UI was shocked to the extreme. Quickly look at the virtual screen in front of Huaxian. You won't know until you see it, and you'll be shocked when you see it. The second layer of firewall was about to be breached. Impossible. How could your hacking skills surpass mine? Seeing that Huaxian was attacking seriously and not saying anything, he said angrily, there is absolutely no way you can break my firewall. After saying that, he turned on the communicator and entered the yard's firewall system. Beep, alarm. Alarm, the second layer of the firewall has been breached. Please move important confidential documents. I didn't expect Huaxian to break through the second level so quickly. The demon Kilias CRUI also felt the pressure. Quickly enter the third layer firewall and quickly tap on the keyboard to strengthen the firewall's defense. I immediately felt that the virus's crazy attack was like a firewall. Quickly repair and support the third layer firewall. With her manual support, Huaxian's progress in breaking through the third layer firewall slowed down. The demon Kilias CRUI breathed a sigh of relief. I thought to myself, if I take action now, you will never have a chance to break through the firewall. While resisting virus attacks, we also continue to consolidate and strengthen the firewall behind us. Huaxian smiled slightly. System, strengthen my hacking skills to the highest level. Ding! Congratulations to the host, you have successfully enhanced your hacking skills to the highest level you can currently master, with unlimited enhancement points and no consumption. Suddenly, Ike reached level 100. The demon Kilias UI saw that Huaxian's attack had weakened. He said proudly, I told you. No one can break my firewall, so you can just prepare to sleep outside the yard. Huaxian smiled and said, then you better watch out. I'm going to be serious. The speed of typing on the keyboard suddenly increased. Beep, alarm. Alarm, the third layer firewall is under a strong attack and is about to be breached. What? The demon Kilias UI was stunned. Ding, the third layer of the firewall has been breached. Ding, the fourth layer firewall was breached. Before the demon Kilias could react, 2 layers of her firewall were breached in succession. Check the firewall immediately. Ding! The 5th layer firewall was breached. How is that possible? The demon Kiliasur looked in disbelief. Even his face looked a little pale. The firewall that she was so proud of was broken so easily. Ding! The 6th layer firewall was breached. The prompt sounded again. And the demon Kiliasur finally reacted and quickly joined the defense, tapping the keyboard frantically and defending with all your might. Only when facing the virus head-on did we realize how powerful the attack launched by Huxian was. It's totally unstoppable. Ding! The 7th layer firewall was breached. Ding! The 10th layer firewall was breached. Beep! Alarm! Alarm! The safe house firewall has completely collapsed. The safe house has been lost. Huxian pressed a button, and the door of the safe house opened immediately. Under the pale gaze of the demon Kiliasur, Huxian walked in with a smile. Hit a key. Ding dong. The door of the safe house closed heavily. The demon Kiliasur finally recovered from her disbelief. He quickly checked the safe house and found that he had completely lost control of the safe house. Unreconciled, he easily found the firewall set up by Huxian and launched an attack. As the attack continued, the demon Kiliasuri's mood became even worse. A virus he created using his own hacking skills was completely unable to shake Huxian's firewall. The next moment, a line of words popped up. My little darling, you'll have to sleep outside in the yard. Huxian, your brother will open the door. A demon Kiliasur stomped her feet and roared in anger. Drive it yourself, Huxian replied with a smile. Huxian, are you going to open it or not? If you don't, I'll be angry. What happens when you get angry? I'm horrible when I'm angry. I'll eat you. I won't let you, unless you show me how angry you are. Asshole. Open the door for me quickly, or I will really be angry. Ding dong. The door opened. The demon Kiliasur rushed in quickly. Only then did I realize that Huxian was not at the door at all. He looked towards the house in the yard and trotted over. I thought to myself, you bastard, you dare to bully me, let me show you how I'm going to deal with you. I rushed into the house and found that Huxian was no longer in the living room. Run quickly to the room. I came to the door and looked over, and was furious. Chapter 821. Doesn't he like women? Huxian. The demon Kiliasur roared angrily. I didn't expect Huxian to lie on his loving big bed with his arms and legs spread out without even taking off his clothes. How abominable. What's wrong? Huxian asked with a puzzled look on his face. What's wrong? This is my bed, get off here. He roared, rushed over and grabbed Huxian, trying to pull him away. Huxian couldn't get up, and even smelled the quilt, exclaiming, it smells so good, this is the best bed I've ever slept on. Asshole, are you disgusting? Get out of here right now. Hey, my lady, have you forgotten something? What did I forget? It seems that you really forgot that someone just told me that as long as I can break through the defense of the safe house, I can sleep with her in bed. You. Okay, even though I said you can sleep in my bed, you can't just sleep in my bed without taking off your clothes or taking a shower. Oh, so that's it. I'll go take a shower then. Having said that, he climbed up and took off his clothes. What are you doing? I'm taking a shower, so of course I have to take off my clothes. You bastard, you definitely did it on purpose. I'm a girl here and you take off your clothes. Don't talk nonsense. I didn't mean it, but since we're sleeping in the same bed, it's okay for me to suffer a little and let you see it. After saying that, he continued to take off his pants. The demon Kiliasur, who had turned her back, turned around. When he saw Huxian, who was naked in front of him, he was stunned. Huxian chuckled, threw the pants in his hand on the bed and said, I'm going to take a shower. Walked to the bathroom. The devil Kiliasur finally reacted and felt ashamed and angry. Looking at the pants on the bed, he was shocked by the obvious marks. I couldn't help but walk over, pick it up and watch the whole thing. Then he angrily said, asshole, you threw everything on my bed. Not long after, Huxian came out after taking a shower. I thought the one who would be embarrassed would be the devil Kiliasur, but I didn't know that I would be distracted by the scene before me. The devil Kiliasur was also naked. Seeing Huxian was stunned. The demon Kiliasur said with a smile, asshole, do you think you are the only one who can act like a hooligan? Let's see who of us will suffer more. After saying that, he walked towards the bathroom proudly. It was not until the sound of bathwater was heard that Huxian reacted. With a bitter smile, the temperament of the legendary beauty is really terrifying. Being naked immediately made him lose his fighting ability. In order to avoid being hit by her, he quickly ran to the bed, blocked his 6 senses and 5 senses and fell asleep. About half an hour later, the demon Kiliasur came out still naked. He wanted to take revenge on Huxian, but was shocked to find this guy sleeping on his bed. When I realized what was happening, I was very angry. Xin, you bastard. I thought to myself, I am a legendary beauty. Am I going to let you treat me as you please? He rushed over, jumped, and hit Xin hard. Unexpectedly, Xin, who had blocked his 6 senses and 5 senses, did not react at all. Look, you bastard, I'm going to teach you a lesson. I deliberately seduced Xin. But there was still no response. It's so infuriating. She found that she was now more like a female hooligan. As a result, this guy pretended to be dead and ignored me. How hateful. He stood up and threw back the quilt. Looking at the naked Xin, he was stunned. My eyes couldn't help but move to places where I shouldn't be looking. When I saw that evil thing, I was shocked. It was so big. No, this bastard. Why hasn't he responded yet? After careful inspection, I finally found the problem. Damn it. Bastard beast, not a human being. The devil kill, I assure you. I was so angry that she cursed again and again. Facing such a beauty like her, this guy was so cruel as to block his 6 senses and 5 senses. It was too much. The more I think about it, the angrier I get. He stood up and stomped hard on Xin. In the end, Xin still didn't respond. Then there were all kinds of targeting, but there was still no way. She was so angry that she just lay aside and didn't cover Xin with a blanket. I thought I could just fall asleep like this. However, there was a man lying next to her, a naked man, and she couldn't fall asleep no matter how hard she tried. Finally, I couldn't resist my curiosity. She turned over and crawled into Xian's arms, hugging him tightly. The smell of the man's scent was particularly novel and I couldn't help but touch him with my hands. Asshole, beast, not human. He kept muttering to himself and didn't even know when he fell asleep. The next day, Xian went to bed early and got up early. He regained his 6 senses and 5 senses, and suddenly felt someone pressing on him. I lifted the quilt and was stunned. It turned out to be the demon Kiliasur Ui lying on top of him, sleeping soundly. What's funny is that this girl is drooling while sleeping. After a long time, I closed my eyes and shouted, Yasur Ui, get up, because of the temptation of my legendary beauty. Yasur, I woke up. But thinking about how Xian pretended to be dead last night. He pretended not to wake up. I thought to myself, you little brat, it's never too late for a gentleman to take revenge. Even 10 years, but it's never too late for a woman to take revenge, even one night. Hey. My goodness, if you're awake, then you're awake. There's no point in pretending to be asleep. The demon Kiliasur Ui still ignored him. If you keep on doing this, then I can only fulfill my responsibilities as a man and be rude to you. You dare. The demon Kiliasur Ui finally spoke after hearing this. Why shouldn't I be afraid? I don't have to take responsibility anyway. Asshole, I'll bite you to death. He bit Xian hard. This. Girl, you really have the guts to bite me. It hurts me so much. Let go quickly. No, loose, the demon Kiliasur Ui said vaguely. And even harder. My aunt, I am wrong. Isn't that enough? Just let it go? No. I told you not to bully me. You really won't let go? I just won't let go. Then don't blame me for being rude. Xian closed his eyes, turned over suddenly and pressed her under him. The sudden change made the demon Kiliasur Ui stunned. Although Xian didn't see it, the feeling of the soft face, especially the touch of the king-level skin, was enough to make him break down. He took several deep breaths to suppress the extreme impulsive desire. With one leap, he rushed out without even putting on his clothes. The demon Kiliasur felt her body lighten, aimed to her senses, and gnashed her teeth in anger. I didn't expect it to be like this even at this point. This guy can still endure it. He is simply not a man. Bastard, doesn't he like women? The devil Kiliasur thought so. Even more certain. It must be like this. This damn guy actually doesn't like women. What to do? This guy's hobby is not good. How can I help him? We must help him. Otherwise it would be a waste of resources. Thinking of this, he yelled, Xian, get in here. Chapter 822, Tavern. Xian ran at full speed and left the Demon Academy as quickly as possible. Then he transformed into a completely unfamiliar person. Hiding his original aura, the demon Kiliasur chased out, but there was no trace of Xian at all. Damn it. Bastard, just wait for me, he left angrily. In the crowd in the distance, Xian watched her leave and smiled slightly. Turned and walked towards the tavern nearby. Come to think of it, I haven't felt so normal for a long time. This is a rare opportunity, so I decided to relax. Sir, do you want to stay in the hotel or have a meal? A waiter asked, respectfully. Can't we do it together? Xian asked with a smile. At this time, a male waiter came over. He said to Xian inferently, where did you come from, you stinky beggar? Get out of here now. Then he stood in front of the waitress. Xian saw what was going on with him at a glance. It was nothing but calling him a beggar and telling him to get lost? He smiled and said to the waitress, "Eating and staying in the hotel are not important. I am here for you." The waitress exclaimed in surprise. The male waiter's face darkened instantly, and he said angrily, "Stinky beggar, I think you are looking for trouble on purpose. If that's the case, then I will teach you a lesson." "Manager, is this how you, the waiter, treat customers?" Huaxian shouted loudly to the manager inside. Many people were attracted by his voice and looked over. It's more the dissatisfaction caused by being disturbed. "Manager, what's going on? A guest has spoken." The manager looked at the ordinary Huaxian and walked over with a gloomy face. Seeing this, the male waiter was neither anxious nor afraid, but instead showed a proud smile. He whispered, "Boy, you want to die, I'll grant your wish. Manager, this guy is here to cause trouble. He came to our store to tease Oyster Piokla. I told him to get out, but he was not satisfied and started yelling, disturbing other customers." A terrifying aura was already emanating from the manager. It seems that he is about to take action. Huaxian took out a Demon Crystal King and threw it over, saying, "I was disturbed just for a drink, and your waiter looked down on me. Do you want to stop opening your cavern?" Everyone in the audience was a little surprised when he consumed the Demon Crystal King so easily. After all, apart from the Demon Square, many other places use Demon Crystal Marrow as the main consumption currency. In other words, people who can consume the Demon Crystal King at will in other places are definitely not simple. "Hey, sir, please come in." The manager's attitude changed 360 degrees. "I'm not in the mood to drink now, unless I fire him and never hire him again." Pointing at the male waiter. The latter was so pale and panic-stricken from the killing. "I also realized that I had offended someone I couldn't afford to offend. Please spare my life, sir. Please spare my life, sir." He knelt down and begged for mercy from Huaxian. Huaxian ignored him and walked in. He walked up to Oyster Pokara, put his arm around her waist and walked inside. Oyster Pokara was stunned when he saw that Huaxian's attack was the Demon Crystal King. For an ordinary sea creature like her, the Demon Crystal King is definitely a huge sum of money. It was at this time that Huaxian took out a Demon Crystal King and placed it on her chest. "I took advantage of the opportunity." In the eyes of Oyster Pokara, there is only the Demon Crystal King, and he doesn't care about anything else. A male waiter's eyes turned red with anger when he saw how cold they were. "Manager, I'm going to kill him." The manager shook his head and said, "Achebi Ishilot, you have to understand that the existence of a Demon Crystal King who rewards people at will is definitely not someone you can mess with. Get lost." After saying that, he turned and left. "Please go upstairs." "Sir," Oyster Pokara reacted, put away the Demon Crystal King on his chest, and said excitedly. Huaxian hugged her and walked upstairs. "What's wrong with this guy? He's so rich, but he actually comes to this kind of place to spend money. That's fine, but he even likes that ordinary waiter?" When Huaxian went upstairs with Oyster Pokala in his arms, the downstairs was in an uproar. "Who knows, maybe he is just a nouveau rich and comes here to have some fun. What a waste, it's such a waste. That's the Demon Crystal King. Come to the second floor." The second floor is also very spacious and has many guests. After all, Demon Crystal Marrow is not uncommon to many people here. Seeing someone coming up, some people looked over curiously. Alai Piokla said to Huaxian, "Sir, please come this way." Went directly to the box. "Hey, Aofang Huo, did you see that? The waiter you wanted to sleep with was taken by someone else, and it seems to be a human?" A young man with a head full of fiery red hair stood up suddenly. Up he slammed the table fiercely and said, "Who dares to snatch the woman I like?" He rushed towards Huaxian and the others quickly. Seeing that Huaxian didn't even turn his head, he reached out and grabbed the back of Huaxian's neck. "My lord, be careful." When the Oyster Pokara looked back and saw this scene, he screamed in fright. Huaxian still didn't look back. The next moment, Aofang Huo's movements paused and he became silent. Huaxian hugged Hallyu Pokala and walked away. "See Lion Aofang Huo." His companion shouted. Still no response. "Only then did I walk over curiously to check it out." "You don't know until you see it. It's shocking." Screaming and backing away. It was a bit scary just because the sea lion Aofang Huo was bleeding from all 7 orifices. 4 people gathered around when they saw what was happening. Everyone was scared. What's going on? That guy clearly didn't make any movement. How did sea lion Aofang Huo die? It seems that we have all misjudged him. That guy is not simple. Oyster Pokara's face looked very unhappy at this moment. Because he had just seen what happened to the sea lion Aofang Huo. The shock in my heart took a long time to subside. Only then did I realize that the man hugging me was very scary and might be a student of the Demon Academy. He took out the Demon Crystal King and handed it back to Huaxian, saying, "Sir, please keep your Demon Crystal King." "What does this mean? Is there any reason why I should take back what I gave away?" No, it's not like that. It's just that this is too expensive. I can't afford it. What do you mean you can't afford it? Well, if you think it's precious, how about you stay with me tonight? Is it okay? Oyster Pokeris said expectantly. In his opinion, as a student of the Demon Academy, Huaxian would never look down on him. He also understood that everything he had just done was because he saw that Hai Besheret liked him. So he did it on purpose. Of course you can if you want, but I won't be responsible for you. Oyster Pocles said excitedly. Sir, I don't need you to be responsible for me, but can you please not take safety measures? I want my child to have your excellent bloodline. Huaxian was speechless and said, if that's the case, isn't your child also my child? How can I not be responsible? My lord, I am sorry, but Oyster Pokera has a wild idea. Chapter 823, Special Talent. Oyster Pokera lowered his head, looking very sad. At this time, the manager arrived with a group of waiters, carrying a variety of delicious food. Sir, I'm sorry. We didn't recognize this before. This is our signature delicacy. We also have our signature wine. Please enjoy it slowly. After saying that, the waiter had already placed the food. Seeing that Huaxian didn't say anything, he looked at Hai Piokla meaningfully and left. He closed the door gently and gave Oyster Pokera a strange smile. Piokla, come and eat with us. Okara had no choice but to walk over and sit next to Huaxian. Huaxian poured the wine and took a sip. Well, it's good wine and delicious food. And a beautiful woman by my side. It's good, very good. He held Picari in his left hand and tasted the food with his right hand. I have to say, although his cooking skills are not as good as mine, the taste is still good. Beauty, why don't you have an appetite? Seeing that Pokera didn't move his chopsticks, Huaxian asked curiously. No, I'm just not hungry. Looking at the table full of delicious food, I was swallowing my saliva. I see. As Huaxian spoke, he picked up a piece of food and put it in his mouth, leaving one end sticking out, holding it in his mouth. He approached Pokera. When Pokera saw this, he understood what was happening and his heart beat faster. Huaxian was already close to her mouth. And if she didn't open her mouth would be filled with oil. I had no choice but to open my mouth and catch it. After catching it, Huaxian went further and bit it directly. Pokera's body trembled as if he had been electrocuted, and he was stunned. Huaxian touched her for a while before letting go with a smile. Pokera stared at him blankly, unable to come back to his senses for a long time. What's wrong? Eat. Eat. I can't help you. Only then did Pokera start chewing gently. The taste feels very different. He looked at Huaxian secretly, his face slightly red. It seems that it is not easy to find this ordinary-looking guy. By the way, Piokla, you are so young. Why are you working here? Hearing this, Piokla suddenly became sad. Huaxian immediately understood that this girl had a story. Tell me about it. It's no use saying it. Akara said bitterly. How can it be useless? If you don't tell me, then it's really useless. I am a student at the Demon Academy, however. I come from a poor family and I am not very good looking, although the Demon Academy does not charge tuition. I have to earn money myself if I want to eat. So, you work here part-time? Well, both me and that Hai Besheret. Since you are students of the Demon Academy, shouldn't you find a big restaurant or something to make more money? Oyster Pokeras said even more bitterly. We are special students of the Demon Academy. We have excellent talents in one area, but we don't have the same status as those students with excellent cultivation talents. So what is your special talent? Huaxian was extremely curious. My talent is to accelerate the growth of plants. My talent grew very fast at the beginning, but now I have reached a bottleneck. After hundreds of years, there has been no progress at all, so the original living allowance of the academy has stopped. This talent seems quite good. If it is a precious medicinal material, can it be produced in a short time? Well, I can accelerate a seed to a growth period of 1 month in 1 minute, or a year in 3 minutes, but that's my limit. From now on, it will be useless to induce labor. Is that so? Then your talent is indeed amazing. What's so great about that? Now I can't even eat. A main reason is that 1-year-old medicinal herbs are worthless, and I don't have the ability to stimulate the growth of rare medicinal seeds. So, everyone thinks my talent is useless. I think it's good as long as you solve your current obstacles, you will have a great future. Oyster Pocles smiled bitterly. It's useless even if you think you're right. You can't help me. Who said I can't help you? Follow me from now on, and I'll pay for all your expenses at school. Really? Do I look like I'm kidding you? No. But how can I repay you? Repay? We'll talk about that after dinner. Let's eat first. A left hand had become extremely dishonest and stretched out its claws towards the restricted area of Oyster Pokera. Pokera was not angry, but rather looked forward to it. After talking, he picked up the chopsticks to pick up some food for Huaxian and started eating. Half an hour later, they were full and satisfied. Huaxian picked up Pyokla and said, "Let's go, repay me first." "Sir, there is a lounge next to it," Pokhara said shyly. "Okay, that suits me just fine." He carried her into the lounge. He gently laid her on the bed and took off his clothes. Pokhara covered her eyes with her hand shyly. I couldn't help but leave a tiny gap to look at it. When I saw Huaxian's capital, my heart beat faster, but I became even more excited. "Baby, are you ready?" Huaxian asked, rubbing his hands. "Yeah," Pokhara hummed shyly. This time, she really closed her eyes. Her breathing was rapid and nervous, her chest heaving violently. But she was particularly attractive. Huaxian gently untied her apron and then unbuttoned it. Bang! Unexpectedly, as soon as one button was unbuttoned, Pokhara's proud figure was highlighted. Huaxian ruled at the sight of the white things. Although this girl is not a beauty, she has a well-developed figure. In this situation, Huaxian was also extremely moved. This has nothing to do with the resistance value of the opposite sex, it's just pure liking. "Pyokla, if I possess you and don't take responsibility, will you be very sad?" "I have no idea." Pokhara's voice was very weak although Huaxian hadn't touched her yet. He saw that Huaxian was naked and he had already gotten into the mood by imagining it. Seeing this, Huaxian smiled and slowly pressed forward. Gentle touches and kisses. The situation in Pokhara is getting worse. "Sir, want me?" "Good." Huaxian launched a general attack. And as a layer of barrier was broken, blood dripped onto the bedsheets. Pokhara also grabbed the bedsheets tightly with both hands, and his voice was painful and happy. Just over an hour. Huaxian stopped the fight. There was no other way. Pollock had no experience, and if she continued like this, it would cause damage to her body. If you like someone, don't hurt them, just know when to stop. Pyokla could naturally sense that Huaxian was not in good condition, so he leaned into his arms and said self-reproachfully, "Sir, I'm sorry. Am I a loser?" "What are you talking about? That girl wasn't like this the first time. She'll be fine later. Also, don't call me mister, just call me brother." "Yes, brother." I shouted these two words, feeling excited and shy. "Sir, how about I?" Before he finished speaking, he had already taken action. Huaxian watched her movements, became excited, and was powerless to stop her. After 2 full hours, Huaxian reached his limit. "Brother, are you feeling better?" Pokhara asked as he tittied himself up. "You must have worked hard. Let's take a break." "Yeah, thank you brother for your concern." She lay in Huaxian's arms, full of happiness. "Oyster Pokhara, where are you?" "I'm here to save you." Achei Besharat's anxious voice came from outside. Chapter 824 Formation. Boom. The door of the box was violently kicked open. Oyster Pokhara was extremely nervous. "Brother, what should we do?" Achei Besharat must be looking for help. Huaxian hugged her and said, "Don't be afraid, I'm here." With a wave of his hand, a formation enveloped the lounge. Then he fell asleep holding Pokhara. Pokhara, however, had no desire to sleep at all, and was staring at the door of the lounge nervously. At the door, Achei Besharat was going crazy because he knew that the two were in the lounge. What to do in the lounge? Everyone knows it. Boss Feng, the Sea Duck swordsman, they are inside. A short and fat young man nodded and kicked forward fiercely. The manager standing by saw this scene and became anxious. Boom! With a loud bang, the door of the lounge, which was obviously smaller than the box door, suddenly burst into a dark light and did not move at all. Damn, when did the tavern lounge have such a powerful formation? Achei Besharat yelled madly. Sea Duck swordsman Feng had a gloomy face and felt embarrassed. After all, he had promised solemnly when he came here that there was nothing he could not handle except those monsters in the Demon Academy. If I can't even handle the formation of a tavern now, how can I face people? The fist was carrying terrifying genetic energy. The increasingly powerful force, emitting Niren Zora, caused the space to become distorted and turbulent. "Break it for me." With a loud roar, he banged the door of the lounge. Boom! There was another loud bang, a dim light flickered, and the door did not move at all. The whole audience was stunned. Even a fool could see that Sea Duck swordsman Feng was using all his strength. But even so, they still couldn't break the defense of the lounge. Inside the lounge, Oyster Pokhara, who had been very nervous, became confused. "I clearly heard the sound of Achei Besharat kicking the door just now, but now there is no sound." I glanced at Huaxian and found that he was sleeping soundly. I guessed that it might be related to what he had just arranged. Now that she was safe, she didn't think too much about it. Nestled in Huaxian's arms, hugging him, I slowly fell asleep happily. Speaking of which, I haven't had a good rest for a long time, so I fell asleep quickly. Outside the lounge, Sea Duck swordsman Feng has transformed back into his original form. It is obvious that he has noble blood since he was able to join the Demon Academy. Its original form is a fat duck with a very long beak. Apart from being bigger, it is not much different from a duck. But the mouth was like a deformed sharp blade, very strange. Break it for me. The sea duck swordsman Feng roared, and his duck beak, carrying terrifying genetic power, crashed into the door of the lounge. Everyone watched nervously, understanding that this was already sea duck swordsman Feng's strongest state. Boom! There was another loud noise. Click. This time there was an extra sound. However, it was not the sound of the lounge door being broken, but the sound of the duck's beak that sea duck swordsman Feng was so proud of breaking. Ding dong! The duck's beak couldn't bear it and broke completely, falling to the ground. It was at this moment that the sea duck swordsman Feng's cultivation level suddenly plummeted. Apparently, the duck's mouth is the core source of his power. If the duck's beak is damaged, its natural state will be damaged. The people at the scene were shocked to the extreme. Achai Bishilat looked at the manager in shock and asked, "Is this the formation defense of the tavern box?" A manager smiled bitterly and said, "The defense of the entire tavern is not that strong. This is not the formation defense of our tavern. Damn it, Achai Besharat, you've killed me." Sea duck swordsman Feng grabbed his neck and roared viciously. Achai Besharat turned pale with fear. But suddenly he discovered that something was wrong with sea duck swordsman Feng's power. Struggled violently. He actually struggled to get free. Then he said in shock, "Sea duck swordsman Feng, I didn't expect that your broken duck beak would have such a big impact on your cultivation. This is all your fault." Sea duck swordsman Feng, you seem to have forgotten one thing. This is a world where strength is respected. Since you are not as strong as me now, you should keep a low profile. Achai Besharat said and turned away. Crackling. The sea duck swordsman clenched his fists in anger and roared, "Achai Bishilat. Is this the kind of person you are? Have you forgotten that I became like this because I helped you? I'm asking you to help me out as a favor. Don't forget the 3 Demon King crystals I promised you. So, it's your own fault that you were not strong enough. You can't blame anyone else." The next day at noon, Huaxian just woke up. Oyster Pokhara had woken up long ago and was drawing circles on his chest with his hand. Huaxian looked down and saw the white scene, and immediately reacted strongly. Oyster Pokhara grinned and climbed up. Under Huaxian's curious gaze, he sat on it. This time, Halai Bakla gritted his teeth and persisted, and finally satisfied Huaxian. Lying in his arms, she asked, "Brother, if I get pregnant, will you let me abort the baby?" "Silly boy, if you can win the bid, then give birth to the baby." "Really? Thank you, brother. So happy. Let's go. I'm hungry, let's go out and eat something." The 2 men put on their clothes, put away the formation, and opened the door to the lounge. Startled, I saw a group of people standing at the door in a menacing manner. They probably didn't expect the door to open at this time. And they were also stunned. Achai Besharat was also among them. The first to react shouted excitedly, "Halai Polak, did he do anything to you?" Hearing this, everyone around him looked at him as if he was an idiot. I thought, they have been in the lounge for a whole day and night, and you are asking such a stupid question. Isn't this funny? Achai Besharat, give up on me. I never liked you in the first place. Now I have a man. After saying that, she snuggled into Huaxian's arms. "You bastard, you stole my woman. I will never let you go." Achai Besharat looked at Huaxian and threatened viciously. "Scold me? Threaten me?" Huaxian said inferently, and stretched out a hand as others looked at him curiously. "It looks like just an ordinary reaching out." Achai Besharat's body floated up uncontrollably. The latter struggled violently, but to no avail. "I'll spare you this time, but if you disrespect me again, you'll be reduced to ashes." The murderous words made everyone present tremble. With a wave of his hand, Achai Bishilat was thrown out. "Manager, how much did I spend here?" "Your Excellency is too kind. The boss has already said that all your expenses here are free. And your consumption here in the future will also be free." "Do I know your boss? So generous?" "Our boss said that if you don't mind, Mr. Hu, he would like to meet you." "Is that so? Then take me to see your boss." "Mr. Hu, please follow me." Chapter 825, Covered with Hair. Tavern backyard. In the thatched pavilion, a graceful figure was cutting tea with her back to Uxian and the others. "Mr. Hu, the boss is over there, please go over there yourself," the manager said respectfully. "Good." Alipiocle also said, "Brother, I won't go over." Uxian grabbed her hand and said, "You are my baby, what are you afraid of?" After hearing these words, Renghe Alipiocle felt extremely sweet and full of happiness. Pulled her to the thatched pavilion. The boss wore a specially made veil, so her face couldn't be seen clearly, but she had a perfect figure and seductive curves. He glanced at Huaxian and said, "Come on. Please sit down." Huaxian didn't hesitate and pulled Halipiocle to sit down. I asked curiously, "I wonder if the boss knows me." Why is he so generous to me? The boss smiled as he cut the tea and said, Mr. Hu, is it possible that we can't get to know each other if we don't know each other? Of course not, I'm just curious, a beautiful lady like my boss is so nice to me. Is she attracted by my beauty? Mr. Pu, you are quite confident. The boss said with a laugh. Just kidding. But it would be nice if I could see the boss's face. Forget it, I'm afraid of staring Mr. Hu. My greatest strength is my courage. I have lived for millions of years and have never been frightened. Huaxian is talking nonsense about age. But in this god-level world, it is not an exaggeration at all. As long as a god is not killed, it is easy for him to live to be 1,000,000 years old. The boss shook his head and said, besides being afraid of scaring Mr. Hu, there is also a family rule, which is the important reason. What rules? That's right, no matter if it's a man or a woman, as long as the first person who sees me, Birdwing Mouse, takes the initiative to let the opposite sex see him or her, it means that he or she recognizes this person and will definitely follow him or her for the rest of his or her life. So, Mr. Hu, if you must see my appearance, then you must be prepared to be responsible for me. After saying that, he looked at Huaxian. Huaxian smiled and said, then I will call you my wife in advance. The boss was stunned. After a while, he said, Mr. Hu, did you hear me clearly? If you can see my face, no matter if it is ugly or beautiful, I will be yours. Huaxian said confidently, I believe in my own vision. After saying that, he stood up and walked to the boss and said, let me personally remove the veil for you. The boss was silent. However, Huaxian grabbed the veil with both hands and slowly lifted it up. Stop. A roar came from the sky. So they all looked over. A young man in white clothes descended from the sky, glared at Huaxian and said, who do you think you are? How dare you touch the woman I love? Huaxian waved his hand, set up a formation, and continued to lift the veil. Seeing this, the young man in white became furious and rushed towards Huaxian with terrifying momentum. Buzz! The formation was activated, and a dark light burst out, covering the entire thatched pavilion. The young man in white did not take the formation set up by Huaxian seriously. He was caught off guard and hit the formation heavily. Boom! The dark light flowed and directly bounced him away. Boom! He crashed into the rockery not far away and looked extremely miserable. In the thatched pavilion, the boss couldn't help but turn his head to look over curiously. I was very surprised by the formation that Huaxian casually set up. Also because she tilted her head, her entire face was completely exposed. Unfortunately, there is a huge birthmark on his face. Is this the Demon Clan's formation? The boss asked in surprise. He also noticed Huaxian's gaze and said with a wry smile, so, after seeing my true face, are you disappointed? Does that mean you no longer want to pursue me? Huaxian smiled and said, no, I think it looks good. I like it very much. As for this formation, yes, it is indeed a formation of the Demon Clan. So, you are a demon. Well, I'm a demon. Since you are a demon, there must be countless beauties around you, so how could you fall for me? Huaxian suddenly hugged her in his arms and said, liking a person has nothing to do with his figure or appearance. Liking is liking from now on. You are mine. Damn it, you bastard, if you dare to touch my woman, I will definitely kill you. The young man in white felt humiliated when he was flung away by the formation. When he saw Huaxian taking advantage of his beloved woman, he became even more furious. Holding a long sword and emitting hot flames, he rushed forward again. As he charged forward, his momentum continued to rise. Approaching the formation, he slashed out with a fierce sword. The terrifying power of the fire genie tore through the space, creating a space crack. Seeing this scene, everyone thought that Huaxian's formation might not be able to resist. Boom! With a loud bang, dense ripples spread across the formation. The point that was attacked experienced particularly severe fluctuations. However, a shocking scene occurred. The terrifying space crack was actually blocked by the formation. It's unbelievable. What level of formation is this? It's so terrifying that it can even withstand space cracks. How is it possible? The young man in white was also extremely shocked. At the same time, he also suffered a huge blow and was very frustrated. As a student of the Demon Academy, and a student of the attack department, he couldn't even break this guy's formation. Birdwing Mouse Measter. You said that you would be greedy for love with me, why? The young man in white couldn't break the defense and could only hope to find a breakthrough from the boss. There was no hostility in his eyes when he looked at Huaxian. Because he knew that he was no match for him. If he showed hostility, he would be seeking death. The boss said calmly, I said I'd give you a chance, but that doesn't mean I'll definitely be greedy for love with you. You also saw that this man is pursuing me. He pursues you. You can refuse. Why should I refuse? Oh, he is so outstanding, and the formation he casually set up can stump you. I can't defeat him, so please leave and don't come to me again. I can't accept it. I've given so much to you. And you treat me like this?" The young man in white shouted unwillingly. The bird-winged mouse Measter took out a nanospace device and threw it over, saying, "Everything you gave me is here, take it and leave." After saying that, he turned around and looked at Huaxian and said, "Are you sure you don't dislike me?" "Of course, I definitely don't mind." "Well, come with me. Walk to the side house." And he said to Oyster Pocara, "The next period of time belongs to him and me." "I see." Oyster Pocara left generously. He knew that he and his boss were completely uncompetitive. "As long as my husband doesn't dislike me, it's enough." Huaxian followed the bird-winged mouse Measter into the room. The decoration of the room is very simple, with a bed, a table, a few stools, a wardrobe and a dressing table, nothing else. "Come on, prove with your actions that you don't despise me." Chapter 826, You Are So Awesome. After saying that, he actually opened his arms, as if waiting for you to pick the fruits. Huaxian nodded and approached her. He put his hands on her collar and unbuttoned her shirt. Soon, the coat slipped off. Seeing the situation inside, Huaxian was stunned. "It's all hair." "That's right, except for the face, neck and hands. Everything else is covered with hair. Even those breasts." "Why, are you disappointed?" said the bird-winged mouse Measter in a mocking tone. Huaxian took a deep breath and said, "I'm not disappointed, just a little surprised." And he slowly squatted down and took off the pants of the bird-winged mouse Measter. Sure enough, it was all hair. Not even wearing underwear. How could this happen? Huaxian couldn't help but ask. "I don't know either, I'm just so special. My tribesmen all say that I'm an unlucky jinx. Come on, my man, since you have chosen me, you must accept me, you won't regret it, right?" As she said that, she hugged Huaxian and kissed him actively. Huaxian was a little overwhelmed. "I never expected this to be the case." The bird-winged mouse Measter took off his clothes on his own initiative. The movements became more and more exaggerated until Huaxian's capital was controlled and his body shook violently. The bird-winged mouse Measter also stopped and said with contempt, "As expected, you men are all two-faced. Every good thing you do is wrong." After saying this disappointed lie, he turned around and was about to leave. Huaxian grabbed her and said, "Actually, I can handle your situation. System, give me the primary lottery beauty pill. Until I get it all." Ding! Congratulations to the host, you have drawn the primary lottery 6 times and obtained the beauty pill. Consuming 60 pieces of primary lottery opportunity fragments. Can you solve it? How to solve it? Huaxian reached out and took out a brocade box. He handed it to the bird-winged mouse Measter and said, "Take the medicine inside, and I guarantee you will be as beautiful as a fairy." "Do you think I will believe it? You're probably trying to poison me, aren't you?" Buzz. The powerful aura in Huaxian's body burst out, covering the bird-winged mouse Measter and said, "If I want to kill you, do you think it is necessary to poison you?" Feeling the terrifying aura erupting from Huaxian, the bird-winged mouse Measter was extremely shocked. He took a deep breath and said, "I really don't understand. As an extremely powerful demon, why would you fall for me?" Huaxian grinned and said, "To be honest, any woman I met who I liked, I took into my harem. You are really a playboy." As he said this, he took the brocade box. I opened it out of curiosity and saw a pill emitting soft white light and an alluring fragrance. The smell of this also gives people the feeling that it is not a poisonous pill. The bird-winged mouse Measter picked it up and swallowed it in one gulp. Suddenly I felt a terrifying force erupting. Then I found that my body structure was affected. That powerful force actually carried with it the terrifying power of rules, which forcibly repaired and transformed the imperfections of her body. It's unbelievable that such a terrifying power of rules can be brought by just a pill. He subconsciously looked at Huaxian. This demon man was probably an extremely terrifying existence among the demons. Will he really like me? If he didn't fancy me, how could he have taken out such an amazing elixir? Could it be that he noticed some talent in me that I didn't even know about? While he was daydreaming, the birthmark on his face disappeared, and what remained was a peerless beauty, no less than platinum legendary level. A hair on the body began to fall off, followed by the skin, leaving behind perfect skin as white as jade. The bird-winged mouse Measter quickly ran to the dressing table and looked in the mirror, revealing himself to be a completely different person. Stunned? For a long moment, I muttered in disbelief, "Is this really me?" Huaxian came over, hugged her gently from behind and said, "Of course it's you." Because both of them were naked. Huaxian just used a little force. Along with the screams of the bird-winged mouse Measter, a layer of barriers was broken and the battle was about to break out. An hour and a half later, the bird-winged mouse Measter hugged Huaxian and said, "Hubby, you are so amazing." That's right, she was the one hugging Huaxian. In her words, this is how she feels safe. Huaxian stretched out his hand comfortably to touch the place that shouldn't be touched and said, "That's right, if I'm not good, I'm afraid my wife will dislike me." TSK, no way? That's right. Huaxian suddenly remembered that the bird-winged mouse Measter was now considered a platinum beauty, and the mission did not seem to be affected by having sex with her directly. System. Why is this? Dang, bird-winged mouse Measter is an acquired beauty and is not within the mission scope. Are the results of beauty treatments considered acquired? I was relieved, otherwise it would be a huge loss if the mission failed because of momentary happiness. Looking at the bird-winged mouse Measter, he indeed has the appearance and figure of a platinum legendary level. And the feel is exactly the same. And after he slept with her, it seemed that the platinum legendary beauty no longer had any appeal to him. Looking at the resistance value of the opposite sex, it has not increased. "Honey, what's wrong with you?" the bird-winged mouse Measter asked. "Nothing, honey, how was your rest?" Hearing this, the bird-winged mouse Measter understood what he wanted to do. Nodded shyly. Huaxian chuckled and the second battle broke out directly. The bird-winged mouse sang with ecstasy and enjoyed it very much. This time, the battle took 2 full hours to end. "Honey, I'm tired. And you hold me and sleep with me? Good." In the following time, Huaxian stayed with the bird-winged mouse Measter. Occasionally, I also bully the oyster Pakara. This kid lives a very happy life. This day, early in the morning, Huaxian finally left the tavern. Still looking normal, he named himself the Devil's Lucky Star and came to the back mountain of the Devil Academy. There are already huge crowds of people here. It's overcrowded. That's because today is the day of the Demon Academy's 3-yearly enrollment examination. Huaxian blended into the crowd and looked around. Soon they found the Red Devil Petrol and the others. They were also looking around, searching for something. "Don't look at it. Didn't the dean spread the news?" Bandana said. "So, we must work hard and try to keep up with our husbands, otherwise we will be disliked." "Yes. Joining the Demon Academy is the first step." Huaxian heard their conversation and smiled with satisfaction. Looked to the high platform on the right. The tightly wrapped demon Kilayasiri was also looking around for something. At this time he seemed to feel Huaxian's gaze and looked over. When their eyes met, Huaxian pretended to be very excited. It seemed like it was a great honor for him to be noticed by the college's top brass, so he acted very convincingly. Sure enough, the demon Kilayasiri did not see the flaw and looked away. Chapter 827, Climbing the Ladder. After waiting for half an hour, more and more people came. At this time, the demon Kilayasiri slowly flew up. This scene is very eye-catching. No less than 500,000 eyes were fixed on her. It also became quiet. From now on, anyone who is late will lose the qualification for the assessment. After he finished speaking, he waved his hand and a formation fell, covering everyone in the huge square in the back mountain. "Wait for me." In the distance, there were still people taking the test who had not arrived yet. When they heard this, they shouted anxiously. However, the formation had already been activated, and many latecomers were blocked outside the formation. His face was full of anxiety, praying that they could be given a chance. The demon Kilayasiri ignored those people, looked around the place, and said in a coercive tone, "Next, except for those with special talents. Everyone else should come to the foot of the ladder." Countless people moved towards the foot of the mountain. "Very good, let me briefly explain the rules. The ladder is divided into 11 platforms. If you can reach the first large platform of the ladder, you will be qualified to join the Demon Academy and become an entry-level student. If you reach the second platform, you will become an ordinary student. If you reach the third platform, you will be an outstanding student. If you reach the fourth platform, you will become an elite student. If you reach the fifth platform, you will become a talented student. If you reach the sixth platform, you will become a genius student. If you reach the seventh platform, you will become a demon student. If you reach the eighth platform, you will become a genius student. If you reach the ninth platform, you will become a super demon genius. If you reach the 10th platform, you will become a peerless genius. If you reach the top of the ladder, you will become a supreme demonic talent. However, if you cannot even reach the first platform, you will fail the assessment and will not be able to enter our Demon Academy. Also, once you reach the top of the ladder, no matter what your talent is, you will gain more stamina. Naturally, the better the talent and the more layers added, the easier it will be to clear the level. Do you understand? I understand. More than 500. 0 people shouted in unison, all very excited and expectant. Let's get started. Go ahead. Countless people swarmed like climbing a ladder to heaven. The ladder to heaven is huge, about 1,000 meters long, built around the back mountain of the Demon Academy. Towering into the clouds, and you can't see the end at a glance. Huaxian watched countless people rushing forward and was not in a hurry. After a while, the crowded square became empty. There were less than 10,000 people left at the scene. It is not difficult to guess that these people should all be people with special talents. At this time, Demon Key Elias CRUI said, "The rest of you, go to the special talent assessment point on the left and take the corresponding assessment according to your talents. If you pass, you can directly join my Demon Academy. Let's go. Yanjiam Gizun, will definitely be able to pass the special talent assessment and join the Demon Academy. Hai Jinguna will definitely be able to join the Demon Academy." This voice caught Huxian's attention only because it was from a human. After a while, Huxian was the only one left in the huge square. Seems a bit unique. The Demon Key Elias Siri fixed her gaze on him and slowly descended. Outside the formation, those who were late were still begging desperately, hoping that they could be given a chance. In the distance, there were countless people watching. All eyes fell on Huxian. Only then did Huxian notice that his seat was a bit eye-catching. "Hurry up and walk towards the ladder." "Stop!" the Demon Key Elias Siri shouted. Huxian said excitedly, "Sir, do I have special talents and can I break through and join the Demon Academy, like that Huxian?" Huxian asked first. The Demon Key Elias Siri looked at him, as if she wanted to see through him, and asked after a while, "What's your name?" "Devil's Lucky Star." "Devil's Lucky Star, who gave you this name?" A senior executive flew over and asked. "My parents gave it to me. What's wrong with that? Is it a bad name?" "There's nothing wrong with the name. Which lineage of demons are you from?" "A 9 clans of demons." "9 clans of demons? Very good. Go take the test." Etc. The Demon Key Elias CRUI spoke again. "Why is RUI is just a little devil? Is she worth your care?" the guy asked in a jealous tone. "What talents do you have? What's your bloodline?" The Demon Key Elias CRUI asked repeatedly. "I have mastered lightning, and I have the mutated bloodline of the demon royal family, which is comparable to the bloodline of the imperial family." "What's wrong? Is there a problem?" At this time, the Demon Key Elias CRUI landed beside him and whispered in his ear. "Huxian, Lucky Star, I know it's you after the assessment is over. I will come to find you if you run away again." Huxian felt bitter inside, thinking that he should have followed everyone to climb the ladder to heaven. He didn't expect that because he kept a low profile, he was exposed. "Demon Key Elias CRUI, what are you doing?" When the young man saw this guy, he became even more jealous and angry. "I also remember what Huxian looked like. He just arrived and hasn't joined the Devil's Academy yet. But he dares to poach my students. Even if you join the Devil's Academy, it's better than you think." Sister Demon Key Elias CRUI. Is there anything special about him that makes you care so much about him? A beautiful woman wearing a veil and a green dress flew over and asked. Huxian's attention was immediately attracted by her because she was the mission target Feng Wuzuyu. It was she who initiated the mission to resist the temptation of the Platinum Legendary Beauty. And she was also the target of this mission. Huxian decided to test the waters first, and said with a smile, "Miss, you are so beautiful, do you have a boyfriend?" Feng Wuzuyu was stunned. "I didn't expect that this guy who hasn't joined the Demon Academy yet is so bold." She smiled and said, "You have a sweet mouth. My sister doesn't have a boyfriend yet." "Why? Do you have any thoughts about my sister?" "Sister, there are probably a lot of people who have feelings for you. Look. They are all looking at you." "Really? Then you better do your best." "Sister, are you encouraging me to prove that I have a chance?" Huxian seized the opportunity to ask. Feng Wuzuyu was stunned again. And he smiled and said, "Yes, you have a chance." "Feng Wuzuyu, are you crazy too? He is just an ordinary demon. It's okay for the Demon Key Elias CRUI to be close to him, but you are also like this." The young man next to him was about to explode. Looking at Huxian, "I have no idea what is so attractive about this guy. If you don't take the test now, you won't have a chance." Another young man flew over and spoke coldly to Huxian. It seemed as if she deliberately didn't want him to have too much contact with Feng Wuzuyu. Huxian looked at the Demon Key Elias CRUI and Feng Wuzuyu and said, "To sisters, I will go to the test first." After saying that, he strode towards the ladder to heaven. Chapter 828. Fast and Flying. Because Huxian was talking to the higher-ups of the Demon Academy, people in the distance who couldn't hear the conversation were extremely curious about his identity, so they all paid close attention to him. This guy is so close to the senior students of the Demon Academy. I'm afraid he is a high-ranking member of the Demon Clan. The quota must have been predetermined, and the assessment is probably just a formality. That must be the case. I've always heard that the senior students of the Demon Academy are extremely aloof, but they are so close to him. I just don't know which lineage of demons he is from. No matter which lineage he is from, it must not offend this guy in the future and lose him. TSK, you're saying that we can offend other schools in the Demon Academy? There was a lot of noise outside. Huxian finally arrived at the foot of the ladder. Look up. The people who were originally high-spirited and full of confidence slowed down. Most of the talents went to the middle position of the first platform. Their speed also slowed down. Boom boom boom. At this time, they finally stopped hiding. Their talents exploded and were converted into physical strength by the mysterious power of rules on the ladder. Suddenly they regained their strength and rushed to the top of the ladder. Yeah. I'm the first one to break through the first platform of the ladder. After this guy finished speaking, he looked at the demon Kelia Crui and asked, "Can I join the Demon Academy now?" That's right, if you break through the first platform, you will become an introductory student of my Demon Academy. And if I continue to sprint for the second platform? What if I fail? Hearing this, many people listened carefully. I did let this slip, that's right. As long as you break through the first level, you will be an entry-level disciple of my Demon Academy. If you reach a higher platform, your status will be higher. If you fail, the results of the previous platform will take effect. Is that so? Then I can sprint to the second platform with peace of mind? I also want to sprint to the platform behind. Many people can't wait even before they reach the first platform. At this moment, several people have already rushed towards the second platform. Of course, many people have not yet unlocked their talents and allow their physique to rush towards the first platform. Such people are often talented and confident that their physical strength can reach the first platform. Uxian finally took his first step and stepped onto the first platform. Suddenly I felt a force of gravity pressing down on me. Gravity is 1/3 of that outside. In other words, the 3 steps of the ladder to heaven are equal to a part of the gravity of the outside world. Looking up, it takes no less than 300 steps to reach the first platform, which is 100 times the gravity of the outside world. This gravity has no effect on Huxian. Ignore the influence of the environment and walk forward. Oh, faster and faster. This scene shocked the people who were watching him. This guy is really not simple. That's right, how can someone who is favored by the senior students of the Demon Academy be bad? Look, he is catching up with the person in front so quickly. The gravity of the ladder seems to be non-existent to him. Damn, is he crazy? He actually ran away. As someone yelled and talked about distractions, everyone hurried over. Huxian was seen rushing towards the first platform at great speed. This guy didn't use any of his talents. His physique is too terrifying. Could he be a member of the Body Refining clan? That should be the case, otherwise it would be impossible to ignore the gravity of the ladder. Look, he has reached the first platform of the ladder. Oh my god. He didn't slow down at all and rushed towards the second platform. There was a constant buzz of discussion at the scene. Look, someone has climbed onto the second platform. It's a woman, unfortunately. She's wearing a veil, so we can't see her dignity. But she has a nice figure. What tribe is that girl from? She's so strong she didn't even use her talent. She's already rushed towards the 3rd level of the ladder. That guy has already surpassed most people on the 2nd floor, and he's still moving at a brisk pace. The 2nd level of stairs has 900 steps, which is 300 times the number outside. Even if he could climb up, he wouldn't be able to do it as fast as flying, right? Fuck you, what are you talking about? He has already climbed onto the 2nd platform, just behind that girl, and is still jogging towards the 3rd platform. At this speed, he will catch up with the girl. I really hope he can tear off the girl's veil and take a look. TSK, what's wrong with just taking a look? She is now an ordinary student of the Demon Academy. Once she reaches the 3rd platform of the ladder, she will be an outstanding student. You will be far behind her. Look, that guy is overtaking that girl. Huxian continued to walk at a rapid pace and had already surpassed the girl. At this time, the girl who had been concentrating on her journey couldn't help but look at Huxian. I was shocked to find that he had no talent whatsoever, and it happened so quickly. At the same time, the inner desire to fight was also aroused. Even though the pressure was already enormous, his pace still increased. However, it was only for a short while. Huxian had left her far behind. This guy is so cool. He didn't even look at that outstanding girl. That's right, it turns out that geniuses all have very unique personalities. On top of Devil's Tower, the higher-ups of the Demon Academy are all looking over here. One person said, "This guy must be Huxian." Apart from him, I can't think of anyone else who is so evil. I'm now very curious about which platform of the ladder this guy can climb to. I think we can at least reach the 6th platform. DSK. Judging from your vision, I guess Huxian is at least on the 7th platform. Don't you have confidence? Why are you guessing? I am sure he can reach the 7th platform. Oh, you are so confident. How about being generous? I am quite interested in the million-year-old ginseng in your hand. Well, let's make a bet. I will. The top brass here are making a bet. The ladder is in chaos. Oh my god, this guy has reached the 3rd platform. Oh my god, he hasn't slowed down yet. He's rushing towards the 4th platform. I began to wonder if he could just rush up to the 4th platform. Impossible, The fourth platform already belongs to the elite students of the Demon Academy. Everyone's eyes were focused on Hu Xin. To the extent that no one knew the joy of those who broke through the first and second levels. They looked at Hu Xin, who was almost at the fourth platform, and all they felt was envy and shock. That girl has also climbed onto the third platform. Someone exclaimed. Finally, someone set his sights on the girl who was second only to Hu Xin. The girl stopped and did not move forward. She looked up at Hu Xin, who was about to reach the fourth platform, and frowned. Who are you? Why are you such a monster? Chapter 829, Damn. He reached the fourth platform, and his speed did not slow down at all, rushing towards the fifth platform. What race is this guy from? He's so strong. Fuck, he's on the fifth platform facing thousands of times the gravity. His speed is not affected at all. I remember correctly, the gravity on the last step of the fourth platform is about 10,000 times that of the outside world. Even if he is a physical cultivator, he shouldn't be able to resist without bursting out any cultivation. I guess his cultivation and talent will definitely explode in the future. The crowd at the scene went wild, and everyone was shocked by Hu Xin's performance. Hu Xin felt that the current gravity was just so, not as good as the gravity from the Lotus Pond to the Lotus Pavilion in the island owner's mansion. The speed of my feet did not slow down at all. Shit. There are only 100 steps left for that guy to reach the fifth floor, but his speed is not affected at all. Is there a possibility that this guy has a treasure of 50 gravity on him? Fuck. That must be the case. Look at him ignoring gravity the whole time. He must be cheating. Someone reminded the audience, and the whole place went crazy. Devil's Academy. That guy cheated. No one can rely on physical strength to ignore gravity and rush all the way to the fifth platform. The senior students of the Demon Academy who did not know Hu Xin's identity also became suspicious. Their eyes involuntarily fell on the Demon Kilias Rui. The Demon Kilias Rui said coldly, even if the whole world cheats, he won't cheat. Senior sister, you seem to know her very well? He's my fiancé. Do you think I know him? What? Senior sister has a fiancé or that guy? All eyes were focused on Hu Xin. You won't know until you see it, and you'll be shocked when you see it. Boom, boom, boom. The bell rang 3 times, alarming the entire Devil's Island. Countless people who originally didn't pay attention to the Demon Academy's admissions examination couldn't help but look towards the ladder. Some people have even rushed towards the ladder, because they all knew that this was a talented student from the Demon Academy. And this level is just a constant level in the Demon Academy's ladder. If it is placed outside, it would be a monster among monsters. After all, no one from the Demon Academy had climbed onto the fifth platform for 1,000 years. So everyone is curious about who the person who climbed the fifth platform of the ladder is and what race he is from. On the ladder side, countless people were shocked. Then, fuck. Such voices echoed throughout the audience. Just because they saw Hu Xin climb onto the sixth platform. Suddenly, the unique snowy scene of the sixth platform was activated. I remember correctly. The gravity of the sixth platform is 1,000 times stronger with each step, right? DSK, why don't you tell me that no one has stepped onto the sixth platform of the ladder for 1,000 years? I wonder how far this guy can go. Would you please shut up and watch carefully? That guy is still walking as fast as before, and has already walked 1/10 of the ladder to the sixth platform. Fuck, really? He hasn't even unleashed any of his innate abilities yet? Is he still human? It's definitely not a human, but I can't figure out which race of people is so awesome. Countless people became curious about Hu Xin's identity. Many forces have already begun investigating Hu Xin. Look, that guy is almost on the sixth platform of the ladder. Once he reaches that platform, he will be recognized as a genius by the mysterious ladder and will be rewarded. Who knows? Anyway, I've been on Devil's Island for so many years, and I've never seen anyone climb up to the sixth platform of the ladder. This guy hasn't even used his innate power yet. What a terrifying physique. Look, on the fifth floor, that girl is bleeding. DSK. What's so good about blood spraying? More than 500,000 people climbed the ladder to heaven, and I've seen 100,000 people spraying blood. Are you fucking sick? I'm talking about the fifth floor. That girl is only 30 steps away from reaching the fifth floor, and it looks like she's going to fail. If it were in the past, the girl would probably be the most dazzling person in the audience, because she is the first person in 1,000 years to get infinitely close to the fifth level platform. Unfortunately, Hu Xin is now about to reach the sixth platform. Therefore, very few people pay attention to her. She didn't care about that now. She just wanted to step onto the fifth platform, and that was enough. Explode for me. After the girl let out a loud roar, her human form began to change, and soon she turned into a huge stegosaurus. It is worth noting that the ladder actually becomes larger and more spacious as the climbers change. Oh my god, this girl is actually from the Stegosaurus clan. No wonder she is so strong. Returning to her original form. Her bloodline talent was fully activated. The girl regained motivation and walked towards the fifth platform with difficulty. But every step is extremely difficult. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. The bell rang 4 times. In every corner of Devil's Island, people who should not be alarmed were alarmed. Countless old antiques opened their eyes, and their powerful spiritual senses spied on what seemed like a ladder to heaven. However, their spiritual consciousness did not dare to approach the ladder, and they vaguely discovered that someone had climbed onto the 6th platform of the ladder. The whole audience was shocked. I was stunned and couldn't recover for a long time. The 6th platform indicates that he has become a talented student recognized by the ladder. On the Devil's Tower side, even the higher-ups of the Demon Academy who knew that Huaxian was very powerful were stunned. Someone, it looks like you are going to lose. He has already started climbing to the 7th floor. Look. His speed remains the same, relying on his physical strength to charge forward. This means that it will still be easy for him to reach the 1st floor. After saying this, he fell silent. That's the 7th floor, how can one climb up so easily? Huaxian, who was on the 7th floor, felt not only gravity hundreds of thousands times greater, but also a raging fire. Compared to ice and snow, burning fire is obviously more terrifying. His clothes had been burned, he was completely naked, and his skin was burned red. Fortunately, the ladder is very user-friendly, and mosaics are used where necessary. Wow! So handsome, and such a strong physique. I wish I could be his woman. I also want to be his woman. I want to give birth to a baby for him. Our baby must be very charming. Countless girls started to murmur like crazy. This is also true for some married women whose husbands are around them. However, no one cared about the women's infatuation because they were all shocked by Huaxian. Faced with such horrific flames, he still moved forward at a brisk pace. It was as if the flames were just toys in front of him. If I hadn't seen his skin burn blood red, I would have suspected that the flames were an illusion. It hurts just looking at him. But he seems to be fine. How could that be? Not only does he ignore the ice and gravity, but he also ignores such a terrifying flame. Chapter 830, Give Up. Boom, 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 boom. The bell rang 5 times and the whole audience was stunned. The 7th platform. He is a monstrous genius recognized by the ladder to heaven, a monstrous genius that is rarely seen in the Demon Academy in a million years. Even though I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it with my own eyes. However, Huaxian continued to move forward despite the undiminished pressure. As an intermediate godlord who is less than 30 years old, this little pressure is really just a decoration for him. Even after climbing up the ladder to the 8th platform, he still moved as fast as flying without using any of his talents. The whole place was numb. Except for the people who were taking the ladder test, no one made any noise. They all watched Huaxian climb the ladder quietly. Now, they all want to know whether Huaxian can reach the top of the ladder in one go. Come to think of it, I've never heard of anyone reaching the top of the ladder. So no one knows what it will be like when you reach the top of the ladder. As time went by, all those who participated in the assessment finished. The girl also successfully reached the top of the 5th platform. She did not continue to climb to the 6th platform because she had already used up all her strength on the 5th platform. Looking at the man rushing towards the 8th platform with great speed, she smiled bitterly. She had regarded him as an opponent, but she didn't expect that he completely ignored her. Now it seems that I and the other party are completely not on the same level. At this time, boom boom boom, the bell rang 6 times and the 8th platform arrived. This time Huaxian accelerated again and rushed to the 9th platform. The whole audience was numb. Boom boom boom. Sure enough, not long after, the bell from the 9th platform rang. He is already a super genius recognized by the ladder. The numb people came back to their senses again. But they are all very calm. Now everyone is looking forward to whether Huaxian can continue to climb to the 10th floor. Sold antiques appeared near the ladder, watching the figure on the 9th floor of the ladder. After tens of millions of years, someone finally reached the 9th level of the ladder, and he is from my demon clan. An old man with snow-white hair looked at Huaxian and said, feeling the demonic blood hidden in Huaxian's body, he was very pleased. This child cannot stay. On the other side, several people were hiding in the dark, watching Huaxian on the 9th floor. One of them said in a very cold voice, "That's right, such a monstrous talent has appeared in the demon clan, we must strangle him in the cradle. This child must die." Then what are you waiting for? Go ahead and kill them. One person rushed forward impatiently. But he was stopped by another person. You want to die, right? The ladder to heaven is mysterious and unpredictable. Are you tired of living if you want to break into it and kill people? Countless forces and powerful people have taken notice of Huaxian. On top of Devil's Tower. Dean, the situation is beyond our imagination. This boy is too terrifying. I'm afraid it's beyond our imagination. Hey, I was also worried about this kid. I thought it would be great if he could reach the 7th floor, but I didn't expect him to reach the 9th floor so easily. Moreover, it seems that he has not yet used his full strength. And he continues to charge towards the 10th floor. Could he be the legendary Chaos Demon Body? Chaos Demon Body? Everyone around the dean was shocked. This rare physique was truly invincible. Looking at Hu Xian charging up the 10th level of the ladder, everyone was shocked and excited. This kid made such a big noise. I'm afraid it will alarm the people in that part of the human race. They may have already arrived. But don't worry, I have already informed the higher-ups of my demon clan. If they dare to come, they will surely die. In that case, I hope that once the human race arrives, they won't want to leave. Under the gaze of hundreds of millions of viewers, Hu Xian rushed all the way to the 10th platform that seemed to have no boundaries. Once successful, he would be recognized as an unrivaled genius by the ladder to heaven, extremely terrifying. This section of the ladder is so long that even no one in the Demon Academy knows how many steps there are. Because I don't have the strength to count them clearly. A person who passed through this level of the ladder is no longer in this world, and did not leave any clues when he left. So no one knows. Boom boom boom. A shrill bell rang, and no one cared how many times it rang. All attention was focused on Hu Xian. At this time, Hu Xian was sweating profusely and finally stopped. Everyone could see that after climbing the 10th level of the ladder, this guy was finally beginning to run out of energy. What was shocking was that he was only now beginning to run out of energy. Then, wouldn't it be easy to climb to the last level of the ladder? Go, the last step of the ladder, we must crush him under our feet. Yes. Step on it. Soon, the whole audience shouted, all expecting Hu Xian to step on the last step of the ladder. They also want to witness this miracle that has lasted for billions of years. That's right, the last level of the ladder is a miracle. Since the appearance of the ladder, there has been no record of anyone landing there. So, now everyone is looking forward to a miracle happening. Hu Xian took a deep breath and looked at the ladder that was towering into the clouds, becoming increasingly steep and almost vertical, and he stepped over. Dang, there are inexplicable dangers and great opportunities on the 11th level of the ladder. Dangers and opportunities coexist. The host should be cautious. The chance of resurrection will be useless on the 11th level of the ladder. The sudden prompt sound from the system made Hu Xian stop. The chance of resurrection has become useless, which means that if something happens to him while climbing the 11th level of the ladder, he will be dead. Think about it carefully. Is it worth it? Just a great opportunity. The greatest opportunity is to have your own system. In this case, it is better not to climb the 11th level of the ladder to heaven. Thinking of this, I looked at the 11th floor ladder towering into the clouds. Then he shouted, I declare that I give up the right to climb these 11 levels of the ladder. What? After the whole audience exclaimed, they were stunned. Give up? Why give up? No one can figure it out. Hu Xian. Don't be silly, you have the strength to give it a try. The demon Chaos Crui was the first to stand up and roar. In her heart, Hu Xian is her man. Therefore she hoped very much that her man would bravely climb the 11th-story ladder to heaven and break the myth that no one had ever climbed up there. But when she was most looking forward to it, Hu Xian actually gave up. Countless people feel regretful, because they cannot witness the miracle happen. Hey, did you notice that after that guy gave up, the previous landing reward did not appear? It seems so. Does that mean he still has a chance? Yes. It can still climb. Hey brother, go ahead and put the 11th level of the ladder under your feet. That's right, brother, go for it. If you succeed, I will introduce my sister to you. Handsome guy, even if you don't succeed, I will still marry you. The whole place became noisy. Everyone hopes that Hu Xian can reach the 11th level of the ladder, which is also considered to be the last level. Chapter 831. There are dangers in climbing the 11th floor ladder. Hu Xian also heard what people were talking about before, about rewards. Now I have announced that I have given up, but I didn't expect that the reward has not appeared yet. Thinking of the system's prompts, Hu Xian felt more and more that this ladder was not simple. They deliberately did not give rewards, probably because they were waiting for him to climb up. He still understood that life was more important than reward. Turn around and walk towards the door behind the ladder. This portal exists on every level. If the player gives up on the next level, he can leave through that portal. See the scene. The whole place was in an uproar. No, don't give up the chance to reach the summit. Hu Xian, are you crazy? This is your chance to become famous. The devil Chaos Crui roared anxiously. Hu Xian ignored it and came to the door just as he was about to go in. He felt a very uncomfortable feeling. It seems like there is great danger behind the portal. Hu Xian thought about it and gave up the portal. He turned around and planned to walk back along the ladder. But at this moment, a terrifying energy appeared, and Hu Xian's foot, which had just taken a step forward, was blocked by the mysterious force and he could not go back at all. Hu Xian refused to believe in evil and went all out. Still the same. Boom. The demon clan's genetic realm exploded. And Huaxian wanted to break the mystery violently. But it didn't help. The whole audience was shocked by Huaxian's explosive strength. What's going on? The ladder seems to be preventing him from leaving? It seems so. But why? This is the first time this has happened. And I'm afraid no one knows why. I always feel that this guy discovered something, so he didn't climb the 11th ladder. So, there is something wrong with this ladder. Climb the ladder to heaven. Climb the ladder to heaven. It is God's will. Don't refuse. Climb the ladder. We are looking forward to seeing you reach the 11th floor. Countless people looked at the 11th floor that seemed to have no end and shouted madly. For them, they want to witness the birth of a miracle today. All the major crystal screens are turned on. Those who had low cultivation and could not see clearly Huaxian's situation could finally see it clearly through the crystal screen. Huaxian took a deep breath. Under the attention of countless people, he walked towards the exit portal. Compared with the danger of climbing to the 11th floor, he chose to resist the danger at the exit. However, after a burst of strange energy, the exit portal disappeared out of thin air. This scene was also seen by everyone. What's going on? I always feel like there's something strange about this ladder. Why won't people leave? That's right, this ladder is clearly built to keep this guy here on purpose. Now he can't retreat, and the exit portal has disappeared. It seems that he only has one choice, to climb the ladder. After falling into the sutra, everyone felt that there was something strange about the ladder. Dean, what do you think of this situation? On top of Devil's Tower, a senior executive asked. I don't know. Damn it, you're forcing me to climb the ladder, right? Well, I'll satisfy you. Huaxian was so angry that he got furious. Rushing towards the 10th level of the ladder. Just taking the first step. Ding, the host has entered a special area. The system is automatically shut down. Huaxian was stunned. I didn't expect that landing on the 11th floor of the ladder was so strange that it caused the system to shut down automatically. In other words, now I can only rely on myself? If something unexpected happens, I'm afraid I'll really die. Huaxian turned around and discovered that the 10-story ladder had disappeared, leaving behind a strange and dangerous aura. Of course, this is Huaxian's feeling. What others see is still the original ladder. I just noticed that Huaxian had a frown on his face, as if he was in some trouble. Suddenly there was a lot of discussion at the scene again. There seems to be something wrong with this 11th floor of the ladder that no one has ever climbed to. Nonsense. Why would that guy want to leave if there's no problem? He must have discovered something. Huaxian took a deep breath and continued to move forward. Just now, because of the impression that the system was shut down, I overlooked one thing. This 11-story ladder does not have any pressure at all. It is as easy as walking outside. Such a scene is extremely weird. Huaxian became more and more certain that there might be a great danger above. I took a deep breath and felt unprecedented pressure. After all, there is no system and no resurrection this time. Thus, when he was about to take out his weapon, he found that the system space was closed. That's right. The system is shut down, and the system space must be shut down as well. He smiled bitterly, somewhat regretting being so arrogant. I didn't expect that an assessment to climb the ladder to heaven could bring me such great danger. There was no point in thinking so much now. Huaxian gritted his teeth and launched a charge under the gaze of countless people. The whole person turned into an afterimage and rushed towards the 11th level ladder. Fuck, what's going on? I can't even hear the guy's voice on the screen. It seems like the speed is too fast. Ooh, fast? But isn't that the terrifying 10th level of the ladder? How could it be so fast? Could it be that he has been hiding his strength all this time? It's not just the onlookers who are confused. The big guys hiding in the dark are also extremely confused. What's going on? The 11-story ladder seems to have no gravity restrictions. I can't see it. I can't see it at all. It disappeared, some big guys exclaimed. They could still see the afterimage of Huaxian running fast, but suddenly they found that Huaxian had disappeared. How so? I'm afraid this first level of the ladder is not simple. This guy must have discovered something that's why he was unwilling to climb it this time. It seems strange now. I'm afraid it's not simple. So what if it's not simple? We don't know anything right now. Huaxian didn't know that he had disappeared from the sight of outsiders. He wanted to rush to the top in one breath to see what dangers this ladder to heaven contained. The speed reached its maximum, and the 11-story ladder seemed endless. Moving forward at such a super speed, there was no end in sight. Time passes by every second. A quarter of an hour passed. Huaxian stopped and looked at the ladder in front of him, but there was still no end in sight. There was no danger. It was as if he had entered a dream, and he felt anxious. Looking back, there was still no ladder behind me. In other words, he had no choice but to move forward. Suddenly, Huaxian thought about flying. Bang! But his head hit a transparent and invisible energy layer. This energy layer was not unfamiliar. It was exactly the same as the energy layer that had just prevented him from descending the ladder. In a rage, he reached the highest level of discouragement. The demon level broke out. And a full strength punch could hit 2 levels. Boom! People watching outside suddenly heard a loud noise. Then, a flash of thunder flashed in the clouds. They all looked at it in shock. Everyone was thinking, is this the noise caused by that guy? I am even more curious about what he has experienced. Chapter 832, picked up a man. After Wu Xian threw a punch, he smiled bitterly. It was of no use. Looking at the endless ladder, all you can do is keep climbing. This time, all the speed was unleashed to climb. 1 minute, 2 minutes, half an hour passed. The ladder to heaven is still endless, with no end. Wu Xian was so angry that he simply sat down on the ladder. This sitting lasted for a long time. After a full hour, I suddenly thought of something. This ladder has no gravity or it rebute damage, which is obviously wrong. Now, we have encountered the infinite ladder. Is this the difficulty of this 11-level world? If this is the difficulty of the 11-level ladder, then there must be a way to solve it. Although there are infinite ladders ahead and not a single step left to go back, it looks very long to the left and right and the editor seems invisible. Wu Xian changed his strategy this time and decided not to climb the ladder anymore. He stood up and walked to the right. I would like to see if this ladder has no end. Not long after walking, they encountered the powerful transparent barrier. Unable to break through the barrier, Wu Xian took a deep breath and chose to climb up along the barrier. This time, there was no rush. While walking, observe the changes around you, trying to find any flaws. This time, there was finally a new discovery. Wu Xian discovered that the seemingly unchanging environment around him actually changed this time. He was overjoyed, as this meant that he had climbed the ladder along the edge of the barrier and broken through some kind of restraint. After discovering it, he quickened his pace along the barrier. In less than a quarter of an hour, a hazy colorful fog appeared ahead. It looks very mysterious. There is nothing dangerous about direct feelings. Wu Xian took a deep breath and rushed into the fog. We have to see what is behind the fog. After rushing in, I felt my feet were empty. The whole person fell down. He subconsciously wanted to mobilize his genetic power to fly. But then he found that his genetic power seemed to be imprisoned and could not be mobilized. Physical strength is also of no use here. I was like an ordinary person falling off a cliff, falling helplessly. I don't know how much time had passed, but it felt like a long time. Thump! A cool feeling came over me. Then a girl's shrill scream was heard. Wu Xian quickly emerged from the water. Looking around, I saw 3 beautiful girls bathing in the pool. After a closer look, I realized that they were all naked. Who is this hooligan who dares to peek at us taking a bath? Kill him! The girl took out a sword from the space ring in her hand and rushed towards Wu Xian. Walking in water is just like walking on flat ground. Wu Xian subconsciously wanted to resist. Only then did he realize that his genetic level and physical strength were useless and he was just an ordinary person. What is going on? Is this the danger that the system mentioned? However, now these girls who are only at the genetic evolution stage can easily kill me, which is really extremely dangerous. Phew! Wu Xian was stunned for a long time. And the sword in the girl's hand pierced her heart. Seriously injured, Wu Xian spat out a mouthful of blood and his face turned pale in an instant. A feeling of heaviness came over me and I passed out. Devil Sethena, you are impulsive. He is just an ordinary person. I don't think he meant to peek at us taking a bath, a girl reacted and said after discovering it. Another girl said, this guy fell from the sky. But it be that he didn't do it on purpose? The demon Sethena said in a panic, what should we do? I stabbed his heart. He is dead. Hey, take him to see our clan leader, maybe he can find a way to save him. After the 3 girls put on their clothes, the girl was about to draw her sword. The girl stopped him, you can't draw the sword. Or he will bleed too much and die faster. After saying that, he carried Wu Xian away from the pond. Leave along an inconspicuous mountain road. This place is very secluded, so they dare to take a bath here naked. I didn't expect that there would be uninvited guests coming from the sky. Sister, even if this guy is an ordinary person, she has seen our bodies. What should we do? Just watch it. He can't get us. Besides, you can't get pregnant after watching it. We soon arrived at the main road and, after walking for another quarter of an hour, a primitive village appeared in the distance. The houses are all built with a combination of stone and wood, covered with thatch. Iuna. I-U-N seal. A-U-N-Y-O, what are you holding? Man. Enyao said. Men, are you crazy? You're hugging a strange man? Or are you guys so desperate for a man that you actually brought back a wild man? You are going too far. There are many men in the village. Why did you bring back a wild man? I, the demon SS Tabert, am the strongest warrior of the young generation in the village. Am I not worthy of you? Tabert T. What nonsense are you talking about? This man was injured. We found him and brought him back to the village chief for treatment. Anna explained. Is that so? Then leave him to me and I will take him to the village chief. Anna was about to agree. But Enyao said, Sister, we can't do this. This guy can do anything. I'm afraid he will kill him. Enyao, what do you mean? Who do you think I am? You are a bad person. Otherwise you wouldn't have peeped at the widow taking a bath at the village entrance. Enyao, bring up that. I've explained it countless times. It was an accident. A fox broke into the widow's house. I was chasing the fox and broke in. TSK, where did all these foxes come from? And they broke into the widow's room. The two started arguing. Enzu said, okay, stop arguing. If we waste any more time, this guy might really die. After saying that, he dodged Huxian from Enna's hands and trotted into the village. You and Seal, who are you holding? I picked up a wounded man. I'll take him to see the village chief. You can still pick up a man. He can't be a bad guy, right? He is just an ordinary person. They are not afraid even if he is a bad guy. The villagers we met along the way asked questions with concern and curiosity. After a while, they arrived in front of a very tall house. Grandpa village chief, are you there? It's urgent. A kind voice came from the room. It's CU and Seal, what's the emergency? Village chief, it's a man who was stabbed in the heart by Enyao as a bad guy. Please save him quickly. While speaking, he rushed in holding Huxian. In the room, a white-haired old man opened his eyes on the recliner. He was shocked when he saw Huxian in Euncle's arms. He quickly stood up and said, put the person on the bed. Euncl put Huxian on the hospital bed as quickly as possible. The old man quickly checked his pulse. This is a miracle. It's such a miracle his heart was pierced, but he's still alive. Oh, no, this is. Chapter 833, almost died. The village chief said halfway. Unexcitedly picked up Huxian and rushed to the inner room. Village chief, what's wrong? Euncl and the others were all extremely curious. You'll know in a moment. Village chief, will this guy die? Enyao asked worriedly. I thought if he died, I would have killed him. This is the first time I have killed someone. If my findings are correct, he should not have died. When you walk into the inner room, you will find an underground passage. The village chief carried Huxian and walked down. Euncl and the others followed closely behind. Soon came to an instrument. Village chief, isn't this a demon blood awakening device? Are you going to awaken his bloodline? That's right, awaken his bloodline. But village chief, we all awakened our bloodlines at the age of 6. If we fail to awaken, it means we are useless and cannot practice. He looks like he is in his 30s, right? Can he still awaken his bloodline? So, whether he can survive depends on his luck. While speaking, he had already put Huxian into the instrument. He placed his hand on the hilt of the sword on Huxian's chest and said, whether you can survive or not depends on you. Tiu. He suddenly drew out the sword. Huxian, who was in a coma, vomited another large mouthful of blood. His face was pale, without even a trace of blood. The whole person gives people the feeling of a corpse. Ding dong. The village chief turned off the instrument and started the blood awakening program. Village chief, he won't be dead, right? Enyao asked with a pale face. Didn't I tell you that it all depends on him? The blood awakening instrument was turned on, and with a roar, the instrument quickly responded. Oh my god, is this bloodline awakening? He's already in his 30s? How can he still awaken his bloodline? Enna cried out in shock. It's amazing. Village chief. This guy has just awakened his bloodline, which is abnormal. I'm afraid it will bring disaster to the village? T-Port said so when he saw Enzu and the others were very excited. I just hope the village chief can stop this guy's blood awakening and kill him. The village chief shook his head and said, from the data from the instruments, I'm afraid this guy has never awakened his bloodline. Although our demon race awakens their bloodline at the age of 6, that is only the minimum age limit. Awakening earlier and practicing earlier will definitely achieve twice the result with half the effort. But this doesn't mean that if you haven't awakened at the age of 6, you can't awaken later. As long as you have blood power in your body, you can awaken at any time. Look. Village chief, this guy's secondary bloodline has awakened. Euncl's excited voice rang out. Everybody looked over. He hasn't stopped yet. It seems that this guy has good talent, the village chief said, stroking his beard. No one spoke after that. About 3 minutes. Enyao said excitedly, the ordinary bloodline has awakened. He can already become an excellent demon warrior. It's still awakening. I really hope he can awaken the middle-level bloodline, Anna said. They were all very happy. Talbot clenched his fists, very angry. It was just because he found that Euncl and the other 3 sisters seemed to have a very good impression of this guy. This was a dangerous signal for him who liked the 3 sisters. About 5 minutes later. Buzz. The instrument made a shrill sound. followed by a dim light. En Yao screamed, "It's a medium bloodline if this guy doesn't die. He will definitely become a warrior." The village chief smiled and said, "Don't worry, his awakening is not over yet." Everyone finally reacted and became extremely excited. Only Talbot's face looked extremely ugly. "Village chief, will this guy not die?" En Yao said. "You can tell by looking at his wounds." Hearing this, the three sisters looked at Huaxian's wound. "Wow, his wounds are healing quickly," Anna exclaimed. The village chief said. "Blood awakening can stimulate the body's potential at the same time. The blood power of our demon clan is the strongest when it awakens, so it will naturally take the initiative to heal his injuries. Of course, this is only if he is lucky and hasn't awakened his bloodline yet otherwise. En Yao, remember this, don't kill people at will in the future even if you think the other person is a bad guy. You can just injure his hands and feet, etc. Don T hit him in a fatal part." Village chief. "En Yao knows," En Yao said with his head down. "Dost know it? By the way, how did you meet him?" Village chief, "This guy peeked at us taking a bath." "What? He is this kind of person?" The village chief was furious. Anna said quickly, "Village chief. He didn't do it on purpose, he is just an ordinary person. He fell from the sky and landed in the pool where we were bathing. It was his luck that he fell from such a height and landed in the pool of water. Otherwise, he would have died long ago. In that case, this guy has a connection with you three." Buzz. The awakening instrument made a loud noise again. "Village chief, he has awakened a high-level bloodline. Oh my god, is his talent so terrifying?" Enzu cried out in shock. The village chief was also overjoyed when he saw this. "Enna, a Yuan Seal, a Yuan Yao, you have found a treasure this time. When he joins our village will surely be able to stand out." "But the village chief, is he willing to join our village?" Yuan Seal asked worriedly. The village chief smiled and said, "Aren't you two destined to be together? If she marries one of you, won't she be marrying into our village?" "Village chief, we are still young." All three were extremely shy. When Albert saw this scene, he was so furious. Looking at the extremely excited village chief, he knew that it was useless to say anything now. All he could do now was to let this guy die in the tester. With this idea in mind, I became obsessed. While they were too excited, I tiptoed to the back of the blood awakening instrument. He drew out a sharp sword and said viciously, "You stole my woman, go to hell." He thrust his sword fiercely into the energy supply formation of the instrument. The power source of the instrument was destroyed, and it stopped working with a loud noise. Huaxian's bloodline awakening was interrupted. The village chief hurried to check. "Talbert, what are you doing?" he asked angrily. "Village chief, this guy has an unknown origin, and is so talented he is definitely not a good person. We cannot let him live." "Talbert, you bastard, how could you do this? This guy is just an ordinary person. He hasn't even awakened his bloodline. He must have fallen off a cliff from a nearby mountain and was blown here by the strong wind. How could he be a bad guy?" "It's Talbot, how can you be so evil? You are killing people, do you know that? Albert, you disappoint us. We used to like you very much, but now, I think you are disgusting." Chapter 834, Expelled from the Village. The three sisters' repeated attacks made Talbot look very unhappy. Especially when I heard DUNCOLS words. My heart was broken. A Yuan Yao, a Yuan Seal, a Yuan Na. How can you look at me like this? Everything I do is for the good of the village. D-Bot, are you the village chief or am I? I think you are jealous of his talent, so you are so cruel. I cannot let you stay in Fangling village. In the name of the village chief, I declare that you, Talbot, have been expelled from our Fangling village. Get out of here now. The three sisters remained silent on this, all thinking that the village chief was right. "Village leader, what are you talking about? Just because of this outsider, you want to expel me, Talbot, from the village? You harmed your people just because you were jealous. How dare I keep you here? If I keep you here, I would be irresponsible to my people." "But village chief, he is not one of our people," Talbot roared angrily. "He is," En Yao said loudly. Everyone's eyes fell on her. En Yao blushed and said, "I almost killed him. I owe him a life. I am willing to marry him to make up for the harm I did to him, so he is my devil Seth En Yao's man. And also a member of our Fangling village." "En Yao, are you crazy?" Talbot looked incredulous and felt heartbroken. "I'm not crazy, Talbot. Don T think that we three sisters don't know that you have been plotting against us. Originally, the three of us sisters all thought you were great and were thinking about who would marry you. We even discussed marrying you together, but what you've done now has really disappointed us." En Yao was so angry that he told everything. Talbot looked pale, looked at Iana and Dun Seal in disbelief and asked, "Is what Yuan Yao said true?" Enzu said, "Talbot, it was true before, but now, it's impossible. You are really too much." Enna also said, "Talbot, I didn't expect you to be this kind of person. The three of us sisters wanted to marry you together. Fortunately, he showed up, otherwise we would not be able to see through you. Ding dong. Hearing this, Talbot fell heavily to the ground. I didn't expect that I really did something wrong this time. Bertie, I'll give you 1 hour to leave Fangling Village from now on. You will have nothing to do with Fangling Village anymore. If your parents and family want to leave with you, I'm ready. Hearing this, Talbot reacted and looked fiercely at Hu Xin. The murderous intent in his eyes became more and more terrifying. In his opinion, all this was because of Hu Xin. It was his arrival that destroyed everything he had. Otherwise it won't be long before he can marry the beauty, and in the future he will be able to serve as the village chief of Fangling Village, or even leave Fangling Village. Now all the good things have been ruined by this guy. At this time, Hu Xian's violent coughing sound was heard from the blood awakening instrument. Hearing this voice, the village chief and the three sisters were overjoyed. But Talbot's expression changed drastically. I didn't expect that after all I paid. This guy still didn't die. He stood up and took out the weapon from the space ring. Die, I must kill you. Rush towards Hu Xian regardless of everything. Or death. The village chief was furious. He didn't expect that T-Bot was still unrepentant and dared to kill people in front of him. Talbot, are you crazy? How can you be this kind of person? The three sisters were also extremely angry. I was extremely disappointed with Talbot. Bang! The village chief kicked him away. Flick! Flick! Several ribs were broken. Village chief, are you really so ruthless as to attack me for a stranger? Albert asked in disbelief. Now he is Enyao's man. He is from my Fangling Village. And you have been expelled from Fangling Village by me. How dare an outsider hurt my villagers? You deserve it. Get out of Fangling Village right now, or I won't show any mercy. This made Talbot extremely angry, and he roared, Devil Seth's our EGA. You will regret it. After saying this, he left in great anger, enduring the pain from his injuries. As he walked away, his roar could be heard. Enyao, Anzu. Anna, just wait for me. I will definitely press you under me and make you my slaves for venting my anger. This made the three sisters extremely angry. Talbot, you are hopeless. I never thought you were such a person. Talbot, I'm so glad that it was his appearance that allowed me to see you clearly. Water, water. Hu Xian's weak voice came. The village chief finally reacted and quickly turned on the instrument manually. Enyao rushed over and said, Village chief. This is my man, let me hold him. Hu Xian said weakly, what are you going to do? But he did not forget that it was he who pierced his heart with a sword before, so he was very panicked. He didn't expect that he would almost die just after arriving here, so he had a deep memory of Enyao who almost took his life. Enyao said distressed, lie, my man. Although I almost killed you, I am willing to marry you to atone for my sins, so you won't suffer any loss, right? Enyao, take him out and give him some water. Okay, village chief. I carried Hu Xian outside and gave him water. Yuan and Diana smiled bitterly when they saw this scene, and suddenly felt that their sister had grown up. After drinking the water, Hu Xian felt much better. The village chief quickly checked his injuries and said with a smile, the wound has completely healed, but it's a pity that Talbot interrupted your blood awakening. Not only does it make us not know what your blood talent is, otherwise you can recover directly. Village chief, village chief. At this time, urgent shouts were heard from outside. At the same time, there was the sound of dense footsteps. Then the door was violently pushed open and a large group of people rushed in. Talbot was apparently among them. Leading the group was a middle-aged man who looked very similar to Talbot. He said angrily, Village chief, I heard that you not only beat up my son for a stranger with bad intentions, but also wanted to expel my son from the village. The village chief's face suddenly turned ugly. Enyao said, it's not like that. It's Talbot who has bad character and wants to kill people. Village chief. Shut up, the middleman interrupted Enyao forcefully. He said to the village chief, this guy is the one who is affecting the unity of our village, right? I will kill him today. After saying that, he took out a big knife and was about to start. Gao Jijun, are you crazy? The village chief burst out with such powerful momentum that he suppressed the entire audience. Village chief, what do you mean? Another old man came out and asked dissatisfied lie. What do you mean? You can see for yourself what kind of character this descendant of Talbot has. After the village chief finished speaking, he walked outside, turned on the communicator, connected to the surveillance video, played the video, and fast-forwarded it. Suddenly everyone at the scene saw the video footage. Start with Hu Xian testing his talent. Everyone watched silently without saying anything. Chapter 835. Make up your mind. Talbot was anxious, father. As soon as he opened his mouth, Gao Jijun understood what he meant. He interrupted, village chief, surveillance video can be faked, so let me kill that guy. After saying that, he was about to take action again. The village chief suppressed them forcefully and said angrily, "It seems that your family doesn't take me." The village chief, seriously? A terrifying murderous aura erupted, and finally everyone around was frightened. Only then did I remember that the village chief was the strongest person in this village. Oh my god, this guy has actually awakened his intermediate bloodline, and the test is not over yet. Someone exclaimed. So strong, his talent is no less than Talbot's. No, he is stronger than Talbot. His awakening is not over yet. If I remember correctly, Talbot's bloodline is just barely average. It's really a high-level bloodline. Someone else exclaimed. That's when everyone was praying that a stronger bloodline talent might be awakened. When the village chief and the others were so excited, Albert carefully went behind the instrument and destroyed it. Shameless, so shameless. I never thought that Tarbert would be such a person. No wonder the village chief was so angry and wanted to expel him from the village. I think the village chief is right. I think that even if Tarbert did something wrong, it was for the safety of our village. So there is no mistake. People from Talbert's lineage naturally spoke well of him. Look, Talbot is so shameless. He even continued to kill people in front of the village chief. This is so abominable. It's really abominable. Anyone who says he's right must be his fucking relative. Right? Someone cursed directly like this, and the faces of those who were about to speak to Talbert suddenly turned ugly. Later, everyone got excited when they saw that Yi Wenyao was determined to marry this guy. People with high-level bloodlines have a promising future. Joining them means joining the future of Fengling village. After the video ended, the village chief said, "Everyone saw what Tarbert did. I won't say more. After all, I have expelled him from the village. If you are related to Tarbert and cannot bear this, you can leave with him. I will not stop you." After saying that, he looked at the others and said, "To tell you the truth, this guy's talent is probably more than just high-level bloodline. Do you understand what this means?" What? The whole audience was shocked. I finally understood why the village chief was determined to fall out with Talbert and his clan. You know, the people of Talbert's lineage account for 1/3 of the village's combat power. If they leave, the village's strength will be greatly reduced. However, if Hu Xian's talent exceeds the advanced level, then he must at least have top-grade bloodline. Those with the best bloodline talents are destined to be extraordinary because they are qualified to join the Magic and Martial Arts Academy. As long as you enter the Magic and Martial Arts Academy and graduate, you will definitely become a big boss. So they saw the future in Hu Xian. The people on Talbot's side all looked extremely ugly. Go away, Talbert, you are such a person without character, go away. Fengling village does not welcome you. Yes, Talbot, and everyone in your line. Get out of here, none of you are good people. The strong reaction of the villagers made the people of Talbert's lineage look extremely ugly. Facing public anger. It is not easy to stay. Gao Jijun said angrily. Very good, very good. If you can't keep me here, I will find another place to stay. I hope you won't regret it. Let's go. All the people from Gao Jijun's lineage left in anger. Village chief, the people from Gao Jijun's lineage are leaving with such resentment, which may be detrimental to our Fengling village, said an old man. Well, it doesn't matter if it's disadvantageous after all. It's just a village. I can't do it. Why? Hearing this, countless people sighed. Gao Jihao, are you Isaiah N? From now on and he remembered that he didn't know Hu Xian's name yet, so he asked, "What's your name?" "The Devil's Lucky Star." Hu Xian replied weakly. "Big Lucky Star? I hope you are our lucky star." Then he said to Gao Jihao, "And are you Isaiah N? Your youngest daughter Enyao has already chosen him. He will be your son-in-law from now on. Is that okay with you?" Village chief. "We have no objection." The two said in unison. "I thought, he is most likely a son-in-law of top-grade bloodline. So why would we have any objection? And you should take him back and give him some good nourishment." "Okay, village chief." At this time, a middle-aged woman said, "Village chief, Enyao is still young. And my daughter is almost 30 years old. She is close to him in age, so why not let my benefactor marry him?" "You're dreaming. None of you can even think about the man I approve of." Enyao's reaction was very strong. After saying that, he hugged Hu Xian and left. I thought to myself, although I am young, I am not stupid. My man has the best bloodline. Even if it is not, it is still a high-level bloodline. How excellent. After returning home, he took Hu Xian to his room. She gently put him on the bed, covered him with a blanket and said, "My man, have a good rest. I will go make you some food." After saying that, he left. Hu Xian smiled speechless. Lie. I never thought that there would be such a place behind the 12-story ladder. The most important thing is that all his cultivation has disappeared, and he is just an ordinary person. Fortunately, those talents have not disappeared. I tried to practice but found it was useless. I couldn't practice at all. I didn't understand what was going on. At this time, the village chief arrived. He walked into the room alone and sat down beside the bed. Great Fortune Star, this is the best cultivation method in our village. It was passed down by my ancestors. You can take it and practice it well. Although your blood awakening was interrupted, you now have a high-level bloodline, so your cultivation will definitely be twice as effective with half the effort. Try practicing first, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Huaxian looked at the yellowed skills and thought, I've tried it, it doesn't work. But he thought that what he was practicing was not the skills of the demon clan. After all, the system's rewards at the beginning were all high-level things, but there was no demon clan skills, so he took the technique, sat up with difficulty, and opened it to read. It didn't matter that he read 10 lines at a glance. Huaxian found that the words of the demon clan came back to life in his eyes. Extremely mysterious. This is the first time I have encountered such a situation. How is it, do you understand it? Asked the village chief. Huaxian did not answer, but started practicing directly. As soon as he started practicing, the demonic power around him surged into his body. Oh my god, the village chief exclaimed. Unexpectedly, Huaxian got it right the first time he practiced. I seriously doubt whether he has practiced before. Upon closer inspection, I found that it was not. This guy is practicing this technique for the first time. Besides, this technique is inherited from ancestors and no one else has it. Chapter 836, Breakthroughs. However, as Huaxian's practice became more and more smooth, the demonic power rushing towards him became stronger and stronger. Less than a quarter of an hour. Buzz! A slight sound came from Huaxian's body. The first level of evolutionary genes has been reached. Huaxian then understood that the starting level of this world is the evolutionary gene level. The village chief, who was already shocked, was stunned when he saw this scene. He reached the basics of cultivation in less than a quarter of an hour. This guy's talent is probably far beyond the best bloodline, and it is very likely that he has an extremely best bloodline. In this world, the bloodlines of the demon clan are divided into inferior bloodline, ordinary bloodline, medium bloodline, high bloodline, top grade bloodline, great top grade bloodline, super grade bloodline, royal bloodline, god level bloodline, etc. For an ordinary village like theirs, the appearance of mediocre bloodline is considered remarkable. For example, as the village chief, has only middle level bloodline. However, each bloodline level is divided into primary, intermediate, advanced, and peak levels. For example, Talbert is only at the primary level of intermediate bloodline, but even so, he is the most talented among the younger generation in the village. Before Huaxian came, he was hailed as the hope of the village. From this we can see that although there are many levels of bloodlines, it is too difficult for a small village like Fenglin village to have high-level bloodlines. After all, there are very few wild and powerful bloodlines of the demon clan, and most of those high-level bloodlines are inherited. Buzz! As he practiced, Huaxian became more and more evil. In a little over a quarter of an hour, he broke through to the second level of evolutionary genes. The turbulent atmosphere of the demonic power attracted many people in the village to gather around. Suddenly, Gao Jihao's house was surrounded and no one could get in or out. Who on earth is practicing and achieving such amazing breakthroughs? Someone asked loudly. Gao Jihao and the others were also outside and were very curious. The village chief heard the noise and came out. He said happily, "Don't be curious, I just passed my cultivation method to the Great Fortune Star. He is indeed gifted after practicing for less than an hour. He has broken through 2 realms in succession. Village chief, even if he has superb talent, he can't cultivate at such an enchanting speed, right? What kind of talent does he have?" someone asked curiously. The village chief nodded and said, "Yes, I also think that the Great Fortune Star is not just a top-notch talent. It's a pity that Talbot interrupted the test. Based on my experience, our village's lucky star is most likely a person with top-notch talent." What? The best? The whole audience was shocked. Then I was ecstatic. So, our Fengling village will also have people with top-notch talents in the future. What a superb talent. Even in the Magic and Martial Arts Academy, he is considered a genius, right? After all, the superb geniuses are at the bottom of the list. A village chief said happily, even if he is not a genius, he is much better than an extremely talented person. Village chief, when will we send him to the Magic and Martial Arts Academy? Some villagers couldn't wait. No rush. The Magic and Martial Arts Academy recruits students every 10 years. The most recent one. Village chief, this year. We were planning to send Rang Taberti to try his luck. Talbert is trying his luck. With his talent of the primary intermediate bloodline? It's simply wishful thinking. Okay, everyone, please disperse on to disturb the Great Fortune Star's practice. After the clan leader finished speaking, he returned to the room, wanting to see how far Huaxian could go in his training this time. Next. Maybe because of the village chief, Lian and Yao did not enter the room. But they were all at the door, waiting quietly. About half an hour later. Buzz! The space vibrated slightly, and amidst the turbulence of the demonic power, they knew that Huaxian had made another breakthrough. In just 1 hour, he actually broke through to the 3rd level of evolutionary genes. They were all extremely shocked. Sister, you really found a treasure. This guy's breakthrough in 1 hour is equivalent to our 3 years of breakthrough. That's right. I have been practicing for 19 years and have only now evolved to the 15th level of genetic evolution. I feel that this guy can catch up in 1 day, Anna said. I'm so envious of my sister. EU and Seal also said. Oh, sisters, please stop being so sour. Didn't we discuss marrying Talbert together before? Well, let's marry the devil Lucky Star together now. He is so outstanding and worthy of us anyway. Sister, are you really willing to do this? Anzu asked excitedly. What is there to be reluctant about? Didn't the village chief say that in the outside world, outstanding men have countless women around them, and they are all beautiful? We 3 sisters are all so beautiful. It's only right for us to marry a lucky star. It's settled then. Faced with the discussion of their 3 daughters, Gao Jihao and her Huaxian remained silent and agreed. On flies and night falls. After 5 hours of practice, Huaxian finally finished. Village chief. Thank you for your skills. I thank the village chief first. Thank you, it's too formal. We are all family, but your breakthrough in cultivation is too fast. Do you feel any discomfort in your body? Village chief, I don't have any. I just feel that after breaking through to the 10th level of the evolutionary gene, the speed has slowed down significantly. I feel that it will take at least 1 day to break through to the 11th level of the evolutionary gene. The village chief was speechless. You think this is slow? Do you know that many people cannot break through from the 10th level of evolutionary genes to the 10th level in 1 year? 3 years or even 10 years. Is that so, village chief? Then is my cultivation speed considered fast? Huaxian pretended that it was his first time to practice and asked, as if he didn't know anything. The village chief was speechless. What do you mean by fast? Among the people I know, your cultivation speed is definitely super fast. However, although you don't feel any other discomfort, I still suggest that you stop practicing the exercises for a while. After you recover your physical strength, exercise and improve your physique before continuing your practice. When cultivating, you must remember one thing, and that is to be impatient for success. Do you understand? Village chief, I understand. Thank you for your guidance. You kid, don't call me village chief all the time. You are the man of that girl Enyao now. And she always calls me grandpa, so just follow Enyao and call me grandpa. Thank you, grandpa. Anyway, it won't lose any meat by shouting, so Huaxian shouted sincerely. Besides, after coming out of this mysterious world, I was lucky enough to meet the village chief who rescued me. Otherwise I would have died, so I really treat him as my grandfather. Oh, good grandson. Okay, grandpa will go back now. Otherwise Gao Jihao and his family won't be able to wait any longer. After the village chief finished speaking, he walked out with a smile, feeling better than ever before. Village chief, the food is ready, let's eat first. No, I still have things to take care of, you guys take your time eating. After saying that, he left quickly. Chapter 837, this feels really good. Is this the first time I see the village chief not being greedy? Gao Jihao said in surprise. Are you Huaxian said. Perhaps the village chief really has something wrong. I guess it has something to do with his son-in-law. That should be it otherwise. I can't think of anything that could make the village chief so anxious. At this time, Huaxian came out. After practicing, the fatigue caused by injury recovery also disappeared. The only thing that makes me unhappy is that without the terrifying cultivation I had before, my body feels empty, as if something is missing. Fortunately, he has no lack of theoretical knowledge, and he believes that he will be able to rise quickly here. When the time comes, I'll have to see what this world that the 11th floor of the ladder has brought me to is all about. My man, you are awesome. In just a few hours, you have already reached the 10th level of Evolver. Enyao walked over and took Huaxian's arm and said excitedly. Ayu and Seal and Diana also gathered around. Anna asked, "Our man, have you recovered from your injuries?" Hearing this, the excited Enyao quickly said, "My man, I'm sorry, I was wrong before, don't be angry." Huaxian smiled and said, "What's past is past. Besides, it was my fault that I accidentally fell into the pool where you were bathing. Our man, that's all God's will now that we are together, it doesn't matter anymore." Ayu and Seal said, "Okay, you guys have been discussed here and the food has gotten cold." Are you Huaxian said, "Let me introduce our men to you. Our mother is our Huaxian and our father is Gao Jihao. Hello, uncle and aunt." "Why call them uncle and aunt? You should call them dad and mom with us," Enyao said. Huaxian smiled and said shyly, "Hello, mom and dad. Okay, son-in-law, let's go eat and have a couple of drinks." Gao Jihao took Huaxian and left. I came to the small house at the back and saw a simple table and a few stools. Next to it is the kitchen. There was a large table full of dishes, including meat and wild vegetables. Life was pretty good. Son-in-law, sit down. The family sat down and Enyao quickly poured the wine. Dad, don't be a big man like us, although you haven't gotten married yet. Since you have already decided on your son-in-law, just call me husband. Thank you for your approval, Dad. It turns out that in the village, you can't call someone husband if you're not married. Of course, you can change your words after your elders approve. Husband? Enyao was very shy when he shouted these two words. Husband. Husband. Iana and Dun Seal shouted one after another. Hello. My three wives, let's have dinner. Come on, son-in-law, let's have a drink. Dad, I respect you. By the way, son-in-law, where are you from? Who are your other relatives? Hearing this question, Enyao and the others listened carefully. Dad, my family is all gone, and I'm alone in the mountains. I feel like life is meaningless. So I'm standing on the highest mountain and jumping down. I thought I was going to die, but I didn't expect to meet my wife and the others. It's exactly as I guessed. That's what I guessed. Huaxian made up stories, and with the cooperation of Enyao and others, it became perfect. I thought, it's impossible that I could say that I came in from the outside world by climbing the ladder to heaven, right? So that's how it is. Son-in-law, don't let your mind wander anymore. We will have you and my three daughters in the future until let them down. Dad, don't worry, I will never let them down. Huaxian didn't expect that he had such good luck. Although he almost died, he was able to get three sisters as wives as soon as he logged in. God was kind to him. Next is eating, drinking and chatting. It took a full 3 hours to finish. This time Huaxian was drunk. The cultivation level of the 10th level of the Evolver is completely unable to withstand